One.
Let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the FanDuel Thunderdome, on this Overreaction Monday, December 19th, 2022. This sports show starts right now.
Football
is bananas, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
6 teams have clinched a playoff berth. 4 teams have been eliminated. The other 22 are still in it, hoping to get into the dance, hoping to get an opportunity to win the most prized trophy in all of sports on planet Earth, the Lombardi.
Hell yeah.
It was an epic weekend. The biggest comeback in NFL history happened, didn't it?
No.
I didn't get to see the whole thing. Obviously, I was working at the time with the very riveting Vegas Bowl. Shout out to Herbie Pash, Laura Rutledge, Ben Hogg, Berger, and that entire team in Vegas. It was a blast, although it was a runaway. And the Florida Gators saved themselves with a kick from Mahalik. Their first shutout in 435 games since 1988. That was really the only storyline. Is Florida about to do something they hadn't done in 34 years, which is suck more than they've ever sucked, especially in a bowl game in a transition period? That was the storyline. The Colts were up 33-0.
Should be good.
While I was walking around, warm-ups at the Vegas Bowl, meeting the coaches, chit-chatting with some of the players. Everybody was fantastic. I was getting updates on my phone via the boys and other people about the score. Hey, it's 17-0 right now. Who? Colts over what?
That's right.
Okay. Hey, it's 30. It's 33-0.
Ball game.
What a hilarious situation. Then the second half starts happening, and they start mounting a comeback, and we're calling this Vegas Bowl. I'm trying to find my rhythm, okay? Kirk Herbstreit's doing his thing. He has this little remote thing that he controls in the booth where he's able to, no looking at it, seeing it. He has maybe 6 eyes. He has eyes
Ohio
everywhere
guy.
happening all the time. It's unbelievable watching him work and Dave Pash. And I'm trying to learn, if I ever was to do this for a profession, how does one of the greatest of all time do it? And then Dave Pash, who's been there, done that with everything and everybody, how is he doing it? So I'm trying to learn as much as possible. I'm getting updates from Jake Herbstreit. Hey, 36-28 right now. What?
Excuse me?
It was 33-0. What do you mean 36-28? He goes, yeah, the Colts are giving this one away. Herbie, oh no. Kirk Herbstreit, oh no, don't tell me that's happening. In the second half, not only do the Colts get a 3-and-out on the first possession of the Minnesota Vikings in the second half, that would lead to make you think like, oh, they're going to continue to put this team away. And then everything just unraveled.
That's right.
We're talking about 4th and 1s not working. We're talking about turnovers. We're talking about 3-and-outs. We're talking about everything that could potentially go wrong, did go wrong for the Indianapolis Colts in the second half. And everything that could go right, did go right for the Minnesota Vikings, where everything that could go wrong for the Minnesota Vikings did go wrong in the first half. A tale of 2 halves, a tale of clusterfuckery, a tale of what the hell is going on with the Colts organization.
Oh, no.
How's this happen?
It's a good question. Matt Ryan.
There was a report this weekend. There was a report this weekend that came out and said that there's $800 million being used on fired coaches right now, okay? The NFL reminded the owners at their league owners meeting last week in Arlington. He said, hey, just a quick reminder, our accountants did some calculating.
Some crunching.
You guys are spending $800 million right now. You got every owner in here. $800 million on fired coaches, right? People that aren't doing anything, for people that are working other places, people that are golfing right now, people that were terrible coaches. You guys are spending $800 million on those guys.
Jeez.
So why don't we remember that whenever we're making our hiring and our decisions or whatever. And I don't know why that reminder was given, other than the fact that coaching has been something that has been terrible in a lot of places for a long time. Now, I took a lot of shots to the shins on Saturday because Jeff Saturday's the head coach of a team that, gave up the largest comeback in the history, 102 years.
Yep.
102, that's a long time.
Over a
century.
That's a long time of something happening. 102 years, largest comeback of all time. Jeff Saturday was a coach on the other sideline. So Jeff Saturday's not going to love that to be on his resume.
No.
But also, Pat, you remember sticking up for Jeff Saturday being hired? You remember yelling at everybody that said it was a bad hire? You remember attacking people that said he was going to do terrible? It was like I never, attacked people thinking that Jeff Saturday was going to be a great coach. I said he could be. Hey, could be the greatest coach of all time. Could be. Could be the worst coach of all time.
Could be. Absolutely.
We have no idea what could happen. I was just pumped that a former player was given an opportunity to get a position of actual rank in the coaching world, and especially a friend of mine and in the organization that I am associated with. So I was excited about that also. I thought the immediate shots from former players, I don't care about what the media says, okay? Media has to do their job. I appreciate media having opinion. Media is a very vital part of the entire professional sports, not only because of the coverage, but the storylines, the drama, everything. I appreciate that. But the former players that just came out and attacked it, I was not happy about. Bill Cowher saying a former player, also a guy that got hired very young, whenever a lot of people would say his resume for him to get the head coaching job at the Pittsburgh Steelers, his hometown team, kind of a question mark. Him coming out and attacking it in favor of other coaches and how hard they work. Okay, Bill, relax, dude. And then Joe Thomas coming out and burying him on a monologue diatribe where you would have thought that he was personally offended and said that Jeff should have said no to the job whenever he was asked. He was like, Joe, how many bad coaches do you play for? A lot. You know how I know? Because you fucking never won.
Right.
So, I have respect for Joe Thomas as a football player. I have respect for Joe Thomas and everything that he does. But whenever he came out taking a shot at a former player, getting an opportunity to do something, I found that to be outrageous because a lot of former players would love to get into coaching, but they never would because they don't want to have to fucking shine shoes after a prolific 12-year career when you have to go back to the bottom of the totem pole. So I thought this was a good sign. Now, I do fear.
Unfortunately.
I do fear it's going to be difficult to get a powerful job as a former player if you have no NFL coaching experience after what just happened on Saturday. So, for all the people that were attacking me on my take earlier this season, whenever this all took place, I'd like to let you know, you're all right, okay? I was a little too optimistic, okay? I thought maybe, although that roster is supposed to have a bunch of fucking great players, all over the board, people are being paid. Every single position group has somebody that's paid. Every single position group has somebody that's allegedly prolific at what they do. Every single position group is supposed to be good. Coming into the season, team was supposed to go to the fucking playoffs, make a Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
That's why they paid Matt Ryan to come to the Indianapolis Colts. We'll pick up that contract that nobody else will pick up. We'll have him play for our team because we have everything around him. We have the highest paid offensive line.
Hell yeah.
We got an MVP running back out rest of the year.
Yeah.
It's kind of been one of those years. That's a shame.
Tough
Can't wait
year.
to see him bounce back next year, hopefully. Wide receivers, we got young up-and-coming guys. Defensive side of the ball, we got great defense.
Studs.
We had so many Pro Bowlers on defense side of the ball. We got Gus Bradley coming in to be defense coordinator. This guy knows defense. He's been good everywhere he's been.
Genius.
Coming into the season, this was supposed to be a team. Then they stunk. And stunk again.
That's right.
And stunk so bad that they only got -4 yards in the first quarter against the New England Patriots. And while that game was unfolding, Jim Irsay actually called Jeff Saturday and said, Joe, what the fuck is going on? Jeff Saturday, who's been a consultant for the team, obviously, throughout the last couple of years, I believe, has held a position in the Indianapolis Colts, obviously in the Ring of Honor for the Indianapolis Colts, played for 13 years for the Indianapolis Colts. And he said, Jim, I can't even watch the game. I'm watching that thing later tonight when the film comes out, pal. I don't even know. I can't even help you. So whenever that team, at the beginning of the year, ties the Houston Texans, I think, in the first week.
Yep.
Massive comeback to tie.
Yeah.
Was actually being touted as big-time comeback for Matt Ryan in his debut. It was like to tie the Texans, who are a team. Hey, we're finding that out.
Yeah.
We're finding that out.
Battle.
Texans
They play hard.
Sure. Texans are a team. They'll do whatever they're professionals. They're getting paid millions of dollars as well. They have coaches. They have, all week to prepare. But that Colts team has just been terrible. So Jeff Saturday coming in, I thought was going to be good, a guy that can revitalize everybody, and they have not. 33-zip in the fourth quarter against the Dallas Cowboys a week ago. 33-zip, you're up at halftime. You end up fucking losing somehow. I don't know what is wrong with this Indianapolis Colts team. I don't think any other former players are going to immediately get, thrusted into a head coaching role. I don't think it's going to happen because of this experiment and because it's the largest comeback in the history of the NFL. But I have no idea how you fix what's going on in that locker room. I have no clue. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know who the problem is. I don't know how the problem is. But you're losing fourth quarters, 33-zip. You're up 33-0 at halftime, and I understand that Jeff Saturday probably could have called better calls going for it on 4th and 1, especially with Parks Frazier, who's a 30-year-old fucking offense coordinator calling plays for the first time, and they have Matt Ryan try QB sneaking, and immediately afterwards we got a 64-yard screen to Dalvin Cook. That's a touchdown. It's just like there's a lot of decisions that were in there, but also this locker room is supposed to be great. This is supposed to be a great locker room, and it clearly isn't. I mean, I don't know what the problem is, and could they be sick of everything that's gone on over the last 3 years? Maybe.
Certainly. Makes sense.
I could see that. You go from Andrew Luck, and then you go for 5 different quarterbacks, and everybody's supposed to be the long-term answer. Phil Rivers comes in, boom, team starts loving him, team starts rallying. They make the playoffs, they lose. He retires coaching a high school team in Alabama with no phone service anywhere in town.
None.
That's right.
And we only know that because we tried to have him on a megacast, couldn't fucking reach him. Couldn't reach him.
No.
Couldn't reach him. So then he leaves. I think the boys all loved Phil Rivers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think Phil Rivers was beloved in the locker room. Also, they had success. So then Carson Wentz comes in. Carson Wentz is supposed to be the answer because he and Frank Reich know each other, just like Phil Rivers knew Frank Reich. Carson Wentz comes in. He's not the answer. Everybody says he's like not a good leader. Get him out of here or whatever. And I don't know if that's true. I'm just telling you what was said. He was traded after 1 season, didn't make the playoffs, didn't play well at the end. He gets traded away. Then they bring in Matt Ryan. Here's another leader coming in doing his thing. So I don't know if like the humans in the locker room are just sick of the bullshit and this is not what an NFL experience is. But I don't fully understand how the team can allow that to happen. I don't know how they can have such high hopes and perform so poorly unless it all is just we have worse scheme and worse strategy than everybody else. But I feel like from watching in the trenches and from watching everything DB and listening, everybody's running basically the same shit.
Yeah,
it's just
absolutely.
whether or not, it's being executed or not. Can we figure that out? I don't know. I'm worried about the future of the Colts. I actually threw around an idea over there. When I walked in here this morning, trying to get caught up on the time zone change.
Sure. Yeah, it's tough.
I was out there 3 days. Seattle, Vegas, and I come back to Indianapolis. It was the exact worst amount of time to be there.
Yeah, you're on Pacific
days.
time.
Yeah, jet lag's rough. I'm going through it too.
You came back from Chicago. That's certainly Central Time. We are on Eastern Time, by the way, Indianapolis. We're like the farthest west Eastern time zone city you can really get to.
Sweet.
And even part of the state, I think, is in Central Time zone over
yeah.
there. But as I came in this morning, back to Indianapolis, the home of the Colts, I said, I wonder if they'll ever just think about, like in Bill pointed it out, like a file bankruptcy that a team can do, okay? The NFL has to pay all these guys these contracts, but we're out all of them, okay? We're out all these because we gave money to so many guys on the team, so many guys that are playing. These guys are playing. These games you're watching, the guys that are getting paid this massive amount of money, they're all playing out there, and the team is doing. I wonder if you could just trade everybody, and the NFL has to pitch into that G4 program where they pay out, because I want the players to get their money, they negotiate their money, they earn their money from what they did in previous times. But it seems like it is a full fucking rebuild that has to happen in Indianapolis Colts, and I don't know how they're going to do that with how many contracts. I assume, Chris Ballard is probably going to be on his way. I assume that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But with everything we're saying, like the team's supposed to be a good team. And this is not, Chris Ballard and us have not chatted all season. I have no idea how he's reacted to the things that I've said, and who knows how he feels about Jeff Saturday being a coach and everything. We have not talked with Chris Ballard, so this is not me sticking up for Chris Ballard. But is the locker room? I guess the locker room is the problem. So that would be the team that you put together. But this team on paper was supposed to be great, which was GM. So Jeff Saturday, it appears, is not going to be the next Lombardi.
Probably not.
But Pete Carroll was once coach of the Patriots. He was terrible up there.
That's right.
That's right.
There's been a lot of guys that have coached in other places. Bill Belichick, he was with the Browns.
Yeah.
What are we even talking about?
Sure.
That's a good point.
Goes up to the Patriots.
Jets for a cup of coffee.
Just probably not the right time or place. But also to the people that were telling me I was wrong, valid. I was a little bit too optimistic. I think you guys are negative about anything. And if he would have became the Lombardi, I'm not sure you guys would have been. I wouldn't have been asking you guys to do. I would have been. I would have been, actually. So I understand what you're doing here. So that's tough days over there at the Colts. I sent a couple texts to a couple people around the building. I just go, that's tough. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
There's nothing else you can say.
That's tough.
That's tough.
We're still in the hunt. Still in the bubble.
Very much so.
There's a chance, especially with what the Jacksonville Jaguars are doing. Tennessee Titans continue to lose some games. Colts still in there. But largest comeback in NFL history is obviously something that will not get a banner. Although I do believe we have to take a couple of those banners down, and maybe things will start turning our way. You would have thought that would have been the worst loss of the weekend, but then we turn to the toxic table at Ty Schmidt, big time Monday Night Football game tonight,
Huge.
hosting the Rams. Good luck out there.
Appreciate it.
Hope you have just a standard game.
I hope so, too.
I hope you just have a standard game so that tomorrow when we come in, we don't have to do what we're about to do right now to your toxic table compadre, your toxic table teammate. Ladies and gentlemen, a man who is from an area that has an NFL team that has the greatest dynasty in the history of professional sports.
Yes.
20-year run with the boys. So many parades, so many celebrations, such a good time. We're smarter than everybody at football. Yeah. We're better than everybody at football. We're going to dominate everybody because that's what we do for a large portion of all of our lives up here until yesterday. Now, we can say with conviction, no doubts about it, the worst play in the history of the NFL now belongs to the New England Patriots.
Right.
And that play is a play that I hope we talk about forever. And I was a part of a play that everybody was deeming the worst play of all time.
Absolutely.
And how quickly that changed, because I feared that for the rest of my life, the only name that's really associated with that fake punt that did not work against the New England Patriots is me right there at the bottom.
Yep.
Pat McAfee, 3 punts, 49.3-yard average, something wrong. Good average, by the way.
Pretty good.
Having a pretty good game, not a worry. Place we were in the field, we were okay taking the delay game, backing up 5 yards. Still going to probably get the same result, fair catch around the 15, probably all we're going to do. Let's go ahead and try to get too many men on the field. If they don't sub, we'll just try to hard count them. Maybe they'll jump off sides, never snap it. If they are in the middle of sub, we'll snap it. We'll get it all. That miscommunication did not work out that way. What ended up happening was Griff Whalen snaps the ball to Colt Anderson.
Great.
He gets sacked. We lose the game to the Patriots. Everybody calls it the worst play in the history of football. Football's been played a long time. They said, remember back in the day, a lot of dumb people playing football. This is the dumbest play of all time. My name's the only one associated with it, although the head coach of the team, I do believe, has that as a badge on his jacket as well, which he does not love. Then yesterday, the team that we're playing on that particular day where we did that fake punt that didn't work out the way we thought it was going to work out, that team says, you know what? We used to be smarter, better, and more dominant than everybody.
Hell yeah.
We're going to change that. It's a new era. We aren't going to do any of those things anymore. We're going to get punts blocked. Okay, in our own end. We're going to snap the ball when everybody isn't ready. We're going to make situational, clueless decisions that people are going to say, is that the Patriots? Is that the Patriots team? I actually tweeted out yesterday in the middle of that game, early in that game. It is still weird to me to watch the Patriots do dumb shit. Because that's not what the Patriots were for 20 years under the same leadership, same head coach. 20 years when they were more dominant than everybody else, they made the right decision all the time. Right. All the players knew everything. All the coaches knew everything. The ball seemed to bounce their way. The weather seemed to go their way all the time. Everybody's locked into the finer details. Tie ball game. Your own 44-yard line or 46-yard line?
Yeah, 45, 44, 46.
Just go ahead and try to run out this clock and go to overtime.
Yeah.
Why not kneel it?
Only 3 seconds. Just ran the ball in the play before.
Why not kneel it? I don't know.
Live to fight another day.
I don't. If we're just going to run it anyways, I don't think they were planning on doing the annexation of Puerto Rico.
No. Well, maybe.
I believe Ramondre just saw him and was like, you know what? Shit. I'm not going down.
Fuck it.
And then Jacoby Myers gets that ball. And what Jacoby Myers does with that ball is one of the best passes of the year.
Magical.
Fade away. What'd you say, Connor? How would you describe it? Fade away, rolling to his left.
Throwing right. Max Crosby, the best pass rusher in the NFL. In
his face.
Takes a hit.
Stands in the pocket.
Still complete.
Jones on Jones.
Yep.
Chandler to Mac Jones. Chandler, the former New England Patriot, scores in the most epic fashion in a walk-off interception, fumble recovery with a stiff arm. Touchdown.
Unbelievable.
Jacoby Myers took ownership of that whole thing. Bill Belichick said, we made a mistake.
What do you want?
One coach says, football every week. Just going to do better. Which makes sense, but the Patriots looked bad early.
Yes.
Patriots looked dumb throughout. And now the Patriots have the worst play in the history of football, everybody's saying. At Boston Connor, your thoughts on it all, and how do you think life is going to go now for the next 30 years of your life as opposed to maybe the last 20?
My thoughts are all over the place, I'd say. When it comes to worst play in football, to decide a game, absolutely. Nothing is worse than the butt fumble. I will argue that to the death. But when it comes to actually...
Just keep us out of it.
Yeah, no, same thing, because it's special teams. There's not a guy, who usually takes snaps. Mark Sanchez took a snap, which he always does, and he ran into a guy, and it caused a touchdown for the Patriots. Now, when it comes to what happened yesterday... Around 7:30, right after the game, I think it kind of set in like, this is what it feels like to be a Lions fan in the past. This is what it feels like to be a Browns fan in the past. This is what it feels like to just be a fan of football and not the fan of the New England Patriots. And I think that is the reality that is not only set in with me, but everybody else for these next 30 years, is that we aren't the New England Patriots anymore. We're just a football team that plays football in Massachusetts. Because it's not just, the things that you mentioned and the special teams block punt. Yeah, that can happen. The Colts blocked a punt against New England last year. Miscommunication. But with 30 seconds left in the half, or 50 seconds or whatever it was, for that block punt to then turn into a touchdown for the Raiders, for them to go up 17-3, that's one thing. Yeah, I mean, abysmal. Yeah, 30 seconds left.
I don't think anybody but the snapper knew the ball was going. And you guys have a great snapper. I don't know if he's Cardona.
Joe Cardona, Navy man.
Because if you go back to the beginning there, we should have put this one on the PRO. Yeah. Look, you see right wing.
Jabril Peppers.
Yeah, right wing has no clue. He's looking, do we count guy in the box or not? Mm-hmm. He's talking to the PP. PP is looking outside in, trying to figure it out as he goes. Cardona snaps. Now, it looks like guard and tackle on either side. They're just going off snapper. Wings and PP have to figure out which way they're going, which way snappers. Oh
boy.
That's a backup punter, too, so no Jake Bailey in the game might have affected it, too.
Pilardi's been around a long time.
Okay.
Pilardi's been around a long time, played for a lot of teams, so I don't think that's a thing. But, yeah, I mean, Peppers had no idea it was being snapped. It seems like everybody else kind of did, except for the PP, but miscommunication, don't normally see that from the Patriots.
Never happens to the Patriots, especially in, that middle eight that we talk about. 4 minutes left in the first half, 4 minutes, in the start of the second half. And that happens, so that's terrible. We do come back. It's one of those things where you saw the flashes of the old Patriots where it's, hey, we're down 17-3 at halftime. No problem at all. We'll make a couple plays. Pick six, Kyle Duggar to start the second half, basically. Okay, here we go.
Boom. Jumps a route to Devontae Adams. Who knows what he's going to do with that ball, obviously.
Beautifully covered. So, okay, here we are, 17-10. Obviously, we all watched what happened with the Patriots offense. Sure. Maybe Matt Patricia's the big fat dumb dipshit everyone said he was. Maybe he's not. They have flashes where they walk down the field. I think this is the Jacoby Myers 40-yard catch. It's like, okay, we're back. Here we go. Great ball from Mac. He doesn't look like he has a noodle arm. He can actually put the ball on a rope. And that happens. Okay, Ramondre next play, touchdown. It's unbelievable where we're at. We get a 2-point conversion.
Ramondre's a player, by the way. They put up some graphic about some stat where it's only him and I think Christian McCaffrey or something.
Yeah, he is unbelievable. And yet, in the first half, when it's first and goal to go, we give it to him once, and then we decide, hey, let's run 3 fades, and then let's see how that goes on the goal line, because that'd be smart.
Here's a fade that worked.
Yeah,
2-point conversion.
Yeah,
Jacoby Myers, 24-17, makes it late. Here we go. The Patriots are going to win this game somehow, even though they've looked dumb and bad at very large portions of this game.
Yeah, for 50 minutes of it. There was only 10 minutes of good football, really, from the Patriots, and even then, that's kind of stretching it out. And sure, you can say, Keelan Cole, his foot's out of bounds. How many times has a Bill Belichick defense let Derek Carr in the Raiders offense, who haven't done anything in the second half, get the ball with, 90 seconds left and they march right down? Whether this is a touchdown or not, and clearly there should be more angles of this in brand new fucking stadiums. That needs to be a requirement going forward, because that was fucking absurd. And yeah, Patriots fans, you guys have been on the right side of, history when it comes to refs making play calls. What about the fumble Brady against the Raiders? Shut the fuck up, okay? That was 20 fucking years ago.
That was a much bigger
situation. And yeah, we went on to win the Super Bowl, and this is what we talked about. And the dynasty started. And this is what we mean when we say teams get lucky sometimes, and those teams end up going on to do great things. But that's not a fucking catch, okay? And by the way, when it comes to sideline cams and end zone cams, there shouldn't be, 3 angles that they show, and then the one angle that they show on the broadcast is the clear, his foot's out of bounds, and then they call it a touchdown. If you have that angle, don't fucking show it. Because when you do, this is what happens. I assume there were broken TVs everywhere.
I assume there was a lot of anger around Massachusetts, and it would be very valid. Your point about a brand new stadium not having camera, because I feel like SoFi has
everywhere.
Every 8K camera in the world is in SoFi.
At one point, I do believe SoFi Stadium, and we have not researched this. This is just a observational stat.
Stat that.
80% of the 8K cameras on Earth were in SoFi.
That's right.
Did it?
Oh, yeah.
They had like a PTZ, a pan tilt zoom camera, which we have in here. There's one right there moving. Foxy has the capability. They had those like 8K, and they were getting like those shots, those portrait mode shots of people. They didn't even have. It was insane what that brand new stadium. It cost them $6 billion to make or whatever.
Right.
But like you would think in the new stadiums, they would have some sort of technology built in that you'd be able to see this. Now, I think it's a TV crew thing. I don't think it's necessarily a stadium thing. But how does SoFi have everything? Because they're in Los Angeles, I guess, maybe there's more camera. I don't have no idea why one place would be the other. But the only clear spot was that Skycam like view, but that was from behind the person.
Exactly.
And anytime you look at something from behind somebody, it's going to look a little bit further.
Right.
So I assume that's the science behind why they said it. In my eyes, clearly on the line there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the dirt comes up.
Exactly. Oh my God. That fucking guy. By the way, no white comes up because mud is fucking dark, pal. Mud isn't white. So when you play on a grass field and your cleats go into the grass and it pops out and it's dark, that's called mud, you motherfucker, because clearly he's on the line. Like, there's no question about it. And there's also a photo now, and I don't know if we can
that's what I was about
to
say. We should be asking the people that are show the clip, show it from when it's at the side. I think there's a side view at one point that'll show all the camera people in the back. There is clearly. Go ahead, keep showing. No, not even. There's like two people right back on the line.
Yeah, there's a photo of it now from that sideline angle, not even from behind.
Yeah, right here. Look, boom, that guy.
Oh yeah, boom,
right
he's
there.
got it.
Why didn't we just go right? All right, I got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When the review happens, I think old buddy right there in the vest, who's probably a Raiders fan, maybe a Raiders beat, or just AP, we don't know. I think as soon as this happens, the NFL should have every right to go right down all. Everything.
Give me your memory card.
Right now.
Everything. Give me everything. Because he is on it.
Yes.
And that's probably the photo that you saw where he's what?
It's even where he's out of bounds, and it's even better than that. It's not even down the line. It is like if this guy is to the left, facing Keenan Cole, so he has the whole chest shot of it. It's better than the down the line shot. You can actually see directly like you're looking at these two, and his foot is on the line.
I think another great thing is these two cops talking to each other while the review's happening. That's not. I mean,
No.
Look, he's got his foot on. I mean, his eyes. Look at his eyes straight on the fucking feet there.
Yep.
Yeah.
They know. They know what's going on.
It's simple. Yeah.
While the review's happening, these two cops. He
did not get
This place
that.
is not going to be happy.
Uh-oh.
Get ready.
He did not. There might be something. Let's keep an eye out on that nightclub that's down at that stadium. By the way.
Top tier.
Well, not anymore. It was fucking top tier. And then this shit happens. It's like, oh, okay. So they just don't care about these games because it's the Raiders and, they're never going to win anything real. But then when you have this shit happen, can you imagine if this was the Chiefs and Mahomes and maybe for some reason they were in a close game?
All right, let's move on. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
There it is.
Oh, he's in.
Oh, it's a touchdown.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
in.
for sure. Come on.
That's a touchdown.
I think that doesn't help.
Yes, it does. What are you talking about?
That's a good one. That's a
See,
touchdown.
he's at the bottom of his boot is black and it's on the white.
Bang, 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 bang.
Boom, right
Yeah.
there.
Bang.
What are you doing? You just moved your finger up. What are you talking about?
Look at the whole thing.
That's a touchdown.
That's sick,
No,
baby.
it's not you. Your finger just went over the shoe while you're on the line.
Look at this. This is the thing, right? This is the thing. We're literally looking at it right now, right?
Yep. Boom, his shoe's right there on the line. His shoe is right fucking there on the line.
Yeah, that's card.
You can see it.
You see?
No, go from the top. Have it be on the top so you can actually see
That's a
the black
touchdown
and
where I
white.
come
Dude,
from.
I think that's a.
I think that's 6.
Boom, boom, boom. Foot
Where? Right here?
on the line. What? Right there. You just put your fucking finger on it.
Dude, we still
It's on the
see.
line.
Look at
You can see black because his boot is black. That's why you can see black, not because he's in. Oh yeah, well his foot's in the fucking ground because it's grass, so your fucking cleats go into the ground.
Looks good to me.
Yeah, I see the white line right there where your finger goes over the black.
This is the shoe?
Right, yeah, that into boom. Ready? Do that again. Stop. Nope. A little bit. No, stop. Go forward a little more now. Forward. Stop. That's his fucking shoe on the white line, okay?
I don't know.
I don't know what the fuck we're all looking at here. I mean, this is ridiculous. I can't believe this.
I think that's.
Yeah, I know you fuckers think it's a touchdown. Look.
This way, too.
Yeah, I know it's going that way. So follow the line of the fucking.
Yeah, you gotta take
follow,
it to parallax. Yeah.
Yep.
follow the fucking line of the sideline like you just did. Boom. Out. No, you just ducked underneath it. I see what you're doing.
That looks
Follow
pretty
the fucking white line. As soon as you get, boom. Yep, keep going. Boom, right there. His foot's on the
touchdown.
fucking line.
Boom.
That's his foot on the line. He's on the line. He's not in the end zone. He's on the fucking line. You can see it. We all can see it. Except for the people in the fucking stands making the decision.
When it's called
He's out of bounds.
when it's called touchdown on the field, you can't overturn
Out,
that.
right there.
Yeah, we're talking.
Yeah, you can.
We're talking millimeters here. What are we? We're taking points off the
Yeah.
board for millimeters.
It's a game of inches, Nick. When it gets down to millimeters,
not even an
it's
inch.
not
It's
that
millimeter.
much. A millimeter in comparison to an inch, not that big of a
I
deal.
think that's a touchdown.
They were going to
That's
make it
not a
6.
fucking touchdown.
They were going to score anyways.
Sure, and you can make that argument. And again, like I said, you can't let a team fucking walk down the field.
I
And
don't
you
know
can't-
if that's a touchdown. Zoom down.
No, it's not a fucking. What do you mean you don't know if it's a touchdown?
don't know.
It's not a
I
fucking
don't know.
touchdown. That's what you mean. But to Tony's point, do I think that if they throw it up to Devontae Adams on the next play, he's not coming down with it? No, he probably is.
They don't look at Devontae all the time.
They don't.
There was a couple big plays where they didn't look at Devontae. I was very confused by it. But let's not let this clear touchdown.
Yeah.
Overshadowed.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Distract- distract.
Okay. This isn't the National Football League. I guess.
Let's not
This is
distract
some
this.
amateur bullshit.
Let's not muddy the waters here.
No.
Worst play in the history of the NFL is how it ended. You guys didn't deserve to win. Okay,
I
You
agree.
disrespected the football gods. Whenever you guys started an annexation of Puerto Rico, this is just a run play to run out the half.
Yeah.
To run out the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Why not take a knee? Why aren't we taking a knee?
Best is Patricia on the sideline. Like, yeah, let's fucking
Yeah, he's
go.
clapping, and then as soon as Jacoby,
Oh, no.
and that,
Oh, no.
that I mean, that's one of those plays that you look back on like, I remember when it all changed. I remember when we were the New England Patriots, and then let me tell you about something that happened in Las Vegas.
All right. Well,
Is that Bill the back with his arms crossed?
dude, Chandler Jones just immediate head strike.
Yeah.
Like he's
See ya.
John Bones Jones,
Yeah.
his older brother. In bang, Mac Jones sitting on his seat and then turn around and watch it all happen. That photo. Mac Jones, there's nothing you can do here, pal.
No.
No, nothing. I mean,
Good luck.
Make a play on the ball, baby. But yeah, there's nothing you can do.
Break it up.
No, break it. Play defense, maybe.
Right.
Well, you can't expect that from the.
All right,
quarterback.
let's move on. Tone Diggs,
Hey, how are you?
one half of the Hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys. Sorry I didn't introduce you there.
No,
Really got
I'm
going.
missing.
And we have a guest joining us, but Tone has 2 stats real quick that we need to keep in mind whenever we're picking games going forward. They are alarming and they are significant. Tone, gambling stats that have happened this season that we need to know
A
about.
couple good, real quick, okay? Bengals, best in the league, 11-3 ATS. Okay, that's pretty good.
Jeez.
Lions are second best. They're on a 7-0 ATS run. Giants are also tied for second best. They're on an 8-3 ATS run. The worst, okay? The worst in the league. The Bucks, they are on a 1-10-1 ATS run.
Jeez.
Just real quick, Joe Burrow and the boys, underrated, right? That's what that says.
Yeah, very much so.
If they're 11-3-1, or what'd you say?
11-3 ATS.
11-3 against the spread. Then you would have to think Tom Brady carries so much weight. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, bit overrated.
Yep.
1-10-1. That's not just an anomaly there.
No.
That is a lot of winning money betting against Tom Brady this year. We got to remember that.
And then the 2 overachievers, Lions and Giants, you'd expect them to be good against the spread. And then really, really good team. Second worst against the spread in the league. Chiefs are on an 0-6-1 ATS run. Just some
Yeah.
things you got to think about going forward.
But the Chiefs, they have clinched playoff berth. And are currently number 2 in the AFC. And they get a big-time win against the Texans in overtime. And Patrick Mahomes goes 36-41, 336 yards, 2 touchdowns, 33 rushing yards with 1 tud. And they go to overtime against the Texans.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a game by Patrick Mahomes for them to go to overtime, have to play extra. We apologize to this man who we kept waiting there for a couple of minutes as we yelled about the photo of that catch by Mr. Cole Sr. He's the host of
The Insiders?
The Insiders on the Fast,
On Fast Network.
which is free
Fake.
advertising, streaming
TV.
TV.
That's right.
platforms. The Insiders, it's a good one.
Oh, it's great.
Him, Garofolo, Pelissero, who have been very active. They host a show where they wear T-shirts and they talk about stuff that they know from an insiders and a punditry standpoint. It's a great show on the Fast
Network.
He's a judge on the Tailgate Takedown, which is debuting, I believe, this weekend or maybe a weekend afterwards. He's got a great palate. This guy's the host of the weekly wrap-up of the Rap Sheet and Friends, us being the friends, he being Rap Sheet. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rapoport. What up, baby? How you doing, man?
I'm good. So I saw you tweeting about dinner places in Vegas. I don't like to use Twitter for that way, so I personally took time out of what obviously was a very busy schedule to text you my restaurant recommendation, and you didn't text back, I assume because you were walking into said place. Did you, in fact, go to Lotus of Siam in Vegas as I recommended?
Okay, so I'm happy you got a chance to get your plug in for Lotus Siam. I hope they thank you as well. It sounds like an incredible Thai restaurant. If I read your text accurately,
There you go.
I will have to
Thanks for
stop by
getting
there
it.
at some point. You don't use your Twitter like that because your Twitter is like a robot. It's like a machine, you know, just like bum, 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 bum. Every once in a while, there'll be a human side of it. It's like, oh, is this Sweet Blake running this thing? Is the Lambda algorithm cracked here? Is this a human? Does this have sentiment? You know what I mean? But I appreciate how you use your social media because you make us better at our jobs. You make the NFL fans more informed. It's not really your thing. I did appreciate you texting me when I put out a tweet, like, because we were supposed to eat somewhere, something happened, and it was like last minute, and it's on a Friday in Vegas. I think the Mr. and Mrs. Olympia were happening.
Wow. Shit.
There was the Vegas Bowl happening. Patriots Raiders was happening. Adele was happening. Seinfeld, I think, was in town.
wow.
Chris Angel, Penn and Teller, David Blaine. So it was packed. Like Vegas was packed. It's awesome. But I forgot how awesome it is. Like just the energy over there. And I didn't get incredibly intoxicated like you would normally do at Vegas. So I got
good job.
Thank you. I'm an adult. Went to bed after the game too.
That's
Didn't
awesome.
even gamble that much. Should have gambled more, get the energy out, do little cards. Can't do it everywhere. But nonetheless, a lot of people messaged us after I put that tweet out. Everybody was incredibly kind. Chuck Pagano put us up at the Prime at the Bellagio or whatever. Prime in the Bellagio. It's down like on the fountains pretty much. Bull.
Magnificent.
It was out of a movie. The place was out of a movie. The waiter, his name was John, had these big glasses on. It was
Hell yeah.
Billy Bush was sitting at the table behind us.
Wow.
Billy Bush came over and goes,
That's a good one.
Kirk Street, Billy Bush, how you doing? We got a mutual friend, Al Michaels, that sack of shit. We play golf at the Beverly Hills Golf Club every week, and he tears apart the fairway. I'm a big fan of yours. And I'm watching this all unfold. And as soon as I hear Billy Bush, I'm like, oh shit, that's from the Trump video.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him
Since then.
This guy's out. Good for Billy.
Yeah.
Good for, he's golfing, I guess. He's doing his whole thing. But he was
Once a
there.
week?
There was other people that stopped by. I mean, it was the food was incredible.
I don't doubt it.
The food was incredible over there, Rap. Had a great time. Had a blast. I'll have to get back to your place later, and I appreciate you reaching out, and everybody else that did, I thank you as well. Once I put the bird call out there, the amount of responses I got, I was like, oh, I'm going to disrespect somebody here. You were one of those guys. Sorry about it.
Happens.
Because I didn't want to say, hey, thanks. No. You know, I just decided.
Right. Actually, I choose I'm actually going to go with Pagano rather than your place, which he's an Italian man.
Yep.
He knows food. Like, I get it, but my place is also.
What does that mean?
What's that about?
Well, you know,
great food.
I'm just saying that's a
They do.
compliment.
You're right, but the way you delivered it.
That was
No, it's
hateful
a
against
compliment.
See, all you non-Italians took that as a slight. It was not.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm Italian as well, so let's not get too
too.
crazy. I got a little offended, you know?
Yeah.
0.01% of me got a little offended.
I mean,
So
those
much.
Yeah, you're right, though. He did. He has great taste. He put us in the right spot.
As I said.
Everything there was. They had some dessert there.
Ooh.
They had this chocolate peanut butter ice cream cake thing.
Oh, peanut butter. I'm out. Count me out. Nope.
Excuse me?
dork.
Allergies.
I'm happy you said somebody else should make the better decision for the food after you said that right there. Then there was this apple crunch thing they gave to us.
Caramel apple tartlet.
I don't remember. It was pretty fucking good, though. Nonetheless, let's move on. Let's talk about football. Not a lot of injuries yesterday, except for old buddy from the Bengals.
Hubbard.
Sam Hubbard.
Oh, yeah,
Sam Hubbard, right? That he hit with Hendrickson being out for however long he's going to be out. Sam Hubbard coming out. Bengals big time. Hey, Bengals are fucking awesome. They are awesome to watch. Second half, that was incredible to watch. A lot of tale of two halves happening this weekend. For the Bengals, though, Sam Hubbard, how long is he out forever? What does this mean going forward for the Bengals? And what are you hearing out of Cincinnati?
So there's really only two kinds of injuries right now. We got 3 weeks to go. It's one game and then 3 weeks to go. The only two kinds of injuries. They're the kind of injuries that get you ready for the playoffs or injuries that mean you're out for the playoffs. And Sam Hubbard has a similar injury to Trey Hendrickson where he's going to miss some time. My guess is probably the rest of the season, although we don't know. Because if you're going to bring someone back week 18, like it better really be worth it and something really better be on the line. I don't know that the Bengals are going to be in that situation. So it sounds like his injury probably puts him back for the playoffs, which means you can have Hendrickson and Hubbard with, obviously you don't want an injury, but somewhat fresh because they hadn't played in a little bit, back at the right time. It's a similar situation to 49ers and Deebo Samuel. They were when he got his injury, MCL, ankle, they're like, oh, he'll be back before the end of the regular season. And I'm like, why? Bring him back for the playoffs.
It's like preseason again. Yeah.
It's that's what this time of year is like, kind of.
For some teams and also for some players. Odell Beckham Jr. said, why would I play in the regular season? We got the playoffs coming. Jerry Jones said this weekend he'll be with us or whatever. What does that mean? What are you hearing on the OBJ Dallas Cowboys front?
So this was an interesting one because Jerry, an owner, was quoted on the record as saying he'll be with us. And everyone was like, we'll see. And it obviously did not end up. I can't imagine any other owner saying something like that. And everyone being like, I'll wait until it's verified. But that's exactly what happened. He is not, in fact, with the Cowboys. But after they signed T.Y. Hilton on Monday, Jerry Jones reached out to Odell and tried to get it done. And he has been talking to Odell one-on-one personally. He's been handling whatever negotiations are going on. He's been doing the conversations. Just doesn't seem like Odell's going to be ready by the start, for the start of the playoffs or by the start of the playoffs. And if you're a receiver and, it's not like taking a running back or a corner, you can kind of slot him in. You got to have rapport with the quarterback. One bad route means an interception. It's hard to fit a receiver in. So I'm not sure it's going to work with Odell signing this year at all, which, good job by him for generating a lot of headlines for the last month or so, but it might amount to just nothing.
Cowboys did clinch a playoff spot. Maybe he said he'll be with us maybe next season. Who knows if Odell's going to sign anywhere. We'll keep our eye out for that. Last question from me.
I'm sure that'll keep going, that conversation. I'm sure.
What's that, Jerry and OBJ publicly or just OBJ as a whole?
I'm sure publicly. Both. But Jerry does appreciate when we all talk about the Cowboys a lot, and the Odell thing has made us talk about the Cowboys a lot.
Wait till you hear what I fucking say to him tomorrow. What are you going to say? I'm going to say he'll be with us. I'm not. That's not binding. I'm not legally binding.
Nope.
And then if he's not, that's on him. That's not on us. Publicly, they think he's run it. That'll give us another week. Jerry's a master businessman, and I think a master businessman would understand that if there seems to be something that isn't as good as everything else on the field, we should want that to be as good as everything else on the field. We should want to commit full time to said thing that could have an impact on every single game that happens. The refs had their weekend, didn't they? In the most electrifying weekend of the NFL season, where there were comebacks and primetime games that paid off, the refs are finally facing some scrutiny. Hasn't been a lot this season, okay? I will say to the officials, you have not been in a conversation on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays as much as you have been in the past. Hope you're okay. Let's get this guy a throat lozenge.
Yeah, geez.
So they have not been as much as a conversation this year as maybe in years past. But boy, this weekend, we had to write down, obviously, Terry McLaurin, where you clearly see him do what every wide receiver that we've seen in football for probably the last 10 years do. Hey, am I on? No. Okay, I'm on. Thumbs up, thumbs up.
But now he didn't move. You're right. I know you're right. Terry McLaurin did not move. So that was the only thing.
Yeah, but the guy said he was good. Terry said you're good. And when you see in the thing, you see him kind of say, full conversation, yep, point, head nod, actually. So I don't.
But then he's got his hand on the flag, so clearly he can. Now look, I would argue this. he has nothing to do with the play. Terry McLaurin has nothing to do with the play. That would be my argument.
Yeah, but I mean, technicalities and formation things are a part of every play. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
know,
if he's off the ball, is he able to do the same things he is on the ball? Nonetheless, that interaction has happened since football, like for the last 20 years, I think. I don't know when it started. Seemingly, Terry McLaurin thought he was good. Seemingly, the ref does nod and say, yes, you're good. Then he calls it. John Hussey, who I think is a good ref. I think Hussey is a good official, personally. His crew misses a blatant pass interference at the end of that game last night, though. But Hussey says that there's a lot of other stuff going on with the side judge. He's got to do that. That's not the only one, though.
Jen Sullivan.
Keelan Cole, yeah, here we go. Sullivan, Keelan Cole, Vikings with the 2 fumble recovers. Face mask called and the Vikings punt return. Josh Allen, intentional grounding, caused some heat on the internet. Bill's secondary not getting called for PI whenever they're being draped over there. Feels like in the biggest games now that we're about to get into, the refs are about to get spotlighted more. Is this going to be the year where you think they get it right and figure it out, or is this going to be a controversy you think every single week until we get to the Super Bowl?
First of all, you're right. I mean, there was more. It's actually been really quiet for the refs. There's been a couple, but nothing where you'd be like,
we're loud.
That's a miss.
Hey, we're normally loud about it. We are normally loud about it. We have not been. So I think they've done great. Like, hey, hell of a year staying out of the conversation, which is all the goal is, I think, right? I think that's a good thing for the officials. This weekend was a bad weekend, though. Bad one, Ian.
Right, and some of, it's not really, the calls that could sort of go either way. Like the Keelan Cole touchdown, I'm not sure. I've seen all the footage. There's a still where it shows it's kind of from his front from one of the Las Vegas papers. And people are like, oh, well, this proves that he's not on the white line, but actually his shoe is black. So you can't tell where the end zone
so you guys got your marching orders.
Thank you.
That's right.
You guys got your...
No.
That's a touchdown.
No, I'm saying...
That looks like
I'm saying, but
Tell him, Rap Sheet. Tell him right now.
Look, you can't tell where the
Boom,
shoe begins
6.
and the line. Now there's some white stuff kicked up, but what is that? So there's
Oh,
white
what
stuff
is-
behind him too.
Oh,
Hey,
what
what
is
might
that?
have happened? What might have happened? Hey, in grass.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
For sure.
No,
Yep.
because only black stuff got kicked up, remember?
No.
Oh, it's dark.
Exactly.
Well, then what's that white stuff?
That's from the fucking distance.
Correct.
He's
You're
coming
right.
up underneath.
Yeah.
But
That's
but
why it
anyway,
shoots
I don't
up.
have a problem.
You
with
guys
that.
sound like
That's
such
sick.
marks,
That's
man.
sick.
Shoots up.
That's a
You guys
touchdown.
sound like football marks
I'll say
right
this.
now.
Trace
I don't have a
amounts.
problem. I don't have a problem with that because that is a judgment call. And clearly, if we're arguing
Oh,
about
shut
it,
up.
the evidence wasn't clear enough. The Shannon Sullivan ones, 2 of them are way different because you're supposed to let that play. That is a play where the running back was still up and he drops the. Why are you doing?
All right,
Bye-bye.
all right, Rap. Okay.
It's like you're dribbling.
All right.
All right.
see
Hi,
you
Dad.
later.
All right, see you, Rap. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
See you
Rap.
guys
All
later.
right, thank you, Rap. All right, anyway, so the refs did.
That was amazing.
Oh, he's
there
back.
we go.
What? How'd you get
Good
back?
to see you.
Who let you out?
That was kind of fun. No,
Kind of.
Look, it wasn't good. I would be curious to see the reaction. Like, how honest and upfront are they going to be? Some of those,
Come on.
My guy Pelissero tweets a lot of the, where the reporter goes
Emails.
and talks to the, memos.
There it is.
There's been a lot of them
We
where
fucked up.
where the ref has to talk to the reporter in the pool report. So I'll be curious to see if there's a reaction from the refs to the team saying, "Hey, we missed this, we missed that." But you were asking about full-time officials, right?
Yes.
I assume that's where
Can
this
we
was going.
please do this finally, just for the good of the game? For the good of the game.
So
we don't have to talk about everything. There's people on the internet. You hear me, Ian? And you need to run this up the fucking ladder over there. There's people on the internet, a large contingency of them, who are like, do you know the NFL is actually a form of entertainment when it talks about its taxes? So there are a lot, since it's entertainment and not a sport, they actually rig games. How do they rig games? Well, the refs, did you see the pass interference on Sunday Night Football? Of course you did. They didn't call it. Like, there's people that actually believe that. And I think what adds, fuel to that particular fire is like these refs aren't full time. They have other jobs. These guys are just coming in doing it. It doesn't make sense.
And like some have well-paying jobs, so you'd have to pay them enough to where they could be like, all right, well, I'm not going to be a lawyer now.
None of
I'm
us
gonna
believe that it's cooked, but I want to.
No.
But there are people that exist. We are just letting the reality of the situation. There are people out there that firmly believe that, especially with sports gambling coming into it even more. I mean, this is a real thing. Are they going to think about the refs ever and just take care of the problem? Are they ever going to do that? You think?
Yes, they are going to. I don't know if
Let's
it's
go.
going to happen, but I do imagine the discussion will be had. And I'll tell you what's been interesting. Over the last 3 years, a lot of the old, like really recognizable refs that we kind of like I guess grew up in this business with have kind of moved on. Like there's a lot younger refs, right? I mean, more young refs than I can remember. And those guys, a lot of them see this as a full-time job, not as a like, well, I'm a lawyer, but I'm also a ref on the side.
Sweet.
So if you ever were going to move to full-time officials, this would be about the time. And there's no CBA issue. There's no CBA with the refs and the NFL issue. Like this would be the time. Are they going to look at it? I think would probably make some sense. And if it makes, and let me tell you why
it makes
might
sense
make
too.
the
Hey,
game better.
sense. Talking about money too. You know what I mean? Hey,
Indeed. Here's where it would actually pay dividends. Instead of having like old retired refs show up at training camp, you would have real refs, and they would just get more reps.
Wow! And then the off
That might
season.
help.
In the off season, think about this: they like go to trust camps and stuff, where they do trust falls and they do that whole thing.
Ropes courses,
Project Adventure.
And then guess what they do
they
sometimes
train.
too? They train, and they watch film together.
That's right.
And
Work
they study and they get in better shape. Oh my! It's a university.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, okay.
Actually, sounds like an amazing job.
They sit down.
Boom!
sit
Now
down
we're
with
getting good
players.
people because they're getting paid well. They have a cool job. Players maybe get interviewed. Coaches get interviewed. Then also, guess what? Now we're hiring to get a bunch of younger, tech-savvy,
wow.
football high football IQ former players.
What?
They're doing all the reviews. So look, now they're working on how the review and the on-field crew can work together as opposed to one alphaing the other or making the other look bad. They're working together because they're all part of the same team. Whoa! Run it up the ladder, Rap, please. Connor has a question for you.
I'm on it.
Rap sheet with the team that actually matters, not like the Colts or the Patriots, with the Ravens. Is Lamar going to be back anytime soon? And then also when it comes to his contract, is it helping him that they're absolutely terrible without him, or does it hurt him because of the fact that he got hurt in the first place?
I mean, John Harbaugh came right out after the loss and was like, "We need to score more points." And I'm like, "Oh, like I have some thoughts. Like I know someone who scores a lot of points and is very good." PCL sprain. It was 1 to 3 weeks. This is the third week. I expect Lamar Jackson back at practice this week, and they're optimistic / anticipating him playing in the game this weekend. So, yes,
Current 5 seed in the AFC, Ravens. Current 5 seed. Lot ahead of them still.
and almost certainly in, right?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
well,
like
haven't clinched, but yes. 9 wins is good. 9 wins compared to where everybody else is in the AFC. Good start. You have to win one more, I think.
Yeah, 10.
and hold on, let me see. So then the Bengals are I mean, they could catch Cincy, but it looks like the Bengals probably win that division.
Yeah, but you get 10 wins, I think, in the AFC, you're in. So they win one of these games here coming forward. They're going to be in on the AFC side, I think. So there's a lot in front of them. Lamar's coming back, you're saying, though.
Yeah, Lamar's come back. I would expect it this week, and I would think he'll be pretty normal and continue to stake his claim that he is an unbelievably massive part of this team and one of the big reasons why the offense is really good.
He is what everybody – I know there's other great players over there, okay? J.K. Dobbins being back is awesome. We love J.K. Dobbins around here.
Dog.
Guy's at like 70% and he's still busting out.
Me and him have been up and down, but we're fine now.
Oh, yeah.
you hate him.
I forgot that. You threw him on a bus.
Well, Rap was
I'm,
right.
I'm surprised you. Yeah, well,
He
you
was.
did end up being right in the end, but nonetheless, there were certain. I'm surprised you didn't try to get on a helicopter so you could be a part of that uncomfortable Giovanni Bernard situation after the fake punt with all the media.
Hey, what'd you think of that?
I don't know the timing of how long it was after getting back into the locker room. Seemed like a long time. He's fully dressed, seemed to be showered, so he's probably on his way out maybe. And he thought to himself, there was enough time where you could have asked me now. I'm on my way out. We're making a scene of it. You know what I mean? I don't know. If I'm not there, I don't know. You know what I mean, Ian?
Yeah, I mean it's interesting because I watched Jacoby Myers was involved in a horrific play.
What play?
And was emotional.
Worst
and
play in
stood
the
there
history
and
of
talked to
football.
reporters.
That one, yeah.
By the way, I know you were going through the video. Can you see Mac Jones go like this, get down?
No, but
You can see
somebody said that on I think last night on Sunday Football. Somebody said Mac Jones was saying get down, and I was like,
You
ooh,
can
that's a new piece
see
of-
him go like this right away.
Wow.
Everybody,
Yeah, not everybody. You prick.
Why didn't
okay?
they kneel it? Why didn't they just kneel it too?
He
There's-
was saying, throw me the
Throw a
rock.
Hail Mary.
Yeah, it might have been.
Give
Right
me
now.
the rock. Let's go.
Yeah, I think he was pointing to himself.
Yeah.
Mac
he was
time.
like this.
Like a Blake
He's like
Shelton.
this.
It was like a Blake Shelton
Right.
voice situation.
I'm the guy. We the one.
What were we just talking about?
But anyway, so
Lamar?
Oh yeah, Jacoby. What was Jacoby
Mm-hmm.
wearing in the interview? Was he still in football stuff? Has he showered yet?
He had not finished getting dressed. He had showered but not finished getting dressed.
Okay, so that's like I just think like Giovanni Bernard seemed to be on his way out already. You know what I mean? So here's Jacoby. He still has, I don't think he's showered yet. He's getting undressed right now from his football gear.
Oh, you're right.
And he's answering this. So this means this is shortly, you come in, I think the coach has 5 minutes with the team? It's 5 minutes? Is that how long it is?
10, I think.
5 or 10 minutes or whatever. Everything's for that 10 minutes. That's the only free time you have all week to be together and celebrate and enjoy. And then media comes in immediately afterwards. And remember, coming off COVID, media wasn't coming in either. So this is,
Yeah, that's a good point.
new habit. So I think Giovanni, he's all the way dressed, it appears.
Backpack on.
Others are dressed as well. So he's dressed back there. I don't know how long it took him to get
I'll
dressed.
tell you, that video makes it seem like he's angry at me.
Yeah, well, it probably
Like
was.
He's looking right at me.
Well, is that you in there?
No, but I'm just saying, like, he's like, that's like up close.
Anyway, he's fully dressed, backpack on, ready to go. I would assume the reason why he was upset. Now, I'm not saying that you should ever run from a hard conversation. I assume that is what everybody's judging him for. Like, oh, he didn't want to answer. I think one of the tweets was from Pewter Report. Giovanni tried to evade our questions on about like the way it was. You know, and I get it. Media has a job to do, and we appreciate the fuck out of what the media does and gets the information that we can't get, nobody else can get. It's massive for the game. But I think his thing was like, I've been in here for like 15 minutes right now. I'm all the way dressed. I'm trying to get out here to see my family. Awkward situation nonetheless. Do you have to go right now, Ian?
I have like 2 minutes because my hit is at 10:15, so I have a little bit of time. But
Ty has a question for you. I assume it's going to be about tonight.
Yeah, rap sheet. So I think the Packers, with the exception of Bakhtiari, are about as healthy as they've been in the last 10 weeks. Is pretty much everyone good for them? And then I assume Baker is going tonight. What about the Rams? Are we getting two teams who are decently healthy? I don't think Aaron Donald's playing, but outside of that, who's going for them?
No Donald, no Bakhtiari. I'm sure you saw my good buddy Tom Pelissero reported that Sammy Watkins has been waived because Romeo Doubs is playing for the Packers.
Wow.
Damn.
Sammy had a hell of a run.
Among his many teams, this was not his best of all of them.
It might be.
Now that said, someone probably claims Sammy Watkins and he's played well in the playoffs forever, so I would guess he'll land with one of those teams. But anyway, pretty clean for the Packers, and I would say their receiving core is probably as good as and healthy as they've been. And I don't know what's going to happen, but in my mind, this is when the Packers probably make a run at it.
Here we go.
And tonight would be. I mean, doesn't it feel like that though?
It would
they've
normally
been so close, and it's kind of trending that way. It feels like Christian Watson's really good. It feels like it's going that way.
Yeah, it feels like there's a good vibe to the Packers team.
For sure.
You got your sweater on.
I do. It also feels like they could lose tonight. So that's kind of like the,
I mean,
I think you guys are good.
Baker's going to start, and he's been good, but they also have a week of tape on him, and it's riding that wave of momentum.
He threw 3 picks at Lambeau last year, too. So.
No, I didn't have McVay.
That's what Stefanski
True.
hated him.
Didn't have McVay.
Is that? Oh yeah, that was
Everybody healthy.
That was brutal. That game.
So we don't really know a lot of the players on the Rams, but everybody that we expected to play is going to play.
I mean, except for all of their good players, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. Huge.
All right. Good luck out there, Baker. Honestly, good luck
go
out
get
there.
him.
Last question for you, very quickly, from Ten Diggs.
Hey, what's up with Tannehill?
Came back. So I'm looking out of that injury tent.
Oh, boy.
What's going on?
Yeah, he did have shades of what's going on.
Anyways, what's going on with
I
Tannehill?
did like how he was carted off, and everyone's like, "Oh, Tannehill's being carted off," and then later he was like, "Well, I was only carted off because it's a really long way."
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a magical photo that Nick
He's
got.
grounded.
He's amazing.
That is-
What are my friends doing?
Grounded, can't play outside.
Look, they're doing it. I knew they were. Mom.
All the NFL wants is privacy, and all Ryan Tannehill wants is, "Can you just let me watch the game while you take my shoe off and massage my toes?"
I'd like to see what's going on. Is that what it was? It was a massage of the toes? Is that what you're thinking? You're going.
Sprained ankle. He's actually been dealing with sprains in both of his ankles the last couple weeks. So
2 sprains.
he's going through it. But the fact that he was back out there means he'll probably play this week, and they got to have it this week. So I would imagine Tannehill will be out there. But he is a tough dude for what he's playing through this year.
I agree. Tough loss yesterday for them, but the AFC South has become all of a sudden a 3-horse race. Yeah. Colts, Jags, and Titans. We'll see what Tannehill can do. We can't thank you enough for joining.
Kind of.
Oh!
What was that?
Kind of.
What?
What do you mean?
Jaguars are good though.
Oh, what do you mean, though?
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, host of the weekly wrap-up of Rap Sheet and Friends. You can see him on TV on NFL Network. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rapoport. Thank you.
Rap Sheet.
Colts still in the bubble.
Yeah.
They're not eliminated.
Good ball club.
I don't want to be the bearer of bad news to all the other AFC teams. Don't let Jeff Saturday get hot.
No.
Okay?
When he does.
Good news, JT's out for the year.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about that is, this year,
Get right.
I think we all had super high hopes for old JT because of what he did last year. Mm-hmm. But like, it has not been anything like what it was like last year.
No. I mean, part of the reason is those guys that were paid just haven't, played up to their contract for whatever reason.
Yeah, for whatever. I mean, we have no idea. Honestly, not in the building. I could see maybe there's beef between people. I don't know how you hit a reset button on a whole program, but it feels like that's what needs to happen. Is going to happen, and that could mean that the next 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. Are they,
whoa! Don't exactly. I thought you were going to try to talk me out of that.
No, not at all. I mean, what do they do with the quarterback?
That is kind. I mean, they're kind of in the perfect time now where you do kind of have to hit a hard reset. It's like, hey, let's find our quarterback of the future. We've tried doing this other bullshit, and if Ballard does get fired, that in a way is kind of like a reset of everything, right? Because Saturday's not going to be back, so you're going to have a new GM, new head coach. There is a chance that even though they committed a bunch of money to some of these guys, that they might not be here next year if there's a new GM in town.
All right, let's get to a break.
Well, and that's the worst part of what he said at the end there, is that they've committed money to a bunch of guys except for their two best players on offense with Pittman and Taylor. So do they lose their two best young
Kenny
players?
Moore, I don't think has.
No,
Oh, yeah, he didn't get extended either. But the defense gives up 30 points a game. So.
Paid so many guys.
Yeah.
Jim Irsay, brother, I fucking did everything.
What else can I do?
Seriously.
All the money, bro.
Not all of it, but.
All right, let's get to a break. Hour 2 will be on the other side. It's the perfect time to get season tickets for the Colts right now.
It is.
Yep. Buy low, sell high.
We bought
high.
High.
You did.
We are now.
Selling low.
Feels like we're going to have to ride the wave, man.
Yeah.
Hold! We might be holding until 2033. And then when that happens,
It's our Bitcoin.
our suite is our Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
That thing was valued so good coming into the year.
Do you think
3 primetime games, Ty. We got one more left. Everybody's going to get to see it. Everybody's going to
Can't
watch.
wait. But you get to watch Herbert live, which would be pretty sweet.
Sweet.
So
You're
it's
right.
it's that's almost worth it. Do you think it would be crazy and I don't know, just out of the realm of possibility if you were to go to Jim Irsay and be like, I'd like $90,000 back?
He might
Just
do
like
it.
a negotiation.
Yeah, exactly.
Good news though, if you hold it till 2033, Derek Carr's your starting quarterback, and there's a good chance that you're fucking 9-8.
I don't know if we're
Great
doing that
point.
again. I'll be excited to see what happens in the future. We got great players.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I don't understand why we don't have a great football team.
Yeah.
The most important position on the field, Pat.
Yes.
He's not great, huh?
No,
He used to be.
1,000 years old.
I think he's a good guy. I remember he brought
Great
his
guy.
beer.
Great guy.
Ice cold beer.
No
That's
indictment
right.
on artist and art.
Can definitely have a beer with him.
Yes,
Could
you
not catch a pass from him.
We go Monday Night Football is what, next Monday?
Yeah.
Day after Christmas. No one's working.
In Indianapolis. All eyes on the Colts there.
All of them.
See Herbert slinging all over the field.
So many stories by Troy Aikman and Joe Buck about that Colts team.
Oh, God.
I hope there's a Manning cast like there is this evening so at least Peyton and Eli can distract from that. But if that gets ugly, which I don't, our team is, once again, we're up 33-zip
right.
on the Vikings.
Beat the
Right.
Chiefs.
Team has great players. Almost beat the Commanders who were
The
tough
Eagles.
loss last night.
Yeah.
He almost had the Eagles till last
Right,
play of
sure.
the game almost, to 40 seconds left in the game or whatever. Great players. Just shit team. What happened? We'll never know because we're not in the building.
That's right.
Speaking of in the building, AJ Hawk will be here in about 5 minutes. Be a friend, tell a friend. The Ohio fuck with a big brain is on the other side. Also, maybe a surprise guest or two.
What?
Yeah, we'll see. Take 5.
Big brain football.
Breaking news. The Kansas City Chiefs are really fucking good at football.
Kelsey over the middle, length to the end zone, touchdown, Kansas City.
Big reason for that? A lot of big brains running around in Chiefs jerseys on Sunday. What? Monday? What? Thursday? What? In America? What? In England? What? No matter where they play, they have high IQ. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
I hit him with the bing bing, and then just go. Just go. Yeah. His eyes were in the backfield. As soon as I hit the 1-2, I was out of there. I knew I had nothing in the middle.
The middle was wide open because of Sky Moore, rookie, and MVS Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Clear out in a post to occupy the safeties, and Travis Kelce's able to waltz right in for his 72nd NFL touchdown. Bravo, Travis Kelce, and thanks for the big brain football by MVS and Sky Moore.
Who's backside? That was you? Yeah. Were you backside? Good. Baby, way to clear that. Who was that backside post?
Scott.
Huh?
Maybe Scott.
Scott? That way too full. Hey, Scott.
Kansas City's receivers might not be big names in the kingdom just yet, but they got big old brains.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
It wasn't a coincidence MVS was open down the seam. No.
You didn't cross the hat. You right on the hat.
Yeah, I literally, because they went inverse. So I saw the safety run way over there. The other ones, so I'm like, take it throughout the half.
Against the inverted safeties, MVS knew that the middle of the field would be wide open. Mahomes had a hunch that the 4.37 speed on a linebacker might be a favorable matchup.
A dart thrown by Patrick Mahomes.
Great job. Yes, sir.
One of the problems sometimes when you try and disguise coverages and drop somebody back late, you can zip somebody right past it. And that's exactly what happened with Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
The safety pressure, immediate invert. That's what it means every time.
Knowing coverages and how to beat them, that's smart football. But what Mahomes did on his second touchdown pass was a work of wizardry in the art of football IQ.
At the 2, they fake the trap. Now Mahomes scrambling to his right, holding it, gets off the hit, now lunging forward, and now fires it late, caught at the back of the end zone. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Mahomes with the touchdown pass.
Absolute banana land. Dude takes a snap, scrambles around for 7 seconds, which is almost a full bull ride, okay? Almost full bull ride. Spins, throws a touchdown, all the while remembering that they snapped the ball on the 2-yard line and he cannot cross that line and still throw a football.
Yo, I'm close.
You got it. As long as you're there, you're good.
You get out of the pocket. Great. You make one of the league's best linebackers miss. Even better. But to stay behind the line of scrimmage so you can throw a touchdown, that's some big brain football.
I had to make up for it. I had to make up for it. I had to make up for that miss, baby.
2 plays before, wide open touchdown. Patrick says, you know what? Too easy. Let's make things a little bit more difficult. I'm going to miss this pass, be upset about it, but then I'm going to make magic.
I was able to use my speed to get a little bit of speed to get around the edge there. I was going to run for it, and they kind of flew around, and I realized I wasn't going to make it, and I saw Clyde, and so I just kind of flicked it up to him.
It's the line of scrimmage aspect of knowing that he's not going to throw the ball, past the line of scrimmage, and Pat is good, but kind of sensing where he is.
Stop, and now he's going to find the receiver. Stop it. Stop it.
The NFL hasn't seen anything like Pat Mahomes, I promise you that. And you saw it today. He's the Houdini of our era, man.
That's big brain football.
Y'all saw that? I know y'all saw that. That's right. That's something you do on Mac.
I love this Kansas City Chiefs team. I love how smart they are. I love how innovative they are. I love how creative they are. They had a tight end take a snap under center while Patrick Mahomes was having a little thespian acting job to distract everybody.
Now a direct snap, and the Chiefs trying to shove forward, touchdown!
The Chiefs are athletic. The Chiefs are fast. The Chiefs are magical. Andy Reid has a big brain and a beautiful mustache, but most importantly, they have a lot of guys that master the art of big brain football.
Okay, so here's what I think. I don't know. I would love to ask him. I would love to ask what the scheme is.
Is this a read here on where the middle linebackers lined up right here? Are you able to shift this? Are they able to change this to the center pulling as opposed to the guard pulling with where the linebackers lined up there?
Yeah, that's why we wanted to be kind of in a spread formation right there. Just try to put as much width to the formation as we could. And then ultimately the second part of that is being able to sell on a known passing down. I think that was the 2nd and 10. Being able to sell drop back pass, the illusion of our drop back protection. And then ultimately what's going to be the best angle of departure for whoever's going to climb to the second level to try to block 57, because let's not forget who that down player is, whether it's 95, 98. The Jets have a fantastic front. That the goal going into that game was to hopefully just not let them wreck the game, and sometimes that's easier said than done with those types of players. But anytime you can get Dalvin Cook in space with the football in his hands, whether it's 2nd and 10, 1st and 10, really doesn't matter. It's something we're trying to always do, and I got to continue to find ways to do that, but also don't want to miss an opportunity to credit our offensive staff. Some of the ideas that they come up with every week, it makes it fun calling plays.
That's seemingly unstoppable right there. Spread them out, so then you got Mosley kind of on an island right there. If he lines up head up, we'll have this guy pull, and if he lines up off center, we'll have the center pull in there. That's an option that they can put in there. This modern NFL with all these rules, you're obviously a massive part of it. We need to start saying your name a lot more whenever we start talking about young offensive things.
Hey,
Why?
let's go! This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode on this Overreaction Monday, December 19th, 2022. Hour 2 of this dumb sports show starts right now. Football! Just wrapped up, is going to wrap up its 15th weekend tonight as the Los Angeles Rams, the reigning, defending, undisputed, shout out to Paul Heyman, Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams, head to Lambeau Field with 0-degree temperatures and take on a Green Bay Packers team led by the back-to-back MVP of the league with playoffs still in contention. We'll break down all the things that happened yesterday and tonight's game as this hour moves along. I'll be joined alongside the Toxic Table at Ty Schmidt, whose team that he owns tonight will take on the Rams, and if they lose,
yes, correct. And they still need to win out and then get quite a bit of help to get in. But hey,
it's all there.
Still alive, baby. Still everything in front of us.
At Boston Connor, whose team is now the sole owner of the dumbest play in the history of football.
Yeah.
A New England Patriots fan, Boston Connor.
No, hey, still alive. If we're talking about being alive, we still are because we're 7-7. But boy, Bengals, Bills, and Dolphins to finish the season doesn't sound that fun, does it?
Well, you could go up 33-zip on one of those teams.
That's true.
And then in the second half, get reminded of why you're not one of those teams and why the other team is one of those teams and where your franchise is. That's what happened to my team, the Indianapolis Colts, this weekend. But we're back on prime time next week. It's all going to get straightened out against a Chargers team that just got a massive win over the Titans. At Tone Diggs, one half of the hammer. Dahn. Cowboys. He gave us some notes earlier. Bengals, best team against the spread this season. Buccaneers, worst team against the spread this weekend. They played yesterday. The team that's worst against the spread all season had quite a lead early. Tom Brady, Mike Evans, and the boys looked like they were back. They were humming, flying around, up 17-zip. Joey Burrow and the Bengals, we actually thought to ourselves, is this team dead? What is this? Is this Fugazi? They're laying an egg here, week 15? Second half, Lou Anarumo and that defense start getting a bit greedy. Joey Burrow keeps throwing dots. I can't think of another man who's a better quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals than fucking Joe Burrow. Man, from Ohio, he has the poise and the confidence of a 20-year vet. He's taking on Tom Brady. He's obviously getting a lot of comparisons to Tom Brady. He said, his name's Tom, my name's Joe, let's keep it moving. Seems to be the perfect guy for all Ohio fucks to rally behind. Joining us now is one of those. Ladies and gentlemen, college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup champion, NBA pundit, video game shit stirrer, COVID survivor, AJ Hawk. AJ, Joey Burrow. Let's start right there with the Cincinnati Bengals. I know you're from Centerville, which is a suburb outside of Dayton, which is also a suburb outside of Cincinnati. I think that's the team you grew up around, right? Right? Isn't that kind of?
Yeah, that's pretty much correct, yeah.
kind of a thing. I don't know how that works, but it's Centerville, Ohio. Go Elks. You obviously played for the Cincinnati Bengals. You still live in Ohio around a lot of Bengals fans. That win yesterday over Tom Brady, where they had to come back and do what they had to do, what did that, cement in Joe Burrow's legacy? And what are Ohio people saying about Joe Burrow and that Bengals team this year coming off a Super Bowl performance last year?
I mean, I think it just confirms all the people here. Like, people everywhere seem to be fans of Joe. I mean, Joe, just how he carries himself, how the poise he has in game. I just think it confirms that, hey, the Bengals are legit. Like, fans, we know all the success they've had, but people want to keep it going. Now they're hungry. Like, this is the standard now. Hey, the Super Bowl is the standard for the Bengals, and Joe Burrow is to thank for that. He's at the heart of all of it. And I think, man, there's a lot of happy people right now, especially as they're starting to, just continue to come back and play well. And I think if they would end up losing that game and got blown out and didn't come back, people would be a little bit upset. They'd be definitely worried about them.
I think they'd be bummed out just because of how great they have looked since kind of having a rocky start. Where was the offensive line going to be the offensive line? What was going to happen with this team? Were they going to have a little bit of a Super Bowl appearance hangover and not be able to get it back together? They're Cincinnati Bengals still. That was kind of the conversation that was happening by a lot of people. Not us. We would never do that.
No.
Of course not.
We would never do that.
Not us.
Not us. That's not our thing.
No.
Never.
That's what other people do. I'm just saying that conversation would exist. Instead, it's like, oh, fuck, this is the Bengals team that ran through the playoffs last year. Yeah. Here we are. We're back in there. How about Lou Anarumo talking to us about big momentum? And then it was very obvious whenever it started happening in the second half against Tom Brady just like 2 days later. That defense buzzes around, pal.
Yeah, they were pissed. They're pissed at Tom, right? What did he call him? What did he say about their D?
What? I didn't hear this.
Let's go.
Fairly tough, or who said they're fairly tough or something?
Yeah, on Let's Go, he was talking about Joe Burrow said they have a great quarterback, great offense, their defense is fairly good, or something definitely slighted their defense.
Tom Brady?
Yeah, when talking
guys
about
are walking in the tunnel after the game saying, "Oh yeah, fairly tough game" or something. Like guys were saying stuff afterwards.
Bro, how about Lou Anarumo? Okay. Hey guys, I don't know if nobody has really heard this podcast. Okay, it's actually been a part of the problem of the podcast. Imagine Lou. Yeah. Hey boys. Tom does a podcast. You don't know that. Nobody really does, but he does it every single week. We all thought it was going to be a lot bigger than it was whenever it came in. It is not really garnered any. This quote that he said about us should have been a quote that has gone probably on the Pat McAfee Show or any other show. Probably should have heard about this. But once again, it's kind of in a nowhere. Like nobody ever hears any of the quotes. Anyways, this is what he said about you guys. He says you guys are fairly good, fairly good defense. You're like, Tom has a podcast? That's what they said first. Yeah, of course. Tom said this, and he ran it in the team meeting. Had it plugged into the aux. Probably don't have an aux at the Bengals practice. No. He played it through his phone. Probably put it in a cup.
Yeah.
Put it in a cup, probably.
That's
Get a little bit louder over
that. That does help a lot. That does help.
That was a life hack there for a bit. Put that thing in a glass cup. It'll really almost cost around.
The whole team, that's right. The whole team the whole defense leaning forward, trying to hear it. Like,
fairly good. Yeah. Did he say fairly? He said good, right? No. Listen, run it back. All right. Fairly good. The fuck does that mean? Lou's like, exactly. Fucking picks his phone up.
Who the fuck is Jim?
We'll never hear from that podcast again. This assessment of the Cincinnati Bengals defense brought to you by Ruth Chris. Want to have a steak, do your thing. I really did think that Let's Go podcast was going to be much bigger.
Oh, yeah. It was going to be huge with Larry, too.
I really thought it was going to be much bigger. It hasn't.
Is Larry on it?
Exactly.
When he wants to be.
I don't know. I just thought that was going to be big. Him saying they're fairly good, we should have picked up on it. That's 100% on us.
I didn't hear it until.
But I didn't know that was a thing. We should have known.
I didn't hear it until after.
Yeah,
I didn't know until after the game. I think that's how most people kind of became aware.
I do like the fact, though, that the Bengals players are like, fairly good, huh? Oh. Just like Michael Jordan when that guy walked into the restaurant in Utah.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I need him to say. George, I just said, hello, how are you doing? You're playing great football, or you're playing great basketball. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. You think, huh? And that's all I needed.
Now I got to kill him.
Oh, yeah. And I just murder them. I like the professional athletes will always be like that. Congrats to the Bengals on getting a massive win. Congrats to Joe Burrow being the perfect. I think he hands the ball. Is this to Zach Taylor or to Lou Anarumo? And do we have long enough after the play?
Ooh, I haven't seen
What
it
a
yet.
play.
So that's an incredible catch. Obviously, the ball gets deflected. He gets both of his arms underneath it. He knew it immediately. So did Mike Evans, even though it seemed like the commentators were not 100% certain. Romo and Jim Nantz were not certain. Romo had a reaction to this. There's Lou right there, right? In the gray? Is that him in the back?
That's Lou. Straight away.
So it's not Lou then. He gives that ball to Zach Taylor then. If you watch the full extended version, Pratt runs the ball over to Zach Taylor, then he sprints down the sideline. Like, that's a, That's a
awesome.
That's a college type thing.
Yeah, tight.
Remember, a guy tried to do that to Belichick earlier in the year, but get the fucking
no thanks.
Get the ball out of here,
Brendan.
But congrats to the Bengals, man.
Yeah, go Cincy.
AJ, what do you want to talk
That
about?
was a touchdown, by the way. That was a touchdown.
Shut
Raiders, Patriots. Just telling you. I saw a little bit. Con man's upset. Yeah, you cannot dispute that. That's
what?
Okay, so let's dive back into the Patriots Raiders. And we talked about this a lot in the first hour because it did have the worst play in the history of football to end it, which is a shame. As somebody that was, formerly a part of a play that was considered the worst play in the history of football, I didn't want to pass the baton off. Me and Chuck Pagano were hanging on to that thing, Hey, listen, our names are directly associated with the worst play in the history of football. I mean, granted, Chuck would say, Pat, your name's right there across the bottom. Shove that thing there. Show, it's more show you than me. I'm like, yeah, I get it. But you too, you're certainly part of it. And then we watched that Patriots thing last night. And we're like, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess you guys can take the baton of the worst football play of all time. What do you think happens here, AJ? Why didn't they just kneel this? That's the big question. Why didn't they just kneel this thing?
And was we're not going to get any answers. Was anyone ever supposed to pitch it? I know Jacoby came and said this is like all on him, this throw, but were they ever going to pitch it? What was the plan? I guess we'll never really know. No one. It seems like nobody really knew the plan.
Well, everybody has a plan until Chandler Jones punches you right in the face.
That's right.
Mike Tyson said that. And it was obviously illustrated on this particular play. The Skycam view, I don't think they thought this was the annexation of Puerto Rico because normally you'd have it spread out. Like you'd have more guys on the other side of the field for the throwback, to throwback across. So I think this was literally just to run out the game. I don't know if they're trying to pad stats, though. Why did they not just take a fucking knee? Allegedly, Mac Jones is in the background saying, go down, go Dahn. And Jacoby Myers thought he was saying, bring it here, bring it here. And instead, Chandler Jones is like, oh, give me that. And shoves his face through Sin City. Mac Jones' head almost hit the sand underneath the stadium that is out in the middle of the desert in Las Vegas. What an explosive way to end a game.
Yeah.
A lot of Patriots fans were in town, obviously. I think a lot of away games for the Raiders fans in Las Vegas because it's a destination. A lot of people all go to Vegas and we'll watch a game. All the sports books and casinos are the ones that brought up the PSLs, which is the seat licenses, premium seat licenses, and they give it out to people that come to their hotel in their sports books. So a lot of opposing fans are coming into town for all of those games. I was told basically like we've seen quite an increase. We love home games here, the hotel and everybody casinos, because each city just picks up and comes basically, and there's enough tickets ready. There's a lot of Raiders fans there. Let's not get crazy. Obviously, we see that. That's a big stadium. There's a lot of weight. For that thing to end that way, nobody had a clue that was coming. Nobody could have understood that.
Not even a possibility. No one thought it was even a possibility, probably.
That's awesome, AJ. I fucking love everything about
it.
The
whole weekend was great. What do you mean? It was like everything came together this weekend. Like, every game was crazy. I guess, well, we probably got to thank the Colts because they started it with a bang.
Hell yeah.
Right?
We can thank the Vikings. We look at the way to really play
that game. That game, I'm saying. That game set the stage. It was a great opener for the rest of the slate.
Well, yeah, and then, so I guess the World Cup people should be thanking us too.
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah.
You're welcome.
That was actually pretty awesome. I did get a chance to see the last like 15. I mean, who knows? They kept adding time, but yeah, I saw the.
I don't know what part of the clock we were on. There's extra time. There's overtime. There's more extra time.
125 minutes. Okay. I thought it was a 90-minute game.
Okay, there's 90, and then you get an extra 9, and then 7, and then there's another 15. Now there's another 15. I mean, there's a lot going on, but
it was a fun game.
That guy showed up, huh?
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. Well, Mbappe, all those. Are you? It's just like the magnitude of it. You felt it. I think I felt it through the TV. I can't imagine being there.
So Messi has almost retired from international play numerous times because of outcomes that happen in the World Cup. Because although the World Cup is nowhere near the same financial setup as all the other teams that this human has played on since he's like 14 or 13 years old. Yeah. This dude's been a pro since he's a teenager. This guy has been a prodigy and a professional for so long, has stayed out of any trouble somehow, has maintained international celebrity and financial wealth without any type of investigations or anything going on like that. What's that?
Well, tax evasion. His dad was a tax guy. Really? Wasn't paying taxes for like 10, 15 years.
Smart play. Paid it all back, I assume.
Ronaldo did his dad went to jail, actually.
If not, going to be there. Wow. So I did not know that.
Could have got his grandma a nicer place, too.
Okay. What? So he gives a bad gift to Nona.
Yep.
Well, he might have been upset about Nona about what Dad did.
Yeah, true.
Dad just got me in trouble with the whole entire. I mean,
you raised this guy.
Nonetheless, kid has been the guy his whole life, but the only time he's ever been judged is whenever he lets down Argentina for whatever reason. So everything in his life's going good. Life's good, popularity's good, his teams are good, money's good, family's good, everything. Well, I guess aside from that, everything's going good, except for whenever he plays for Argentina. When he plays for Argentina, if he misses and they lose, it's 100% his fault. 100% his fault. You're not Diego Maradona, you're this, you're that, you're terrible. So he's almost retired from it like numerous times. Like, I'm not doing it anymore. Bucking not that. These people aren't grateful is kind of, I assume, how he felt. So to win it in the fashion in which he did and knocking home a penalty in the World Cup final, because he had missed one before when he got attacked, just like a nice full circle moment there for old Messi. And we can't wait for him to bring that Soccer Lombardi obviously down to Argentina. There's a drone shot that somebody did that's just, they're alive now. I mean, it is
madness
down there. It is deep. The whole place, Buenos Aires, went upside down as soon as they won. There's a video from somebody's like balcony about the whole city. Obviously, celebration is huge. Congrats to the entire country. But then after he gets, there's Diego. Once he gets through the celebration with Argentina, make sure you grab that Soccer Lombardi. Go ahead and put it right in the trunk. Drive that thing right to the MLS, pal.
That's right.
Welcome home, both to the Lombardi, Soccer Lombardi, and to Messi.
Hell yeah.
What a game. I'm happy he showed up, though. That was big for him. Here's a tale of two halves. Same thing that happened in the Colts game. Same thing happened in the Cowboys game. Same thing that happened in the Bucs-Bengals game. Same thing that happened in a lot of these games happened in the World Cup, the Soccer Lombardi final. It was an incredible weekend to be a sports fan, AJ Hawk.
It wasn't, and Fox got very lucky because that game got very close to 1 p.m. Eastern kickoff. So what would have happened? They would have just kept the World Cup on and people would have been super pissed, or what?
Yeah. I don't know how many people would have been super pissed with the way that game was going. Even meatheads, I think, in America. The overwhelming reaction from the meatheads in America was, is this what can soccer be like this? There was a lot of that response. And it was like, soccer had its best game with its biggest star, right? Cristiano Ronaldo playing for France would have made it a little bit bigger, I guess. Obviously not possible from Portugal. But I think that's the only way soccer makes that even better. Maybe drop in like Christian Pulisic somehow.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe, but that was the biggest stage. Yeah, maybe Michael Bradley.
Miola on the call.
Definitely Tony Miola, maybe coaching for one of the teams.
Right.
But that was like the biggest stars in all of soccer, having the best game on the biggest stage of soccer, like home run for the World Cup in Qatar, which I think this will be the only thing that's remembered from the whole World Cup maybe next 4 years from now.
I think even Americans who don't give a shit about soccer, like the way it ended, going to penalties, like which is the most exciting, like if you don't ever watch soccer, you want a match to be ending on penalties. And for the
earlier, actually.
Yeah, well, for sure. Yeah, for sure. But
let's get these penalties like a little bit.
Exactly.
Like the soccer purists are like, this is not the right way to end it.
You can't decide it like this.
Americans are like, so there's a shot on goal happening every time?
Oh, give us penalties.
Yeah, give us fucking start. Can this just be soccer? Can this be what soccer is what some people are saying? So it was a perfect setup.
It really was. And then, ending at, 1:59. I was a little, miffed that I didn't get to see, or 12:59. I was a little miffed that I didn't get to see, Jay and the boys on the Fox pregame. But then, it was nice. The game ended, and it was like, all right, boom, we got NFL action now.
It was in Qatar.
No, he's back.
No.
He had COVID.
He's
got
back.
COVID in Qatar.
Hey, Ocho.
Oh, that's why he didn't go. Okay. That's why we didn't see him on the sidelines over in Qatar, because he had COVID.
One of the Pauls was there?
Did he get COVID in Qatar?
I think he got it when he got back. I thought he was supposed to stay to hand Messi the trophy, though.
Jay?
Yeah.
Who did do the ceremony? I didn't see it.
Jared Kushner, I think.
I saw he was there with Elon.
Is
certainly a conversation.
Handing trophies?
That was certainly a conversation on the internet immediately upon the discovery of that particular photo. What a time, what a game. Congrats to soccer. But nonetheless, let's get back to the NFL. How about your Cowboys team losing to the Jags? Stephen A. Smith cut a promo last night in his house, showcased he has a big playroom.
Yes.
You see, I don't know where he's living in New York or New Jersey. Congrats to Stephen A. on a big old fucking house. Saw those custom pillows too back. I mean, he's living as he should. Guy's worked his ass off.
He's doing it the right way.
What?
Happy for Stephen. There was like custom pillows in the back because I was like, where is he? Is he in a hotel? Because he's done shots before and it's just like him on a couch and it's like looks like it's in a smaller room. And I've thought to myself, like, why does everybody want to live in New York City? Like, I would like to work my ass off to make a lot of capital to go live in a tiny little box. Like, for me, that's just not. Now I understand there's people that dream of that, and I appreciate people that do that. We need those people to do that, but that ain't me. That ain't never gonna be me. I don't want to live, in like people living like 45 floors up. Like, in a tiny little.
Yeah, come on.
These are like the smartest people.
What if you had a really big place, 45 stores up?
Well, that's a whole different. I was looking at those actually in Vegas. There's one that's 14 million. That's like 3 stories up in the top. You get room service 24 hours.
That's pretty sweet.
I'm sorry, yeah, as I was looking around. But anyways, when I saw Stephen A always make his video, I'm like, Stephen A, humble guy. This guy living in a tiny little thing in New York, showing up for First Take, still grinding away, doing everything. So when he cut this video and it was this big, massive, I'm like, is he somebody else's? I'm like, well, that's got to be real expensive. In New York, New Jersey, whatever it is, congrats to Stephen A. First Take. My first take on First Take Star was, big room. That's going to cost a lot over in that area. Then he starts laughing. He leads off with a Ric Flair promo this morning on First Take about how the Cowboys, basically, they're going cowboy. This is how this is going to go. Is that what you saw happen yesterday? Or are people giving no respect to this Jacksonville Jaguars team who are still very much in it? Hey, they are in the bubble, in the hunt right now. Doug Peterson's doing great work. Had somebody tweet me from Duval last night. When you talk about Trevor Lawrence, you talk about him in the same fashion you talk about Josh Allen. Now, Trevor Lawrence is like 6-21 or something like, or 7-21, 8-20, whatever their record is in 21. Had 1 win last year, and Josh Allen's like 46-21. A lot more games, a lot more success. He hasn't won a Super Bowl, but he's gone through it all. But I appreciate the fact that down in Duval, they're like, we got a guy, and this dude has gotten better and better. That throw he makes on that last drive that goes through old buddy's hands, it's like out of a movie. That thing is a dart. Now, he accidentally gets like a cramp and hits that ball. This game isn't happening the way it is. But nonetheless, it's a completion. They get going. Do you just think that the Cowboys are the Cowboys and this is what they've always been and this is what they're going to do? Or do you think this is maybe the Jags have a pretty fucking good team and nobody respects them?
Well, I think Trevor Lawrence, I think he is a stud. Like, I love watching what this dude could do. He just feels like he's much more confident and has, Doug Peterson, a lot of credit to him.
Look at that
Trevor
ball.
Lawrence definitely. He has all the tools. He seems to be like, have the mindset, everything about it. So, yeah, I think the Jags are somewhat legit. I don't know what that means exactly, like if that's a playoff team or whatever, but the Cowboys, that's kind of their MO, isn't it? Like when these things, things like this happen when they shouldn't happen, I guess, and it makes us worry. Okay, we're going to do all this great and then go get beat in the first round of the playoffs.
Yes, that's what everybody's scared. Now, the Cowboys did clinch after last night's outcome of the Giants beating the Commanders. Congrats to Bruce Bronovich.
Oh, yeah. Bruce Bronovich.
Beating the Commanders. Now, there was pass interference at the end, and obviously the Terry McLaurin situation. Who knows? That can all be a conversation. But the Cowboys, if they get in, which they are, and lose the first game, it's going to be the same old Cowboys, right?
Absolutely.
It's the same old Cowboys. Even though they made the playoffs, same old Cowboys because
Jerry will lose his mind.
How good they were going. Yeah, I think so. I honestly believe he would lose his mind. And who knows what that means for Big Mike? Because, coming into the season, remember, Mike McCarthy was allegedly on very thin ice down there in the Big D. Because Sean Payton's still available. Yeah. Sean Payton's from Texas. Jerry Jones not scared to make a splash play. And, Mike McCarthy said, hey, Jerry thinks all press is good press. I don't think so. Because the press at that time was, is Mike McCarthy going to be coach of the Cowboys 10 weeks into the season, basically? And Mike's like, I'm trying to win games. All right, that's what we're trying to do. They have clinched a playoff berth here after week 15. They're number 5 in the NFC. The Eagles are in their division. The Eagles are going to be number 1 in the NFC, so that's not going to be easy to obviously win your division for the next 5 years with the Eagles. But them making the playoffs and people saying they're dead and it's the same old Cowboys, I don't know. Because the Texans are proven last week, they obviously gave the Cowboys a run. Yeah. Texans are a team. They just took the Chiefs to overtime. Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes won fucking 36-41, 336, 2 tuds, 33 rush yards and 1 touchdown against the Texans. That went to overtime. Patrick Mahomes almost had a perfect fucking game, and the game made it to overtime. So nobody respects the Texans, I think, because their record indicates that they're not a good team, and they are the Texans. So the Dallas Cowboys struggle with them. Oh, this Cowboys team is fugazi. Then Dallas Cowboys play against the Jacksonville Jaguars doing the AFC South tour here, and they struggle, lose to them. And they're like, Jaguars stink, Texans stink. They struggle with the Texans. They lose to the Jags. Everyone's, I'm not there yet. I have respect for the Jags.
Yeah.
I have respect for the Texans.
Oh, yeah.
I think the Cowboys winning that game against the Texans was a big deal. People are saying Dak is washed. Is that his fault? I don't know. No. Walk-off pick 6 is certainly an electrifying way to end this game for Jacksonville, down in Jacksonville, where Jackson Doville jumped off the top of the light, brought the game ball down via a bungee jump. There's people in pool parties having a blast, beating the Cowboys big time Sunday. It's still being in the playoff hunt this late into the season. Big time of year for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I just have respect for Doug Peterson, Trevor Lawrence, and his crew, so I'm not just going to mail it in on the Cowboys. But I can see how people think this is going to be a same old Cowboys situation.
like they had the game pretty much in hand yesterday. The Jaguars did a great job of coming back. I'm with you. I think the Jags are a fucking decent ball club, and they're just getting like they were bad, obviously, and then Urban took them to a whole different level. But I think Peterson's done a hell of a job. I think they're. I would love to see them in the playoffs over the Titans. I think they'd give someone a better matchup than the Falcons.
Yeah, what happened with the Titans? They lose to the Chargers. Obviously, the Chargers, Justin Herbert makes a throw to Big Mike Dub down the sideline there. That dude is so big.
Huge. Wants the ball.
And I was telling him, last week, I'm like, hey, why don't you fucking take Monday night off against the Colts? He's like, I can't do that. I need to watch my tone. Do you see how big this guy is?
Yeah, he's massive.
He is a huge target for Justin Herbert, let alone Justin Herbert being 6'4", 6'5", whatever he is. He can run, make every single throw. Seemingly Justin Himbert, they said. Right. He is a stud. He's a stallion. Austin Eckler always going to score a touchdown, even though the first drive he was injured and he wasn't in, would have had 2 walk-in touchdowns. For those of you that bet on Eckler to have 2 touchdowns, that did probably mess up some parlays. But this Chargers team, good team. But now all anybody's saying is the Titans dead because they get blown out a week ago at home to the Jags or whatever. Then you lose to the Chargers. It's like, what's going on in Tennessee? Or should we be giving credit to the Chargers? That's the time of year we're in right now. Now.
That's every week now, isn't it? But I guess, when you're going back to the Cowboys, we're saying, what is this the same old Cowboys? I guess until they prove us otherwise in the playoffs, then you have to assume, right? Or until you prove that you're a team that can go make a run and get to the Super Bowl or whatever. I don't know what the final, what the standard is, though. If they win one playoff game, is that cool? Then it calms everyone down a little bit?
You don't think so?
No.
I think their fans expect them to go to the Super Bowl or at least an NFC Championship. Because when was the last time they made it to the NFC Championship?
Are you serious?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
With Dak?
Oh, yeah.
The contract?
I know the media views that, but you're saying the fans think
the fans as well, for sure.
Yeah. 100%.
Looking at the overreaction
Super Bowl?
From
Did they watch Thursday night with that Niners team?
Well,
have they kept their eyes out for fucking Fred Warner and the boys?
That's what I was going to say. I'm pretty sure the Niners beat them in the playoffs last year, if I remember correctly. I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago. But you look at the Cowboys right now, it's like the way things play out, if they do draw the Niners in the first round of the playoffs, even if it's and it wouldn't be in Jerry World, but do you honestly feel like the Cowboys are going to go toe-to-toe with the Niners right now and beat them?
Niners, Eagles. We have to say it, even though everybody thinks that they got exposed in the first half against the Colts team, the Vikings had pitched a perfect half.
Yeah.
Where 460 yards, I think Kirk threw for.
Yeah. Yep.
So their offense has the capability of producing 460 yards against other people playing football, right? I didn't get to watch every single play of the Colts defense. I don't know how this fucking happened, but Kirk Cousins went off. He has the ability to go off. Justin Jefferson's 20 yards away from breaking some fucking record of being the best wide receiver in NFL history. Yeah, Stephon Gilmore is just getting there's nothing he could do.
No.
There's literally nothing you could do there, especially with Justin Jefferson having the ability to put the sauce on it. Kirk Cousins having the time to let him put the sauce on it and then score the touchdown. You can't stop that. He's going to gritty himself all over any field he's playing. I'll put it. Nope, we back. Okay, love that. Pulled the hammy, back to the skip. But that team can go. They can go. I think Patrick Peterson might be joining us in a little bit. I'm not 100% sure, friend of the program. And Adam Thielen had For the Brand on his cleats, so, kind of indifferent with what you did to the Colts, but thanks for the shout-out.
Yeah,
hey, Thielen, thanks. Shout out to you. Also, thank you for the coffee that you sent us, Thielen. Mm-hmm. Nobody on Colts had For the Brand on it anyway.
Does he have his own coffee?
Or coffee?
Bro, we play against the Steelers, I don't want to say everybody on the Steelers, but I'd say 10 to 15 people. I don't know how many people are on their coaching staff. 10 to 15 people on their coaching staff, beeline for our suite, basically. What up? Hey, good to see you. Thielen's got fucking For the Brand on his cleats against the Colts. It's man, I appreciate all the love you guys are giving me. And I feel like I'm getting recruited to other fan bases.
Yeah.
And I want to let you know I'm big fans of all of you. But why don't you all just fucking get traded and we can hang out every day? Thielen, come on over to Indianapolis. Yeah. Everybody in Pittsburgh, come on over to Indianapolis. You know what I mean? You don't want to be there. Mitch Trubisky, he's a big win over the Carolina Panthers.
Very efficient. Great game.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. But I think the Vikings can go. Now, do I think they'll be able to go consistently for 4 straight weeks, 3 straight weeks if they have to? They clinched the North, so they'll have a home game, obviously. Yep. Will they be able to go all the way through the Super Bowl? I'm not sure. Dalvin Cook, This was unbelievable. Pulling away from people, then running into people and getting another 15 feet after running head first into somebody. It's just, this team could go. It's the brand new Vikings. I don't know. It's not as much as the brand new Lions or the brand new Lions. But this is a new Vikings team that I don't think a lot of people are respecting. And people are saying with what the Colts were able to do in the first half, they lost respect for the Vikings again. It's like, how? They put together a perfect half when they needed it, and they did. It was fucking... This team can go. So when you look at the top of the NFC, if you're a Cowboys fan, I think you should be realistic here. Eagles seemingly have no weakness.
Perfect team almost.
Seemingly have no weakness. Then you look at the Niners, it's like, I had my eyes on them. AJ, dogs everywhere.
Yes.
They're chirping after plays, too. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
They're not scared to be
they fly. They are super physical, and they fly to the ball.
And talk shit. So
know how good they are.
I love that.
It's like fun. It's like they're having fun.
Dude, it is a show to watch them fly and play the way they play. And I guess Geno in Seattle could have got back in that game with one or two plays going the other way. But there was never a moment where you're watching that Seahawks offense where you didn't think the Niners were going to be able to figure it out on the defensive side. Just because of how fast they are, how physical they are, and how much shit like, I love whenever people are talking shit. Like, I enjoy that. But you think you're going to be able to go toe-to-toe with them? Cowboys, Vikings, I mean, the Cowboys blew out the Vikings, so I guess you can lean upon that. But that game is like a battle of the who's going to show up, who's not going to show up. And I think the Vikings are showing up much more often than necessarily the Cowboys, even though the Cowboys beat the fuck out of the Vikings. So I don't think a Super Bowl championship is a reasonable expectation for the Cowboys this year. But if that's what you're looking for, I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you. Shout out to Wade Barrett on the NFC side. That is top-heavy up there.
Yeah, and I mean, Cowboys fans are unrealistic to begin with, so it does kind of make sense.
Well, that's because the media forces them.
Yeah, true. You have to buy into
Jerry
them just
Jones.
because how much you see it. Yeah, and Jerry and all the moves that they make. And I think even, if they are the 5 seed and they have to play Tom Brady and the Bucs, like they could even flip a switch. But that's what sucks for the Vikings is that all roads do kind of, at least right now, seem to lead to the 49ers. And I mean, you could probably go on either side because you also aren't really sure what quarterback's going to play for the Niners in the playoffs. But their defense just seems so much better than every other team.
We know who's playing quarterback for the Niners.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy G might have some Wolverine blood.
It ain't that guy.
I agree, but there's a guy out there.
Yeah, Brock's the guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Until he's not. Like, for instance, the Jets with Zach Wilson coming back, ran one in. Yeah. Connor sent me a text, was like, love Zach scored touchdown. A lot of heat. He's back. He's going to run one in. That's going to be a moment. He did.
QB
Shout out to you for that. But like Zach Wilson, Mike White situation, just like Cooper Kush, Dak Prescott situation, like the front office knows there's a chance they're going to play again, so let's remain positive. But somehow it'll sort itself out. Remember, Cooper Rush had a run. It was like, is this guy going to be the quarterback for the rest of the year? Which I assume is going to show up again after you lose to the Jags. There's going to come back in the conversation. But then he got hurt and was going to miss. And it was like at that exact same time, it's like, oh, Dak's fully healthy, by the way. It was like it worked itself out. Mike White, he's on a run. This is his team now. They're chanting Mike White. They got shirts of Mike White. And then he gets hurt, and it's like, okay, here we go. Here's Zach Wilson, gets an opportunity. It always feels like the NFL has a way of figuring itself out. I don't think they're doing anything but Purdy until something potentially happens, and I think that's the right play.
I agree.
What were you going to say, Tone?
No, I agree with that. I was just thinking, me as like personally as a fan, like if I'm a Cowboys fan and right now there's 2 teams and it's the Niners and Eagles favored above me in the playoffs. Personally, as a fan, like I'm thinking anything can happen. I'm definitely expecting a Super Bowl if I'm a Cowboys fan.
Really?
Yes.
Because Dak's contract?
Just because, like,
defense, they got the defense player of the
Micah
year.
Parsons,
they have a great
defense. I think
great defense, and like as much as Purdy's played great, he still only has 2 starts, and like I'm feeling good about getting them. And then the Eagles, they play them this weekend, and I think against a division team, you never know what's going to happen. Like, do I think they're going to win? No, but if I'm a Cowboys fan, that's what I'm hoping.
You think expectations are Super Bowl?
Yes.
All right, well, good luck out there.
With the contracts, too.
Pulling for you. I don't know. I think top NFC is different, let alone if that team in the green and yellow, green and yellow, green and yellow.
Don't let them sneak in. Although if they did, they'd potentially have to maybe play the Niners in the first round, and they'd probably get beat like 50-0.
What about Tom Brady? Don't let the Bucs. They're going to sneak in the back door of that NFC stuff. Don't let the GOAT get into the playoffs. You never know what's going to happen over there. That NFC playoff picture is wild to think about because it seems so top-heavy in my eyes. And I didn't have the Dallas Cowboys in that top tier. So I guess that's probably why everybody's thinking Cowboys are dead because you just don't have them as the team. this NFL season, who knows what's going to happen?
The books have the NFC to win the NFC. Eagles plus 150, Niners plus 330, Cowboys plus 450, and then there's the drop off to the Vikings.
Yeah, Minnesota Vikings, man. People
just don't respect Kirk
at all.
No, they just
that
don't
could be
do
like
their
a turning
defense.
point, though. Honestly, that come from behind win could like spur something. It could do something to that team.
How do we feel about Harrison Smith fingering Matt Ryan's butthole?
Hey, anything it takes to win.
Did it cause him to fumble? Because everything else has.
He loves ball, man. You gotta do what it takes to win.
I don't
Was it
know if he
needed?
fumbled. What's that, pal?
Yeah.
He didn't
Was this
know.
needed?
Yeah, but he
All right,
couldn't
yeah,
see
there's
anything.
no way.
He couldn't see anything. Right there.
His eyes are closed.
Yeah, well, not only closed, but also there's a human in between him. He's just trying to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Trying to find the ball.
Trying to find
Oh,
it.
that's a butthole.
Yeah, I thought
it doesn't help that his thumb and index finger have like the tip cut off either.
Yeah, he's got like the copper fit gloves on.
That's right.
So he can get good feel. He wants to have good feel for these types of things, and I think he did, but I don't know when this was in the game. This could have been a turning point, though.
Could have been.
Yeah, I thought Pat Peterson at halftime said we need 5 touchdowns from the offense,
Yeah.
and someone on this defense needs to step up and put their fingies in Matt Ryan's butthole, and then we might have a chance to win this game.
Somebody needs to check the oil.
Matt Ryan's also got that disease.
What's that?
Fucking no acetol.
No acetol, yeah. He does have small little legs, doesn't he?
Well, I mean, to his credit, though, his quads are huge because he plays with 20 pounds of cement in his cleats.
That's a good point.
It's tape. Okay, that's spat.
Oh.
That's not cement.
With glue, though. I thought they put
that
cement.
high
By the way, did you
glue.
see the Sean Taylor statue got spatted up?
Spatted up the
Yeah.
copas.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, I
What?
like it. Spatted up the copas. Taped the
Yeah.
helmet.
I didn't see this.
Yeah, they did it after the debut. It was like it was a soft opening.
Wait till you see what we do.
Hey, we
next.
forgot to do these things.
And we also forgot to put a human in there, but
Yeah,
that's
we'll get
wait till you
around
see
that.
next season. Next season, we're going to put an actual human in there. Yeah. Logistics with everything, we weren't able to get the actual statue part of it, so we had to do what we had to do. But yeah, decorated the helmet, put some spat on the shoes, still showcased that he was ahead of his time wearing soccer cleats before everybody else did with the light cleats. Made it look a little bit more like him, and shout out to the Commanders, doing the right thing.
Yeah, way to go. So their first opening was just a rush. They
was a
really
soft-
did
it
just
was a soft
admit,
opening.
like, hey,
We
we
need
fucked
something.
up.
Dan Snyder, everybody's attacking. We need something now. Okay, this weekend. When are we planning on doing that? Week 15, I think we'll have it done. Sweet. Need it by week 10.
Yep. Now.
What are you talking about? Wait till you hear. You can only have no pockets and your hands in them, and then on a yacht for so long. So
Now.
we need it. Well, we don't have a statue yet. Yeah, we do. Couple hangers. I did a science
10
project.
coat hangers in my closet.
Just put it as a
He's a pipe cleaner.
please. Just easy as that. So happy they figured it out. They did give him a locker. I don't know if this is brand new or if this had been here. That is standard locker there, though. AJ.
Yeah, I think at least they must have recreated his locker or took his locker and encased it, right?
Guy taking a photo looks super cool.
Yeah, holy shit.
Doesn't he?
He knows
Yeah.
how to use a phone.
Hell yeah.
You think he knew he was in the reflection?
That's an interesting thing these days. I try to take photos of stuff, and you have to check
Yeah.
full reflection of everything.
I mean,
If
even
you're
on
pantsless
that,
or something, is that why?
Yeah.
No, I'll take pictures out the window while I'm taking off or whatever, and then I look at it, and my entire phone is just sitting right in the middle of it. I'm like, jeez, Louise. Can we not figure that out?
In Stone
Dan
Cold's
Snyder
video saying thank you to everybody, that was the first thing I looked for. I was like, okay, I'm trying to see the reflection in his glasses to see how
What's
he's
in the
holding
back.
phone. Yeah, to see what's in the other direction.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Wide.
Happy birthday to Ty Schmidt. Happy birthday, Ty. We love you,
Thank
buddy.
you. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
And on this particular day, obviously your birthday was yesterday, I believe, right?
Yeah, it was.
So congrats on another trip around the sun.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate the hell out of you. And you won a Sports Business Journal thing. Best audio, which is that podcast?
I don't think it was the podcast, no. I think it was the show.
There's no way it's this audio.
I believe it is.
When you do the
It made no mention of the podcast.
Phil sent in the write up,
Doesn't make sense.
and it was the show. Like the
We fucking did it.
Do they not know it's a visual show?
Anyways,
So we're done?
hey, congrats
to all of us.
Congrats to everybody for Ty's birthday.
Everything thought.
Made to the mountaintop.
talked about the business as well. Nice little write up.
Yeah, shout out to Sports Business Journal for the nod. We appreciate the hell out of you.
Yeah.
I will say, it is the irony, is real though, because our audio Big time problem there for about 3-4 weeks of this.
was.
We overcame. Think about it. We were underdogs for this particular award.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
We were at plus
Kidding me?
40,000.
16 seed.
Yeah.
Out of the gate.
Coming in.
Yeah.
With the way this whole Thunderdome kind of unraveled.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the first thing I drained a shot, first one,
First shot ever.
and it was burning for the entire hour, and we had no idea.
I thought it was going perfectly.
Thought it was great. This is awesome. We have a great show. The audio was so bad
So bad.
that I was like, I was thoroughly embarrassed by the product that we put out there.
Let's go downtown right now.
Yeah, let's burn this place
Get me
down.
the hell out of here. I ain't doing this again. We are abusing people by putting this out with their ears and having to hear it. So the fact that we were able to overcome that,
I know.
to get the best audio, I'm
Unbelievable.
proud of us. Hey, group,
Man.
great work here. You too,
Work,
AJ.
boy.
Here we go. ND Butt,
Yep.
NAQ,
What?
Chuck, and
What?
Bill.
What?
And
Is there a
ZD
best video?
ZD, baby.
Huh?
And
No, there wasn't.
Thought best video went to the Let's Go
Little
podcast.
Phil drained the shot. That was good audio.
that was good audio.
That's good audio.
Yeah, it was great audio.
Big Phil.
Crows, sometimes they make appearances.
Nonetheless,
Phil hiding.
big shout out to sports. That's an actual thing.
Oh yeah.
Really?
They're real.
Oh, okay.
That's a big deal. Yeah,
I
it is.
had a different
What's
thought.
your
on it.
fucking
That's
problem?
awesome.
No, it's a big deal. Just like
What's your
yeah,
problem, Con?
No,
I don't
no.
have a problem.
No, no.
I just don't
We don't
know
need
any
to.
of these
We don't need
things.
to get into that.
These people are really nice to us. They have never been nice to us in the past. So
And I don't know that. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I just don't follow anything. I had no idea that this was a huge thing.
it's huge thing. Huge thing.
That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Massive honor.
Good for us.
They don't like the video? They don't like the video aspect of the show or what?
There was no video.
Honestly, I think how these awards go is like we would like to tip the cap to these particular people. So we got to figure out what awards can kind of have those categories. So I just view it as a tip of the cap from Sports Business Journal, which is very cool. So we
Nice.
appreciate that. The Athletic and Richard Deitch, that was unbelievably cool. I can't thank him enough for that. Never would have expected it. I see Deadspin was not
Oh, yeah,
nice.
that guy got absolutely
He's not a
murdered.
journalist. What
Yeah.
happened? What? No, missed this too.
Yeah, guy got
awesome.
absolutely
He's
murdered.
not a journal.
I appreciate it though. I love that type of stuff.
Dick
I
Deitch
do.
is a
I enjoy
journalist.
that type of
No,
stuff.
he said pass.
So Pat's not a journalist.
Yeah, so I'm not a journalist.
Sports media, they could have given it to any number.
That's
of
weird. It
people.
didn't say sports journalist. earlier.
Who should have got it?
I can't remember who.
There is a
the
lot of
exact-
people. Herbie should have got it for another year. I mean, that's just in our sphere.
Well,
There's
he's
about
not a journal either.
Not a journalist.
Is he?
No.
No.
Game day pundit?
What do you have to do to be a journalist?
But that wasn't
Right.
the-
Put pen to paper.
No, we tell the truth. Be a journalist. You got to have no misinformation associated with you. That's what I've learned. Right?
Be a prick.
I'm
be a
biased.
grand-
The only reason
be a
you weren't a
grandstanding
journalist
prick.
was fucking Aaron. That really is the only.
Nonetheless, I appreciate everything everybody is saying about us, and I think we all do. This is not normal for us. We kind of, the media world has not always been the kindest to us. I think that would be a good way to describe it, right, AJ?
I guess so, yeah. Maybe a little bit taken aback, as people would say.
Yeah, like little to no respect, I think, there for a while about us. And we understood. Yeah, we actually say the show is terrible all the time.
Get it.
So anytime somebody gives us like, hey, attaboy, especially from a world that we're not from, like the mainstream media and like Athletic and Sports Business Journal and anybody else, like very cool. We're very thankful for it. We appreciate the hell out of you. We don't know what it all means, though. That is something that is we're going to have to get up to speed about. But thank you all for the love. Honestly, and thank you all for watching. And listening. We got good audio.
Boom. We do have good audio.
We have good audio. Award-winning audio.
That's right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good work back there, Nick. Huh?
Hey, baby.
No. They're just talking about the show and the entertainment you guys provide.
No, they're talking about the straw in the drink.
Got to have
The
audio.
sound of it.
Oh, you're talking about the sound. Yeah, I think it's the quality of the audio, right, AJ? Is that what
Of course. That's what I took from it.
Let's fucking go, boys.
Nick?
Let's go,
Wow.
Nick.
Holy hell.
There you go, Nick.
No.
Hey,
Got it
way
right
to
here.
go,
Got it right here.
Baby Nick.
Good, Nick.
The first line
Speech.
of the award, the most impactful studio show in sports.
Because of you.
Nope.
Audio.
Due to the audio, yeah.
Also could thank Brett Favre for those gloves.
All right.
Thank you.
There's that.
Yeah, what award did he get
Let's
this year?
not. Well, there's a couple of them.
Yeah.
Really?
They're not necessarily all great. Those are the words that we used to get, but like in a different fashion.
Human
We used
fun.
to get like dumbest media, worst takes, worst conversation awards. He's getting like worst human.
Right.
That type of
Biggest
stuff.
asshole.
Same. Is that all going to unfold in front of our eyes, or is that just going to disappear, you think?
I don't think that's disappearing
Didn't you say?
anytime soon.
I thought somebody's going to jail. Like somebody, not him, but somebody.
How is that
it
volleyball
right?
team doing?
Two people. I think they're probably pretty
Football
good.
program. Frank Gore Jr. just ran for 329, I believe.
Dog.
Auntie, chill. Jeez.
Get the hell out of here.
What a vet. What a
That was
vet.
awesome.
I do not know, but you don't think because politics are involved and money's involved?
Nope. I read a story recently. I want to say it was maybe like 2 weeks ago. It was in like the Mississippi State newspaper is.
Tribune
like
Review.
Yeah, whatever. It may have actually been the Tribune Review.
That's in Pittsburgh. So
Yeah, but it actually may have been. It was something very similar.
shout out to the Pittsburgh Tribune Review though too.
But it was, they're still like uncovering more stuff, more
The first
text
article
messages.
I just looked up looks like the governor is who told Brett Favre to do it.
Oh, the governor?
Governor Reeves talked to Brett Favre about using state funds for volleyball.
Yeah, no. So that is the other thing is like one of the guys who I don't know if he's been replaced or something, but he basically like Favre was really pushing like, hey, we need to get this done. What do I need to do to kind of expedite this, get this done? And this guy basically was not having any of it. He's like, hey,
Governor?
Brett, like I got a lot of shit on my plate. Fucking building a volleyball facility for your daughter is not on.
That was the
top of my
welfare
list.
fund manager.
No, it was like I can't remember if it was the governor or like the state senator, but basically the guy like never returned any of his texts or emails, so that's why Favre had to
full court press.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, what do I need to do to fucking get this guy's ear for Christ's sake?
Yeah,
Okay.
so there's a lot of we're still in the finger pointing stage.
Yeah,
there's
a lot
gonna
of
come
finger pointing.
there's gonna come a time though where it's just, hey, you need to pay this amount of money back.
Probably.
And then it's gonna probably disappear.
Yeah.
Brett though was saying he didn't know it was coming from the welfare fund, right?
Yeah, and he's full of shit, but I mean, he'll be able to do that. Yeah, allegedly. But again, it's not really alleged because, if you've looked into it at all, you've seen the text messages, you've seen the emails. Like, he knew what was going on. But yeah, it's alleged until it's not.
Yeah. I assume that Jerry Jones did address the.
What'd he say?
I think he handled it in the way. I didn't get to hear the whole thing. It wouldn't load where I was whenever I saw, because somebody tweeted me and go, keep saying he hasn't addressed it, asshole, or something like that. And I was like, okay. I don't think he had. No, it wasn't Jerry. It might have been one of his burners, but I didn't get. It didn't load. But it did sound like he gave like, like what do you want?
Yeah, different times.
What do you want me to? Which is, I think, the right thing all along. Like Jerry saying, I think Jerry being a great representation of like where we are, where we were, to where we are, where he was born. Like I felt like that was an easy one to kind of get out in front of and just kind of let it sit there for a while. It became
Yeah.
But Jerry's worrying about winning a Super Bowl.
That's right.
And I did think he said something like along those lines of, I didn't choose. I was a teenager. What do you
want me to do?
You want me to move out?
Yeah.
I'll just pick up and move. I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know if he said that, but that's what he should have. So he
Right.
did address it, which we have been saying, like, should just
get ahead of it.
Let's
Say
just get this
something.
thing.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, let's get back to a little bit of football talk here. AJ, who's winning the Super Bowl?
Man, right now, today, who do I think?
Yep.
I'm still kind of high on the Chiefs, actually.
Come on.
Hey, Patrick Mahomes has like nearly perfect game yesterday. Goes overtime against the Texans. We have a lot more respect for the Texans, I think, than other media outlets, because if you look at the way they played yesterday and look at the plays that had to be made for the Chiefs to win overtime, they do not get they have to punt.
Yeah.
Texans on game-winning drive potentially. Just kick a field goal. You got it. Here we go. This is over. Clark comes in with a big-time punch, and then Willie Gay gets a football burst to him through a guy's ass, steps on top of it, and Bucker, who missed a 51-yarder, didn't even have an opportunity to win it because McKinnon, who stepped in for Pacheco, who fumbled earlier, seals that game, ends that thing. I like the Chiefs a lot too. I like how hungry they seemingly are. I like that they're still trying to get it. They're still making plays. They get a big-time tough win in Houston, which is not an easy environment to play in. Houston is a loud house. I like that McMillan takes his helmet off and says, fuck everybody.
Yes.
I like he threw the ball into the strike. By the way, that hit right in the middle of the fucking A. I mean, couldn't have dotted it quicker.
Dark.
Cameraman thought he was dead. McKinnon says, I'm nowhere near you, pal. Okay, I'm taking out that thing right there. They seemingly are getting better and better. I can see how you do that. On the NFC side, though, what do you see? What do you see on the NFC side?
I mean, obviously the Eagles ahead of the class right now, and sometimes that worries me though. That kind of worries me at times with the Eagles. Like, all right, are they too good in the regular season? Are things going too well? Like what? Yeah, but you want to win every single game you play in. Obviously, the Eagles right now for me are the team in the NFC.
Yeah, it's like the Bruins and that touchdown from Jalen Hurts there before half, where it was just a big
Gaping hole.
They seemingly always have that happen.
Yes.
Right? There's always big gaping holes because of how many things you have to account for. That'll be incredibly innovative offense taking on number one defense. When the Niners and Eagles play, I think that is going to be spectacular. I think that is going to be a spectacular game. There's nobody within 40 yards of this guy.
Yep.
Man.
That's interesting.
That's fake punt.
Yeah.
This is what like fake punts look like whenever everybody's kind of throwing. Just go ahead and give it to me. Eberflus, obviously defense coordinator and head coach for the Chicago Bears, has some upside, have some plays like this to make people wonder what they're going to be. Number 2 overall pick thus far, the Chicago Bears. But a lot of electricity around Justin Fields. This type of shit seems to happen to the Eagles all the time. So it can't just be they got lucky on this play. It happens because their scheme, because their players, because their weapons, their defense is loaded up. I love the Eagles team as well. I do. But every time I think of that Niners defense, I just think they're going to be different than everybody else. The Niners defense, Geno Smith was number 1 quarterback in the NFL there for a while. Then if you look at 3 quarters of that game against the Niners defense, it's like nothing. You ain't doing nothing against us. And that's not Thursday night, week 15, obviously a big game. But playoffs with that defense, with how many stars they have, how they're going to show up, I just think San Francisco 49ers are going to be a tough out for anybody, which once again leads to the Cowboys' expectation. But I like the Bills, bub. I like the Bills.
Yeah. I mean, I love the Bills as well. Believe me, I do. I don't know what it is about the Chiefs. In the Texans game, winning how they did, I think that's a positive for this team going. It's another way. They found another way to win in a situation that, like a team like them, a lot of times when you blow teams out, it doesn't really do a whole lot for your team.
So we're going to be just chalk. We're going to say Bills, Chiefs, Niners, Eagles, and then winner takes all.
Yeah.
If Hendrickson and Hubbard come back, give me the Bengals.
Yeah.
In the AFC?
Yeah, because I think their weapons
Hubbard's a big deal.
I think their weapons are potentially the best.
You're right. I mean, geez.
Higgins. Hold on. Didn't somebody say
top to bottom?
Commentator yesterday said that Bowles, I think, Todd said that Higgins is like one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, and nobody talks about him at all. And he's on the other side of a guy that people talk about being the best wide receiver in the NFL, and Jamar Chase, who's back healthy. And then you think about that Irwin guy. Heady player.
Trenton.
Mixon, Boyd.
Trenton Irwin, you're right.
Trenton Irwin, he became like a third down option there for Joey Burrow yesterday a little bit, where he's picking up quick first downs and everything, getting down, playing heady football. You're right. The Bengals are a team that could be a wagon. Nope, no premier pass rushers is a thing.
Yeah.
Look at all those other teams.
Correct.
All those other teams have premier pass rusher, so that whenever you have to get a 3rd and long or even a 4th and long in the playoffs, they got guys that can close games. I think that's just the difference there. But if you get Henderson back, which could happen, I guess. Hubbard back could happen, I guess.
Josh Allen's my favorite. I think my favorite player outside of the Steelers to watch in the NFL, and I think he's my favorite player potentially. Like, he's just a wild card. Like when he ran for like 50 yards at the end of that game, like he could literally he could win a game all by himself.
He has that interesting, right? He has like a little. He has a couple throws.
Different platforms. Some different platforms. Is that what they say?
Yeah, but he has like one that's like a 3/4 almost, and it's just like an actual fucking rock, like a line to somebody. And then whenever he has, I mean, he just throws strikes all over the place. He did have a fumble.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Did have a couple turnovers there where everybody's like, oh no, this is what Josh Allen does. He always has turnovers. He had like 7 picks or something in 6 games or 5 games. I forget the exact number earlier in the year. And this is the first one he hasn't had a pick in some time. But at any given moment, Josh Allen can take over the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was another yes touchdown at the end of the first half, I believe, as he was rolling to the right. Seems to be a Josh Allen special. He's going to extend his play as long as possible, even if he has to jump out of bounds like he's a Titans fucking safety or corner or whatever. That was sick. That was an awesome play. He would just extend, slow.
Go that way.
Slow. Touchdown.
Yeah.
Of course.
0. Yeah, going into half.
Brooks Brothers.
He's not scared. He is not scared.
With the Eagles, though, when you think about teams that go all the way in, aren't they kind of the team this year more so than anybody else that's been like, okay, we're going to add to our offense, we're going to add to our D-line, and they have those pass rushers. They're going to be, the first team to have four guys with 10 sacks on a D-line?
Hey, I love them throwing the snowballs. Let's clear that out.
Unreal. Yeah.
Let's clear that up. But you're right. The Eagles have loaded in the right spots.
Yeah.
In our show's eyes. In our show's eyes. Need weapons. Need to get to the quarterback.
Yep.
That's top 2. Now, granted, have to have an offensive line. All these teams do.
Sure.
Have to have an offensive line. That just is a given. But if you want to go win, if you look at the teams that have won in recent memory, who has a lot of weapons, who can get to the quarterback, Eagles certainly have loaded
Their
up
whole
in those
D-line.
areas.
Their whole D line is what's so impressive. Interior and watching their outside rushers as well. Like they have superstars on their D line that rushing the passer. Like they have dudes that just get after it. And all of a sudden, we're going to rotate out. Whoever comes in seems to be challenging. Like they all want to get in there.
And then you obviously have like the Ravens who are still in it with Lamar coming back. Sure. Are they going to be able to go? You have other teams that could potentially. We're in a great place right now.
Yes,
it's been an absurd NFL season.
What if the Lions get in? What if the Lions sneak in there?
Come on. Nobody wants to play against the brand new Lions.
No serious conversation.
Hey, how about 4th and inches? Yep. Okay. Brock Wright out of
Notre Dame.
Stallion. Second year with the Lions.
4th and inches.
4th and inches, drop back, run a drag, 1:55 left in the game. Brock Wright goes bonkers.
Offense hadn't scored a touchdown until this play right here.
Dan Campbell shown on the sideline while everybody else is going crazy. All right, man, I didn't, what are we doing?
What do we call?
Man, what do we The brand new Lions are a problem. I mean, they're a problem. They're going to play hard. They're going to be able to get stops. We put in a request for defense coordinator Aaron Glenn because what has happened on defense side of the ball, you fire a cornerback coach. Okay, just one. And then flip the switch. They become a top 10 defense in the NFL out of nowhere. Would love to chat about him, but congrats to the brand new Lions who might. Hey, nobody wants to play against brand new Lions.
And hey, that's a game. The same old Lions lose every single time. That's a touchdown we don't get. And then at the end of the game, that field goal always goes in. So there's something different. I don't know what it is, but it's awesome. And credit to Goff for scoring at the end there. That was huge.
Something different, yeah. Obviously, there is a bathtub full of whiskey.
Wide.
Peyton Manning and Jeff Daniels told some spells.
Wide.
Calvin Johnson got his money back.
Wide.
Did that happen?
I don't know.
Pay the guys fucking money. You guys want to win a playoff game?
Yeah, right.
He's involved with the franchise in certain
So he's back.
things. Yes, exactly.
This
But
is the
brand new Lions.
Congrats to you guys, man.
Let's go.
There's going to be teams that are going to sneak in.
Yeah.
And I think we're in a great place, though. This year has been bananas. This weekend was absurd. So many comebacks, interesting calls by referees. Did you hear us talk to Ian Rapoport earlier about the refs? There's been a couple plays where, Week 15, I'd say we've spent maybe 3 or 4 of the weeks talking about officiating. Nowhere near what it was last year. Nowhere near. No. Last year was like 8, 9 out of the first 11 weeks was like, hey, can't have it, can't have it, can't have it, can't have it, just because it's such a vital piece of the game. This year it hasn't been much official suck conversation.
Yeah.
Today, though, warranted conversation. A lot of controversial calls, and that's only going to continue as things continue to be on the line for all these teams. 6 teams have clinched a playoff spot. 4 teams have not. You start doing math. 22 teams still in this thing. All you need is one call to piss off an entire fan base, and that seemed to happen this past weekend. Will it happen going forward? We hope not, AJ, but it seems inevitable at this point.
Well, I mean, yeah, it hasn't been as bad as last year, but also as these games mean more and more, we get into the playoffs, we get to these where teams are trying to clinch and all this. The refs are humans too. I forget what game I was watching when the broadcasters even said that. Okay, these guys are humans. They don't want to make a call that decides the outcome of the game either. So you have to take that into account as well. Like, hey, they feel pressure and nerves a little bit too, I'm guessing.
I saw Julian Edelman put out a tweet. He's sick and tired of these refs deciding games.
Threw his hat.
Yeah, he threw his hat.
I saw that in the club, right?
Yeah, he was wearing one of those big hats too.
No.
Oh, that's just how it looked.
No. Yeah, it was just. He has big brain.
Oh,
of course.
Standard hat, though, I think.
Yeah, no, it was a normal hat. But to your guys' point, let's get these out now. Because if that does happen in the playoffs, that
regular
will
size
be a
hat.
problem.
He was on half. It was on half. He just threw it.
Yeah, because he couldn't believe it.
Dude.
Look how big it was.
That's a big hat. It's on the zoom out.
Throw it.
0.5.
No, I think they're on they're on the fisheye.
Yeah. Almost knocked down a drink. Oh, did knock down a cup. And hat goes.
Dip into.
He looks so fucking cool, dude.
Does look very cool.
What the fuck are we doing, dude?
Wait, who's that?
What are we doing?
Oh,
fuck. Edelman also did say 3 teams have reached out to him to make a comeback, but he would only do it if it was the Patriots. So guess what?
He's not coming
Edelman's
back.
never coming back to play.
Sorry, I stepped on you there. I thought you were going to say he was coming back and we're going to the playoffs. I just wanted to assume that, Mac Jones, you're going back for Mac Jones?
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah.
You're Julian Edelman?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Love the
not.
guy.
Oh, yeah.
Are you also
Mac Jones quarterback for the next 5-10 years for the New England Patriots?
for the next 5 years, including last year? So his rookie
That would not
contract.
be next.
So for his next 3 years after this year?
No. I think
That doesn't sound confident no matter what.
5 to 10.
For the next 5 to 10?
made the Pro Bowl last year, didn't he?
He did.
Is he going to get a
Remember
second,
we were
Damn near won the
Uh-huh.
MVP.
second contract?
It's so hard to tell because, I mean, Bailey Zappi might be the fucking quarterback by the end of the year.
Oh, okay. So
Who
you're
knows
saying
what's
no.
gonna happen.
Sounds like. What do you think about Matt Patricia, defense coordinator, being your offense coordinator, with the worst play in the history of football happening at the end of that? Is that Matt Patricia's fault? I don't think so.
No,
Everybody's blaming Matt Patricia. I think they should have kneeled it.
Yes.
But there's a lot of heat on Matt Patricia for a lot of things that are happening. And Mac Jones obviously getting fiery about a lot of situations has come into conversation. He's not the first quarterback that is upset about things. Certainly won't be the last. You'd like your quarterback to be so invested that they do get pissed off about things if they're not going well. And Matt Patricia said, I love it. I love it. He's like that. Seems to happen on a more regular basis these days. Last couple games seems to be a lot more, discontent between offense coordinator and quarterback. What do you think about Matt Patricia going forward? Do you think he's moving back to the defense side of the ball, or what's he going to do?
I don't know if he'll move back to the defensive side. I don't know if he'll call plays next year. Like if we do get a guy who's familiar with the system, familiar with Mac, a la Bill O'Brien, who's already been there and he wants to come back to the NFL, I think that's probably the more appealing option.
Could you imagine T. Kettle and Mac Jones?
Yeah, they're together at Bama. Like
That's a much different situation.
Yeah. True, but have worked together. I just feel like what pisses me off more than anything is that you can see one drive where the Patriots just walk right down the field and are unbelievable, and then the next drive they can't get a first down. And they're also kind of falling into the Colts situation to the sense where, hey, our best player is our running back. He needs to get 25 touches a game, and we haven't been doing that for the past few weeks. So, I mean, there's no doubt in anyone's mind that this team was going to go to the Super Bowl or make any sort of noise with Josh Allen, Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar, all those other guys. So, like, expectations are lower than ever. But when it comes to the offense, there's no hope right now with what they're doing.
What are you going to say, Tom?
I saw all I needed to see at the end of the game last night when McDaniels came out, and before he shook Bill's hand, he went up to Mac and said, like, hey, I can't believe that you're completing any fucking
We need a quarterback over here too, Mac.
Like, just hang in there. I can't believe they gave Patricia the fucking reins of this thing. Like, you're still a good quarterback.
He was like this, though, wasn't he? He was like this.
Yeah, he's like, hey.
Bill was sitting right here.
Yeah.
Hey, man. We were so much better last year, weren't we? We made a Pro Bowl. You remember those days? You see what I'm working with over here?
Yeah.
I'm going to be making a change here. Okay.
Aside from age, what do you think is the biggest difference between Mac Jones and Derek Carr?
McDaniel's record with him?
McDaniels? Okay.
Arm strength.
To Derek Carr.
Another conversation piece about that play that was brought up by the boys, because I think as I was watching that play live and it all happened, I kind of got a little discombobulated on the situation.
Sure. Yeah, understandable.
Me too.
They're at they're at the 44.
Mm-hmm.
So no Hail Mary. Okay? No kneel down. No Hail Mary. We'll just run this out. What's the worst that could happen? Okay? Obviously, Murphy's Law. What can go wrong does go wrong. Jacoby Myers throws a dime to Chandler Jones, who his yak.
Oh,
pretty good.
Yeah.
Get him the ball more.
Oh, he needs to think about going over to tight end every once in a while. Just kind of let him float out, throw the ball up to the crossbar, and he will go up and get it. But snagged at the high point too. Looked natural. Went right into his. Look at how natural. Put him on the offense side. Maybe McDaniel saw something here. Maybe the team gets better going forward. But why did they not throw a Hail Mary? He can't make it there, AJ? Is that what they're saying? 55 yards?
How far is that? 55-yarder? I mean,
they're at the 46. He throws that.
Wouldn't you assume everybody in the NFL can throw it 55, 60 yards?
Yeah. You'd hope so.
You would hope. I mean, that's something you would certainly hope. Is that another Matt Patricia?
Did they not want it to get picked off and then the Raiders somehow return it 99 yards?
Then they annexation of Puerto Rico, throw. And then Jacoby Myers on the flip side.
Yeah.
So it's a different ballgame.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kneel down is the thing that really, grinds my fucking gears. Because
if you're just going to run it out and they're going to say get down anyways, why don't you just fucking kneel down?
Exactly. And then what the defense did in the second half, like if this does go to overtime, do you really think either, the defense can't get a stop or that the offense can't get a field goal? Like what the fuck is the thinking?
I know. It's obviously we have the gift of hindsight.
Of course.
Bill Belichick, Matt Patricia, Joe Judge and the boys.
Right.
Could have never expected what happened to happen.
No.
Kind of like how I felt on that fake punt against the Patriots back in the day. That is no longer the worst play in football. Shout out to you guys.
About fumble.
Let's take a break. Let's get back on the other side. We'll have overreactions from around the internet. Ty picked them out one day after his birthday. They're incredible today.
Yeah, there's some very good ones today.
All right, we're going to run through those. Cannot wait to hear how the NFL fans are reacting to teams getting playoff berths, teams getting eliminated, complete disarray happening in numerous games. What's a shit show? What's a future promised land? How are NFL fans reacting at this stage of the season? We'll see you in about 5 minutes. Be a friend, tell a friend, take 5.
He's saying don't go off the top, it's too shallow.
See that belt buckle? All you're going to hear this stadium do is they put the big paw up, they start shaking it, they go, whoa. Yeah, he loves the defensive side of the ball. He said yesterday to me that this is a blue-collar team. They win it on special teams. They have 5 block kicks this season. The defensive side of the ball, Lynch leads the Big 12 in sacks. But also on the offensive side, Denzel Mims is an absolute animal. He is a weapon. Charlie Brewer, the quarterback from Lake Travis. His dad was a quarterback in Texas. Yeah. His grandpa was a quarterback in Texas. And the people here in Waco just so happen to get a chance to see Charlie Brewer on a daily basis. Hey. Yeah, Boomer here is going to mean a little bit different than what it means on the internet currently. And hopefully here in Baylor, they hope they're not hearing a lot of Boomer sooner. Everybody wants to be a punter, including quarterbacks. If I was a quarterback, I'd want to be a punter as well. 0 yards on that punt. That's an embarrassing situation. The Dak dance that gets on national television has led to a lot of losses, but you got to respect the hips being able what sign am I going to make for college game day? Well, I want to make something creative. I want to make something fun. No, to hell with it. I don't like OU. It's so thick. Look how thick that thing is. That's years and years of patience. 19. You're heading right for the boat. Right now? Okay, let's do it. We are out here on the Brazos River, which you can take a boat to the game. One of the only stadiums in the country that you can do that. It's beautiful out here. A lot of people would say, this is the last time I'm going to be on game day. The last time I allegedly did what I'm about to do, I ended up in a jail cell. Let's go! A lot higher than I thought.
You look like Ric Flair. That was a sellout, by the way. That was beautiful.
Maybe other shirts?
Yeah, hold on. You need to go get changed before you get sick.
Great work, Russia. That's incredible. I'm actually not that cold. Hey, I went for it. My chest hurts. It was like 5 feet. I'm standing there. That's full commitment, by the way.
Dear Coach Friedman, I hope this letter finds you well. Although if I had to guess, it probably won't, because that was one of the most embarrassing defeats Notre Dame has faced in my lifetime. I mean, for Christ's sake, was Chad Pennington playing? Was Randy Moss playing? Was Matthew McConaughey coaching? No, they weren't. It was a bunch of guys we've never fucking heard of, and you still couldn't get it done. Now listen, you're 0-3 to start, which isn't the end of the world. But everyone in the Notre Dame community, they're fucking done with you, okay? I'm not done with you yet. I have a lot of faith in what you can do with those boys. But let me tell you right now, if you lose next week to California, I might be fucking done with you. I hate to say it, but Joe Montana is not walking back through that door, and neither is Jeff Samardzija. Your quarterback's hurt, so you're going to have to find somebody else. I've noticed that you haven't reached out to old Coach Lou to come in and either do the fucking newspaper trick or to do the bumblebee speech. Let me remind you, the previous guy never asked me to do that kind of stuff either. And look what fucking happened to him.
I don't think it has anything to do with winning.
I'll leave you with this. If I need to come in to Notre Dame Stadium, get a megaphone, and start singing cheer for on Notre Dame, wake up the Jack, go singing her name, I'll sing the whole goddamn fight song and get the boys going. Because like I said, if you start losing more consistently, you're going to be fucking deader than a doornail. I love you, I'm available, and please write back. With love, Coach Lou Holtz.
The guy that didn't even stop after just Deboing your head coach, well, let's get him the fuck out of the building. I mean, unless he just hates McVay, which we need to maybe look into a little bit more. I'm sure he wouldn't not know that that happened. Maybe he was trying to get as far away from it as possible. But whenever he didn't stop, I thought to myself, whoa, are the Rams?
What the hell's going on?
What's going on with the Rams?
Oh, they're dead.
That's a head coach who just got blown up and nobody even stopped to see if he was okay, aside from a couple coaches. The guy that hit him just keeps on fucking jogging on the field, not even a, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Not even one of those guys.
He couldn't have known. He couldn't have known it was a head coach.
If that happens on the field, they're pulling Sean into the blue tent. Hey, are you sure you're okay? I mean, you didn't fall, you didn't drop the ball. You just got hit right on the button that we're talking about. Sean McVay eats it, spits it out, puts the headset back on. Thought his commentating career was in jeopardy.
Sure.
He's allegedly been offered $15 to $20 million to go into the booth, which I think we're going to see a lot sooner than later with how this whole Rams thing is going. Bounces back, calls the rest of the game. Now they lose. They are not good, but he's a tough son of a bitch. I think we all need to start recognizing that a little bit more about McVay.
Can you imagine how fucking sore he is today? He's eating out of a straw for the next week.
When we talk about situational football and awareness here, in overtime with the Buffalo Bills and the biggest play that was made here, before this play even starts here, there's a lot of conversation happening on the back end. What are you telling folks here?
They tried to hide this formation, what I was talking about. They came out in a 3-by-1 bunch, but they end up motioning back over to a 2-by-2. And one of their main concepts down here in the red zone is a laser Dino, which is a double post concept to try to clear out that safety to make that void in between the numbers and the hashes. Obviously, I knew that. I saw 85. He's pretty much the clear out guy. And with me having great vision on the quarterback and the receiver, it gave me an opportunity to make a play on the ball.
Dahn, that's it. Okay. We win. At what moment did you say, oh shit, we won? I'm going to get down.
Soon as he threw it.
2nd and 10. Allen steps up and throws an interception. Patrick Peterson. And in this heavyweight bout, the Vikings with the knockout blow. The Vikings win the game of the year.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show.
Nailed it. Good
Overreaction Monday, December 19th.
That a baby, Connor. Sorry about that. Had to run, take it grumpy. It was longer than 5 minutes. That's 100% on me. I ate bad in Vegas. The body is getting rid of it. But what we're not getting rid of is
Cash App.
Damn right.
Hell yeah.
No, and I think you guys know why my energy is like this, because I might have read the first couple lines of this ad read, and I
That's
know
not
what's
you.
coming.
That's not you.
No, it isn't. But
you don't prepare.
Never.
No.
I glanced down today though. I said this morning. I said, you know, why don't I take a look, see what Bruce has cooked up, and boy, does he have something cooked up for us today. Yeah, today's show, like I said, is presented by Cash App. Tyler Bass, game-winning kick in the snow.
That's money. Great ball, by the way. Love the fact that his teammates had so much faith in him, too. Could have been a walk-in tud to go up a touchdown in that weather in the snow globe. Instead, they say, nah, don't care. Windy, cold as only 28 degrees. I think it was only like 27 degrees. I looked it up. That's not that cold. Cold. Certainly cold. A lot of snow, windy, big time kick. Will get colder, I think, in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
What a moment for him. That is
money. Jacoby Myers throwing a dime to Chandler Jones for the game-winning touchdown.
That's money. And if we think about that throw just a little bit more, and I know we've been harping on it a lot today, and we haven't talked as much about a 33-point lead being kind of shut down. So we shout out to the Patriots for doing that, kind of getting that convo out from Saturday or whatever. But Jacoby did throw a tight ball. We don't know who he was throwing it to.
Took a shot, too. Crosby hit it in the back of his head, bounced off the ground, too.
Should be roughing the passer.
It should be.
Should.
That's a great fucking point.
I'm not sure he gets the same protections as quarterbacks, especially in that moment right there. But you're right. That pass right there, that was money.
And just to my point about not reading these ads, I just noticed Bruce said that's not money after this Jacoby Myers pass to Chandler Jones.
So he was writing a script for you.
Yeah, how
and you were
about
getting
that?
all upset. You're letting your emotions take you because you only read once. You're like reading a headline and not the rest of the story.
Yeah, that's what I do every day, and here I am.
You're part of the problem.
That's not money, is what he
Part of the
said.
solution.
Wow. Thanks, Bruce. That is money
Back
that
to
he
the
would
top,
do that.
please. Back to the top. Let's go back to the break.
Yeah.
What a
Good
great
break.
guy. And Bruce, thank you.
A lot of kayfabe.
All right, 3, 2, and
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show on this Overreaction Monday, December 19th.
hey, that's good.
Today's show is presented by Cash App.
Yes.
Hell yeah. it
Hell
is.
yeah. Tyler Bass, game winner.
Yeah. From the top.
3, 2,
Good break. Been a good break.
You ready? You good or not?
What are we starting with?
How you doing?
What are we starting with?
So we're doing this. Then we got the Pro Bowl vote getters. Then we have the overreactions.
Okay.
We'll do ad first.
Okay.
Pro Bowl vote getters
All right.
because that is out. Then we'll go into the overreactions, and then we'll call it an overreaction Monday, December 19th.
Sounds good.
Sweet.
All right, let's go back in.
Do we have phones yet?
No.
What's
People
that, buddy?
love this
Do we have
behind the scenes
phones or
stuff.
no?
Let me check.
Oh, we're on. We're live right now.
Let me know when we go. Let me know
Mute
when
the
we're live.
mics. Mute the mics. Mute the
back
mics.
from
Mute the mics. Mute the mic. Mute.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here on this Overreaction Monday, December 19th. Today's show is presented by Cash App.
Hell yeah, it is. Hell yeah.
Tyler Bass, game winner in the snow. That's money. Jacoby Myers to Chandler Jones for the game. That's money. Money.
What?
Oh,
See
for
what he
you.
did? See, yeah, because he was tailoring it to me.
Yeah.
That's why he put that's not money, because he knew I was going to read it.
Oh, okay, good. That baby Bruce Bronovich.
Yeah.
Bruce
Bronovich.
Thank Croatia came in third too, right?
Yeah, it did. Big win.
Congratulations on the podium out there at the World Cup. Bruce Bronovich really hitting his stride. Nonetheless, we think that's money.
Money. So you're telling me Croatia had to stay in Qatar after they got
Yeah, for pride. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about, dude?
eliminated?
When there was little Lukovic's
Yep.
and
Donkiches.
Bronovich's
Yeah.
Yep.
and everybody as
Modric's.
children, all they were hoping to do was bring glory to their country in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Third place is better than nothing, pal.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well,
That's right.
I don't know. The guys who got eliminated early got to leave Qatar right away, and they had to stay there.
Yeah, but we heard from
They didn't
Kellen
get a bronze
Acosta that
medal.
actually wasn't bad as
Yeah,
players.
that actually
over there.
sounds really nice.
That's right. They can't kill the players.
Correct. Well,
Well,
when
not until
they
they
go home.
not Qatar can't, but their home country can.
Anyways, all that stuff, that's
Not money. Like
Yeah.
Jacoby Myers, Chandler Jones. I see what you did there. Okay. But when you can easily split the game day food bill with your buddies on Cash App,
Oh, I like that.
that's money.
It's good angle, Bronovich.
Great angle. You guys know what else is money?
What's that?
What's that?
I'm talking about sending,
Why?
spending,
Why?
saving,
Why?
splitting,
Why?
tipping,
Why?
and donating all in a single finance app.
Hell yeah.
That's money, and that's Cash App.
Hell yeah.
Download Cash App and use code McAfee for $15. Terms apply. $15.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Cash App.
Pretty sweet.
Thank you, Cash.
There was a moment on Saturday I forgot we were on the air. Herb Street said something as we were going to break, and I said, hell yeah. And then we went to a commercial break, and Herbie looked at me and started laughing. I was like, oh, my God, I forgot.
Happens.
You're right, though. There were some people that did not enjoy me on that call.
Really?
Yeah. Same people that don't
Did you enjoy it?
I had a blast. I don't think
What was the final score again?
30-3.
Oh.
That was a big-time kick by Mahalik.
Yeah, it was.
And I had a lot of overly sensitive people on the internet that were thinking that I was mocking.
What?
I was maybe mocking Florida, the Gator team as a whole.
Sure.
Because of how bad they look. They were giving half-ass energy.
Yeah,
and
makes sense.
Who knows what's going to happen? It wasn't their day, and that's not my fault, right? 30-0 is what the score of the game was until like 50 seconds left. I have to call how I see it.
Yeah.
And the Oregon State Beavers, they're going to be, hey,
team.
I think they're going like this here.
Squad.
I think they're going like that right there. Although they did lose to Jack Hammer, he officially declared for the NFL draft today. Jack Costello, an absolute dog. He's going to be on a team for 10 to 15 years.
Swiss Army now.
He's going to be a teamer. They'll probably have him sneak in a tight end every once in a while. He's going to be on a team. I'm excited to see where he lands. He was a guy. But yeah, there was people that weren't necessarily thrilled that I was on the call, but I was happy for Mahalik. Honestly, he misses that kick. First shutout for the Gators since 1988.
Yikes.
That's a long time, bro. That's a very Herbie though going. That's almost worse. Like that was such beautiful. Herbie was awesome in there. AJ, he's fucking impressive at what he does in those boots.
Yeah, he's really good. He's been doing it for a long time. Like, yeah, you could tell. Like the dude, he's a good mixture of like professional.
Hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, being a great professional, but also being fun and having a good time.
I think he's won a lot of Emmys.
Sure.
2-minute account.
I think he's been in a booth on the main game for like decades now at this point.
You won any Emmys in the booth?
I'd assume. I would assume that he has decades and decades in
Probably.
there. So getting to watch him work, was cool. That was a cool thing. Him on that, he has a DVR controller. He's one with that. I mean, he's slowing down, rewind, slow motion on things kind of thing. And then it gets over to the telestrator on the other side. Watching his brain kind of picks him, that was an honor. Dave Pash, very, very good at what he does.
Legend.
Super cool. I said, Jack Hammer is Taysom Hill reincarnated on a football field. Dave Pash goes, Taysom Hill is not dead, but first down for the Oregon. He was amazing. I had a blast. I don't think I could commit to that being a part of my life right now, though. That's a lot.
12 games. I mean, you already have a lot happening. So, yeah, if you added 12 or 13 games in there, it's not going to
You're really rolling the
be
dice,
easy.
too, because you get a fucking game like that, and it's like...
Went all the way out to Vegas.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
Those are fun sometimes,
What
though.
was
You can
this-
just mess around with your partner.
I agree. I had a blast.
partners.
I enjoyed it a lot. It was 30-0 for the whole game, basically, and I enjoyed it. If that was every week, though, you
Bingo.
could see how people get a little bit. You know
what was
I mean?
the score of the game you and AJ called, the Packers-Lions game?
So me and AJ didn't
No,
call
that wasn't-
Packers.
sorry.
Texas Tech Baylor. Wide.
Sorry, I'm confused. But the Packers-Lions
close,
game
right?
that you called with.
Packers Lions was 30-0.
Yeah, it was
blowout.
12.
Yeah, I think it was blowout.
This
as well.
year, you had to watch along Bama,
Alabama,
Mississippi State,
yeah.
30.
I've had a lot of good games, getting an opportunity to get in there.
Very nice of them.
Clemson was...
I've had a blast though. I enjoyed it. I was having a good time. Obviously, the Colts are up 30-0 too, 33-0.
Yeah.
So all is good there. Everybody's bored with that game. Vegas Bowl is like, let's have a time.
How many
here.
people were there?
So Oregon State, our view from the booth was on Florida side. Not. I think a lot of band family.
Sure. Scarce.
A lot of band family was there. Maybe some football family, but a lot of seats. A lot of seats.
Think about it. It's hard. It's hard to get each fan base to come out. Like especially Florida doesn't have a bunch of guys playing. Like it's just, I don't know. It's I don't know how you get people to come.
Oregon State, that was fucking big bowl. Afterwards, players in the locker room holding a trophy like smoking cigars. First 10-win season, long time, like 2006, I think. Third in the entire. Their fans showed up, and even from before the game, like in.
Yeah.
We are 100% in on this. It was almost the writing was on.
That's why the line moved from 5.5 to 10.5. I think.
That's what Kirk said in the open. Did he say that in the open with you? He's like, we want to see who's here, who comes to play today, like who's motivated, who wants to
He
be
referenced
here,
the crowd
who's
in
gonna
the
give
open. I
effort.
said, I was like, what? I didn't know you guys were allowed to do that.
What?
Kirk
Kirk
knows.
Herbstreit can do whatever he wants. You and me called that Texas Tech Baylor game, and I pointed out the lack of fans in the stands, and there was a quick. Let's not talk about the crowd. Who was that?
Did you say a lot of people dressed as seats
Seats?
here?
Again, that's pretty good.
I didn't create that saying. I'm not going to say I did, but certainly if you're going to show the crowd with the camera, everybody at home's watching it. We are talking over what people are watching. If you don't acknowledge that,
Who are you?
what are we doing?
Then what?
You know what I mean?
Trying to paint it. You got to paint a picture.
Yeah, just let them know that
Gotta
what
let
you are
people know.
seeing on your screen right there, that is the feel of the whole place.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a lot. you guys don't even know this is going to happen, but this is kind of an early indicator of what a COVID game is going to feel like. You know, I should have said that.
Yeah.
Should have said that. That would have been good. But the fucking Oregon State fans were loud. There was a lot. There was actually in the middle of the game, people were yelling at us. I think we stopped in the middle of the game to address the people that were, me and Herbie both. Love you, Herbie. And I look at Herbie, I'm like, look at that. And Herbie, you know, you see him break character. Hey, guys, how you doing? Love you, too. Middle of the game. That's what it was. But the Oregon State fans brought the juice. I enjoyed it immensely. Now, let's move back to the NFL. Thank you for the opportunity to the people at ESPN. I think Herbie lobbied for me to do it. So thank you to Herbie for the opportunity to watch him work, get to work with him in that capacity. Thank you to Dave Pash for being awesome. Laura Rutledge killed it. Wiley was there. Ben Hogg. Berger was a director. There's more people I should be thanking.
Ben Hogg, that's a sweet name.
Two G's.
Big Hogg. Even better.
Second one's silent, I heard. Second one's silent. So it's not Hogg. You know what I mean? It's just
right.
Hogg. It's Hogg. He was all, everybody was very good. That was the.
What's up, Big Hogg?
That was an absolute blast.
A lot of good nicknames for Hogg.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a good dude. He was a cool dude, too.
Yeah.
Very casual.
What's up, Purdy?
Hogg the dog.
Yeah, did you see the bullseye, the T grabber? So I told Hogg about that. I told Hogg about that after JD talked to me. He's like, we'll definitely get that. I'm like, Hogg, my man.
Good guy.
So then as we're calling the game or whatever, I forgot the bullseye interaction happened by the time we were there. Hogg goes, your guy bullseye coming in 5. And I was like, oh shit, we got it. Like didn't even see. So me seeing that thing live was the first time I saw that. And I had to remember what bullseye told me. He goes, always put down my mustache. Always thank God.
That's awesome.
Like, all right, bullseye, go get it, pal. It was, this dude right here. Knee drive, arm swing, knee drive, arm swing, knee drive, arm swing, awesome. And finish the race. We're off. Handlebar, thank God.
Yep. Looks like TC with that form run.
How about Tom Cruise training? How about Tom Cruise training yesterday just for hopping out of a helicopter? Was that a helicopter?
Yeah.
What was that?
Some sort of modified helicopter used for filming movies. That guy. I fucking love Tom Cruise maybe more than anything on the earth.
I was just thinking of it, and I guess I read an article, I think you guys sent it in, where Will Smith has reached out to Tom Cruise a couple times to be like, hey, I want to get back in a good grace of Hollywood. I want to apologize to Hollywood. This guy is Hollywood, I guess. Tom Cruise is the movie business.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can run that. We should not run that. That seems like we should not run a Tom Cruise.
Definitely not the audio.
We should not do this.
Isn't it just from Twitter?
Yeah.
But
Tom Cruise.
You don't fuck with TC.
I don't know if
we're doing promotion for the movie.
We're doing promotion for songs. We do promotion for other videos like that. That's just not
about the NFL.
Anything he's in is a mini movie. So even if it's a 90-second video, it's a movie.
And this was a masterpiece because you would think they would throw it out because the audio was not perfect.
Right.
But Tom Cruise just floating through the sky casually. Oh, where was I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Thanks for coming out to the movies.
Yep. Wishing you a happy holiday.
Guy's the best.
See you at the movies.
By the way, though,
Brilliant marketing.
Oh yeah.
I have heard
Mission Impossible 22. Is that what he said?
No.
He did.
I think he's doing
Run the audio. He said Mission Impossible 22.
part 2, I think.
Oh, part 2. I thought he said 22.
Part 2, or I don't know if anyone sent it in, but on the heels of this now, there is a 10-minute promotional thing of the stunt he's filming. They said it's the most dangerous stunt in film history. It's 10 minutes long, worth a watch. Watch this fucking thing. This guy is a maniac.
Is this the dirt bike?
Yeah.
Motorcycle off the thing?
Off a mountain. Off a mountain into a base jump. He did it 6 times in one day not too long ago. This will change your life when you watch it. There are humans out there that are like Tom Cruise, and it's just unbelievable.
And safe from COVID, I saw in the first video.
He's not taking any more chances of getting any movie sets shut
he's
down.
bringing the movies back by
That's
himself.
going off.
Right.
That was just a ramp they built just to
practice.
So he could get ready to feel the wind and the velocity and how fast he needed to go. And then they built a massive ramp on a cliff in Norway, and he actually rides a motorcycle off of it into a base jump.
And then he flies into something.
Pulls the parachute while he's going down. It is fucking insane.
No speedometer on the motorcycle.
Yeah,
so he's got to feel how fast he's going.
Of course.
Yep.
So yeah, this is just practice for when he actually went off the cliff.
Yeah.
I think we could show this.
I'm guessing you can't show this.
Sorry, pull it.
Yeah, this is
Never mind.
promo
Why?
for the movie.
Well, it was just a graphic there. It was just a
When's
graphic.
it come out?
December 22nd. It's on Paramount. I don't know when.
That's when Top Gun is
Top
on.
Gun.
The Mission Impossible next summer. The first part comes out.
It's 22.
Yeah, it's Mission Impossible 8, I think, part 1, and then there's a part 2 of that.
He's filming part 2.
Yes.
He's a movie ahead
Yes.
of
Correct.
a movie ahead.
Bingo.
Correct. He lives in London, I guess, as a recluse, they say. He just kind of got away from Hollywood as much as possible.
Well, he had to.
When Will Smith reached out to him, he just doesn't respond, I guess. He doesn't want to get dragged back into the Hollywood thing. He just wants to make movies. I guess. That's all he wants to do.
By the way, I heard Will unbelievable in Emancipation. Now he probably won't win anything for it because he's not allowed to. I don't think, but
Can he win other things like what? I mean, Oscars no, but other
Holy
stuff.
shit. Fucking send it, dude. I'm watching this video right now.
That is
Six
times in one day.
TC?
Yeah.
He just kept going.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
do they have 6 bikes? Obviously.
What's the
He
speed?
He didn't pull the shoot in the promo video he had. I don't know if he landed safely.
I'm losing altitude. Yeah, he said, I got to go now. And then they shoot him into a fucking twist. Hey, get me dizzy real quick.
He's the king.
Let me figure it out. Congrats to Tom Cruise on all the success and a commercial being probably the most basic commercial in a long time and just being the most impactful.
Yep.
December 22nd, Paramount Plus, Top Gun.
Hell yeah.
Avatar, $430 million first weekend.
Wow. That's more than Black Adam made in the last month.
Didn't it?
That's what they said, underperformed. It's like $430 million.
Who's setting who sets the range of what it's supposed to
Tons
do?
of people go. Christmas is a big go to the movies weekend.
It
so I
is.
assume that.
Yeah, it's something to
Christmas
do.
Day.
Yeah.
Reviews
It's
are
a
out
huge
now
movie
too.
day.
Like, hey, this movie's unbelievable.
Box office projections, I guess, were underwhelmed with the $430 million. $2 billion for 2 movies, right? That's what they said?
Yes.
I saw double the first one. I think
do
too.
okay.
So that's pretty good.
I think they're going to do okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Does it, now that we've had a weekend where people could have watched it?
You can give spoilers.
I'm not giving a spoiler. $430 million is not.
How
$2
much did
billion.
you see of it? 20 minutes? What'd you see?
2 hours. 2 hours. 2 hours. I don't know how it
Okay.
ends.
It's a good ending.
I did see some scenes on the internet. I was like, that looks like a cool scene. And it's like, well, it must be at the end of the movie, tail end of the movie. I did not see that scene.
Which one?
But I will say, there's a couple American people in there that do not look good. I'll tell you, there's a couple Americans that do not look good. An Australian comes in and looks worse.
Yeah, he's the worst of the movie.
So I will. Humans, are look very terrible in this particular movie, which I assume some people will be upset about through this whole thing. But with that being said, good story. I think it had good first 2 hours. Didn't want to leave. Had to. Didn't want to leave.
Yeah, absolutely. It held my
Humans trying to kill the earth or what?
Yeah, just classic humans.
Yeah,
just classic.
Specifically the whites.
Yeah, the whites really.
They're always trying to take people's land.
Yeah.
Well, that certainly was our MO back whenever there was land up for grabs. And it's certainly happening right now over in Eastern Europe, I guess. Somebody's trying to take more land. It's kind of been the... But in that movie, it's very much a... How much is that a documentary maybe, though? What's going on in other countries?
Exactly.
Or other planets?
We don't know if they're already trying to do this right now.
Could be.
I thought about that while I was watching.
But it was good? It was worth it?
I mean, it was...
It's awesome.
You'll go
sure.
see the second half
Yeah.
at some point when it comes out?
And
For sure.
like you said, 3D technology is
Nope,
leaps
that's a
and
no.
bounds where it was.
I will, AJ. I'm not going back to doing
Can
the
you
whole
only
song
see it in
and
3D?
dance.
I can only see it in 3D, right?
I think you should. I don't think you could... Right now, you could see it. Can you see it in other movies?
Yes, you
definitely.
can see it in regular theaters, but 3D.
Oh, okay,
is-
good. That's all I need to know.
But I think you should, AJ. I think you should because the vibrations
Not gonna
and
make
the...
you sick.
No.
No, it won't.
Sam's pregnant.
Even
She was-
me?
I just never, I don't know. Like,
Sam's
I've never
pregnant.
been blown away by
Yeah,
3D.
but I'm weaker
3D
than-
is this distraction to me.
AJ, it's like virtual reality.
Yeah, it's like
so
an Oculus.
awesome.
You put an Oculus on, pretty much.
All right. I mean, if I ever do see it, I will do it in 3D.
Just some eye drops. Bring some eye drops.
But I mean, I'm not going to the. Actually, no, I'm not going to the theater. I'm not going to go buy a ticket for a 4-hour movie that I'm not going to stay.
It's 3 hours and 10 minutes run time. So you're saying bring some eye drops because you can't blink?
No, I just it's, at like the end, your eyes are so dry because it's you don't want to blink and like it's just fucking insane.
All right, so remember to blink.
Okay.
Okay, let's all make a rule.
Yep.
If you're going to watch,
you might miss something.
Well said.
Zito, were you high? You forgot to blink.
Put it in my notes.
I've had a couple of those friends like,
Oh shit!
do I have to tell me to blink?
Did I swallow?
What's that? I don't think so. I think
No,
it's
you
just something your
gotta
body.
just do it. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's
So
not.
much fluid.
It's not right now.
There's got to be somebody that doesn't blink out
Is there? Am I breathing? Do I breathe for myself? Feels like you're freaking out a little bit.
Be okay.
You're going to come back down. Yes, your eyes should be blinking by themselves and your lungs should be breathing by themselves, but certainly do that. Like, do not do it. Yeah. What a scene. All right, let's get back to some stuff. The leading Pro Bowl voters have been announced via Pro Football Focuses, Ari Mirov's Twitter account. Can't thank Ari Mirov for what he has done for the NFL media this entire season and last year. He's really been crushing it on the offensive side of the ball. At the quarterback position, the leading vote getters for the Pro Bowl are Tua Tagovailoa in the AFC, Jalen Hurts in the NFC, Alabama quarterback room reigning supreme in the Pro Bowl voting. Congrats to both of those men having a hell of a year. Both of them were being questioned coming into the year. Are they going to be able to be a franchise quarterback for both of their programs? Boom, leading Pro Bowl vote getters. Congrats to them. Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey. Anything strange or out of the ordinary in that vote, AJ Hawk?
I don't think so.
Brand new team. Christian McCaffrey's played for 2 of them. Still the leading vote getter. Maybe 2 fan bases behind him. Nonetheless, if you see him play live, he's a physical dude. Yeah. It's not just, explosive plays and being able to get out and outrun people. He can. He is trying to punish people with every single run. Those are the top 2 running backs in the game. Makes sense. Yep. Happy for that. Derrick Henry was getting a little bit loose yesterday, wasn't he?
Uh-huh.
He was starting to run. Still lose. That's 2 weeks in a row. 98 yards in the first half. 2 yards in the second half, they lose. Starts getting going yesterday, still lose. What's going on in Tennessee, dude? What is going on in Tennessee?
The only person who is Jacobs still leading the league in rush yards? Is he the only one that has maybe a gripe?
Well, Josh Jacobs has a C on his chest now, too, over there. I assume he's getting into the Pro Bowl. He deserves it. It will be in Las Vegas, so he'll probably have good contingency behind him. But Derrick Henry, Alec Ingold, and Kyle Juszczyk are the fullbacks. Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson. This is right. I think this is the right play.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Maybe Devontae, but yeah. This year, those guys for sure.
Those are you.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, no matter what, 28 degrees, snow globe, Tyreek Hill is going to get his yards, get a touchdown.
Yep.
It's unbelievable. Him alongside Waddle has been a lot of fun to kind of watch this year. And congrats to Tua and Tyreek. Going into the year, a lot of people say Tyreek's not going to be the same without Mahomes. Tua, is he going to be enough to keep up with Tyreek? Boom, they are. Travis Kelce and George Kittle, absolute dogs at tight end. Teron Armstead, Trent Williams, feel like that's good. I don't know the offensive line well enough. We will certainly ask AQ tomorrow. Kevin Zeitler, Zach Martin at guard, Creed Humphrey, Jason Kelce at center. Congrats on the offensive side of the ball. It's all the leading vote getters. On the defensive side, AJ, if you want to rattle through a couple of these.
DN, Myles Garrett, Nick Bosa. That feels about right, doesn't it? I mean, there's a bunch of candidates, though, I guess you could put in there.
Yeah, Chandler Jones, obviously.
Is
just
it
put
DN or edge? But that's the problem with it. 3-4 outside backers like that are DNs. That's the whole thing.
Because Judon and Parsons are.
Yeah, so is it just hand in the dirt every play?
It should just be edge, honestly. Remember when they're coming out of college now, we just call them edge guys?
That's how they're paid.
And then have 4 of them?
Yeah, maybe. It gets confusing because inside backer is much different than this outside backer category here.
Quinnen Williams and Hargrave in the middle. Judon, Micah Parsons. Judon lead league right now, right?
Yeah, he's tied with
Bosa.
With Bosa, yeah.
15 and a half, 16 and a half?
15 and a half. Or is it 16 now?
16. Okay, congrats to both of them. Micah Parsons is in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year because of the games that he has played. He doesn't have as many sacks, well, he's also dropping back.
Yeah.
And then he does. He's just a game record completely. I don't even know if outside linebacker is the right position because I think we've seen him line up at Mike a couple times this year as well. He's all over the place. AJ, Nick Bolton, Fred Warner. Congrats to both of them. You love Fred Warner's gameplay. Do you know Nick Bolton at all?
I don't know him personally, no. But, yeah, I mean, he's playing very well.
Yeah, he gets no love. He's been
balling out
for the Chiefs since he's got there.
No love, but he's the leading vote getter. That seems like a lot of love. Congrats to Nick there. We don't talk about him.
No, that's what I mean. I feel like, but that's Chiefs defense in general.
It's hard not to talk about Fred.
Yeah.
Because of how good he is and how that Niners defense
Best
is.
defense in the NFL, yeah.
And Greenlaw, too, though. Like, that dude deserves the hype he's getting. Like, he's a stud.
Agree. Cornerback, rookie, Sauce Gardner, and rookie, Tyreek Woolen. Congrats to the 2 rookies.
First time that's ever happened, maybe.
I would have stat that.
I would assume.
Yeah, stat that.
Minka Fitzpatrick had a great start to the season.
Yeah, he's still dominating.
Still dominating? Okay, good. I haven't been able to watch as closely. Kirby Joseph. Who's Kirby Joseph? Do we know him?
Lions rookie.
Yeah.
Let's
New
fucking
Lions.
go.
Brand
New
Lions. Derwin James, who signed a big deal before the season kicks off at the Chargers, and Harrison Smith of the Vikings, both friend of the program. Congrats to all boys on the defense side. Special teams kicker Justin Tucker. He missed 2 kicks.
Yeah.
Missed 2 kicks.
Wild.
That never happens, dude.
Never.
Literally, it hasn't happened, I guess they said since 2018 or something like that. I can't believe it's ever happened, ever. That 50-yarder was going to go through by about 15 yards, too. Drove it a little bit too much. I assume he'll bounce back. I like seeing him get upset.
Yeah.
I like seeing him get upset a little
Through
bit.
his helmet, right?
Yes. That's not Justin Tucker. You know what I
Is
mean?
it on him though? I mean, you take a block on him on the kicker or what?
I don't know, man. Because every single kick is.
I don't count it as a miss. Like when it gets blocked, that should be its own category, not a miss. I think.
So in punting, if it gets blocked behind the line of scrimmage, it doesn't count as a gross punt, but they do count it as a net punt, a 0, right? So it doesn't affect your gross. They don't give you but if it goes past the line of scrimmage, it's gross and net.
Yeah.
For a field goal, like if it does, it was windy, I think, in Cleveland too, by the way.
Yeah,
I think it was a nightmare of a situation. Cade York was being called Cade Yank. He did hit one incredibly fat, just like Justin did here. But I think both the guys were trying to drive it a little bit more because of how windy it was. In doing so, you get one blocked and also it starts turning sideways. Normally he hits that thing end over end too, so it cuts through the wind. Hit it a little bit fat on the first one, it pulls. And then this one, I think he's trying to drive and keep straight. Guy's able to get it. You got to remember, though, every single kick is like this far away from being a block. Can't wait to see how Justin Tucker bounces back. That dude's greatest of all time whenever it comes to kicking statistically. Had a bad day. That's good for him. Yeah, that's good for him. Jason Myers of the Seattle Seahawks, he has a cannon. I was watching him live. He has this really interesting. So, like, when Tucker comes in, he's coming real hard. He's full lean. He's coming real hard. Hey. He comes in real hard. That's why whenever he gets that skip step, when he gets that, who, on me?
Yeah.
Came with black. I don't know. Maybe there came with white laces as well.
I like the change up. I like it.
But I put on, that's a wire there. I put them on, and I had to go. I didn't want to relace. You know what I mean? Didn't want to relace the whole thing. Although I might in the future. But that's why Tucker, whenever he adds that extra skip step, he comes in like perfect form, real aggressive. Jason Myers has this like casual, and it seems like his leg is like a slingshot, and it just shoots out. It explodes off of his foot. Watching it live, I was much more impressed with his strength, I think, of his leg than I did at home. I need to give him a lot more props on a regular basis. Myers is a hell of a kicker.
Yeah.
Hell of a kicker. Ari Mirov, obviously the man who did this. And punter Ryan Stonehouse, who I believe is a rookie.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Vikings?
Tennessee.
No, is that who it is?
You're thinking of Wright
for the
Tennessee.
Titans.
Stonehouse is Tennessee, yeah.
This dude murders the ball. So does fucking Wright for Minnesota. He pinned the Colts at like the fucking 2 or something. A 64-yard ball. I obviously didn't get to see it live. I just saw the video get sent to me. Hey, anything about what Wright did to your Colts? Oh, you're not going to say it? I'm calling it fucking Vegas ball. I am so sorry. I wish I could have seen it because that dude's been incredible. Stonehouse, who took Brett Kern's job down there in Tennessee, has done it. Tress Way last night put on a show.
Oh, yeah.
He's an artist with football. He's unbelievable at what he's done. Been doing it a long time. Isaiah Pacheco is a returner. He runs hard. Fumbled yesterday. Will he be back in the backfield, or will they lean on McKinnon more, who got the game winner? We shall see. Intoxicated with weapons in Kansas City.
So many.
Pro Bowl returner here, Pacheco, who was also their stud running back. Start to struggle at running back a little bit because fumbles or whatever the case. Put him in return. We still have the Pro Bowl returner out of him. It's unbelievable. And then in Wong Wu, obviously incredible returner. Justin Hardy and Chris Boyd, special teamers. This is different. This is not normal names that we hear. Normally it's Slater. Normally it's Bethel. Normally it's others. Here's 2, I'd assume young cats kind of taking over. Congrats to them. I do not know who this is. And then Hennessy and Andrew DePaula as long snappers. I have no idea how anybody would vote for the long snapper, but these two have to be very good at their trade. Congratulations to all Pro Bowlers. We know it's a big deal for a lot of people.
Go, boys.
There's also incentives and contracts for Pro Bowls and so much other stuff. Congrats to everybody. AJ, anything you say to the Pro Bowlers this season? Good work, boys.
Go, boys.
Yeah, good work. So are fans voting for long snappers?
Fans, coaches, players. I think it's
Good.
the whole.
I mean, they should. You might as well. I mean, I don't know how anybody knows who's doing the best, but yeah.
Yeah, it started last year, and I had a couple people that have AP votes or whatever for Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Who should I vote for long snapper? It's like, I have no fucking idea. I don't know how you guys would either. Honestly, I have no idea. You would have to watch every single snap. It's like, what are the laces like on field goals? This was talked about yesterday by Dustin Colquitt of the Chiefs, who I have a lot of respect for. Dustin Colquitt comes from a punting family, right? His brother, Britton, punts. I think his dad punted. His uncle punted in the NFL. The Colquitts literally came into the world punting footballs. Perfect form. Dustin a lefty, Britton a righty. It is... I watched their film, try to learn from them. They're very cool. They are punting royalty. Dustin Colquitt talked about Tommy Townsend maybe not being the best holder for Harrison Butker. Butker misses that 51-yarder. He says that at the very last second, Tommy Townsend gives a lean, which is standard. But if you give a lean while the ball is being hit, there's a chance that it could potentially, spray a little bit because physics, if you start to lean something while it's being kicked, you can affect the trajectory, obviously. So you're trying to have the ball not be moving whenever the ball is being kicked. You're trying to have that thing as still as possible so it can go. If you pull it while the ball is being kicked, there's a chance trajectory. I did not see it. This is just what Dustin Colquitt tweeted, and I trust Dustin Colquitt. He also talked about how laces were directly this way on Butker's first miss. And I have a lot of people are quoting me, well, Pat McAfee told me that the laces are on the snapper. They are. They certainly are. Their job is to get it from this point to this point so that the holder can easily see them and bang, fix that thing. You see that? Bang. So the rules of the holder, catch the ball, spot, most important, Colquitt saying Tommy Townsend's missing a spot, lean, okay? And then last, boom, let's get those laces around too. Spot and lean, first two objectives, though, for the holder. Then if you can also fix the laces while doing that, it's like a perfect operation. Colquitt said Tommy Townsend doesn't have that thing all combined yet, and maybe that's why Butker's been missing. Would be very valid if that was the case, because Butker's missed some kicks that we haven't expected him to miss at all. Hopefully they're able to figure that out. Tommy Townsend, incredible athlete. I assume he'll be able to get better. But yeah, the long snapper's job is to get the laces in this vicinity, okay? That's what they're getting judged on. So whenever we go back to the Pro Bowl, I don't know how you vote for who the long snapper is unless you're watching literally every single extra point snap, every single field goal snap, every single punt snap, and then also watching the blocking and the coverage. But I'm happy that long snappers are being recognized because they are vitally important to the entire operation. We just have no idea how you find out who's the best. I have no idea how you find out who the best is unless you just watch thousands of plays.
Nobody's doing that.
No.
I mean, Mitt's dad could tell us.
Yeah, I think he could actually.
Special teams coaches, that would be a good way to do it. Have them
They know.
decide together.
I think they do know, and they know like the blocking too.
Yeah.
Because special teams coach like, we're coming after this guy.
Yeah. Yeah,
We're not coming after this guy. We're going to run a little. This guy can't block a single thing. Yeah. So I guess the special teams coaches would be the only people that really could figure it out, but they're only watching who they're playing.
True.
They're not watching like, you know what I mean?
Let me just put on the Eagles tape this week, see how this guy's snapping the ball.
Yeah, well, you know what? Fuck it. Let's see how they're. Let me go through every single snap this human has done. Yes, there's the laces to the right, on the right photo there. Yeah, I mean, laces are certainly something, especially at that point, because he can see them. The hardest one is when it's snapped like, the laces are like right, here's the laces. You can't really see it. Whenever you're holding for a righty, and they get snapped like right here, because when you catch the ball, and you can't like feel them, you're like, fuck, where are they? And you have no idea where they are. So it's like, oh shit, you find them like, all right, we only got 1.25 seconds here.
Yeah, which way do we go?
Yeah, do I even fuck with it, or do I leave
Does
it?
it depend on the distance too? Like if it's a shorter one, do you just
Yeah,
say
we're not
leave it?
fucking with anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's inside like 35 yards, we're not touching anything. You might be kicking laces. Overton was very good. Captain for the Cowboys yesterday, still snapping. But every once in a while, he get on a little run where we have to find where he's at. Naturally going to take place whenever you get tired through a season. But yeah, you would hope that you'd be able to, if it's staring at you, you'd be able to just.
It's a backup plan though. It's on it's on the snapper, hopefully to get the laces right. But if not, it's on the holder. It's like the backup plan. Here we go, plan B. Let's figure it out.
You got to fix it. Yeah, not everybody's as confident too as moving the ball, because once again, if you kick a moving ball, you're fucked. Yep. So I don't know. Can you put that back down, the tweet, so I can see how he's holding it at the tip? You know what I mean? Because I do a little.
It's a little blurry.
I would put. It looks like he's using, he's doing a little. You do the pinchers at the top so that you can fucking. You see?
Well, the problem, he's also missing a hand in the one on the right. I don't know where his right hand is. I think it might have fallen off.
Oh, this looks like one of those Raiders situations with the shoe, the cleat.
No, it's a little different though, because you can't really tell on this one. You can tell on the Raiders one.
That it was definitely a catch. Yeah.
Definitely not a touchdown.
But anyways, yeah, you do the little pinch at the top so you can just.
Butker's also much closer to the ball with his plant leg in the.
He's a little later in the kick, right?
Yeah.
The one on the right.
Yeah, see, like, I think
he's starting to come through it there on the right.
If you look at that, no, I don't know. Like this, you want to lean, like this one's perfect, obviously. And it appears to be a little bit like that. This one is like that, right? With a righty hitting soccer style, if it's leaning towards, there's some guys that like it.
And look how late it is too, though, Pat. Is it possible he started leaning it late? The one on the left, it's dead. They look like they're squared away, good to go. The one on the right, he's closer to the ball, and it looks like the ball may have been moving or just finished.
I'm thinking there's a chance that he also pulls this.
Right before.
Yeah, I'm thinking there's a chance he, because that thing's leaning it. never wanted to lean towards. Yeah, we'll find it. We should have done better research, but I would trust Colquitt. Like, whatever Colquitt's saying, I would assume
He knows.
He knows, yeah. Great holder, Colquitt. I mean, I was
Chiefs, too.
I was one kick away from a perfect season. I think I'm a pretty good holder, too, but Colquitt's very, very good. Very, very good.
What a nightmare, by the way.
What's that?
Just holding. It seems terrible.
It was quite a...
It's a thankless job, I think.
The night before my first ever game in the NFL, I couldn't sleep thinking of holding because I'd never held before. Not, let alone I didn't know how to punt. I had no idea what was going to happen in that whole thing. But I was like, I'll be an athlete, catch the ball, punt the ball, do whatever. Holding, you're a robot. You have to. And if there's any sort of anything, it's like, well, that's a miss, and that's on you. Vinatieri's the kicker. Okay, he never misses, so certainly your fault. It's like, all right, I'm going to get in here. That's how good snappers are, though. Snappers are so
Are there
soft,
punters that don't hold, or do you have to be able to hold?
There's a couple.
Backup QBs used to do it a lot.
Yeah, but then it got
They
so
shuffle
quick.
in and out too much, too, right? Don't you think they shuffle them in and out, too? Like, you don't know.
It just got so quick.
Yeah.
Like, it
You want
started
the
getting,
guy that's his whole job. Like, the punter, that's just, hey, this is what we do. While they're all practicing, this is what we're snapping and holding.
we can rep 50 of these things real quick. Like, I'm not worrying about what's my first progression, second progression, third progression for 2.5 hours and then coming over like, all right, let's go ahead and put this thing down. I'm sitting in front of like 5 dudes who have footballs, and I'm just turning and they're throwing me the ball, and I'm finding the laces and throwing them the ball back. Right? Bang, 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 pow, pow, poof, poof, pow, for like 35 minutes, just trying to get good at it so I can sleep the night before games. But yeah, it fucking sucks. That is not a good job.
No.
I fucked up a couple times for Vinny. 2 times, I think. 3 times. Made him twice, missed one. Definitely my fault. Told the media, too. That's 100% my fault. First time I think they've ever talked about holder ruining game.
Of course.
It's like, thanks, I appreciate it. It was Cincinnati. Fucking bobbled it. Got it up.
Romo had one that was a little high profile before you.
You're right.
Might have flipped the switch on backup quarterbacks, actually.
Kind of let his hand slip right through there.
Yeah.
Stetson Bennett, I think, holds for Georgia.
Really?
Yeah, he has a few of their.
I think he does.
He does all of them?
I think so.
Oh, shit.
That's crazy to me. That's wild to me. Shout out to Stetson, though.
Yeah.
Here we go, Stetson.
I wouldn't mind having a 25-year-old hold for me. Feels like he's going to have it figured out.
For sure.
Yeah. He's
5-tool player.
Ohio State beat Georgia?
We'll see, man.
Yeah, we will.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be, I don't know. It should be a fun game. What about Michigan TCU? Michigan going to win?
I don't know. I tried to get Herbie in on that conversation in the booth, and he kept deferring. You tell me. I'm like, nope. You're the voice of college football.
Asking you.
You tell me. He talked about how if you watch that game back, Ohio State, Michigan, much closer than what the score indicates. Couple plays, fourth quarter, just like what Ryan Day said on game day after I asked him my question about laying an egg basically at home, because I thought that the College Football Playoff Committee would have to think that they laid an egg as opposed to got exposed to make it in.
Yeah.
Apparently it didn't matter. But I think Herbie has a lot more faith in Ohio State than maybe a lot of people do. And then Michigan TCU's size, I think, is something. I think that is something. They are big enough to maybe be able to handle what Michigan does, but Michigan put up 418 on Penn State. 418 rushing yards on Penn State. They had a 75-yard run, 85-yard against Ohio State. Like, they are.
Their O-line won, like, the O-line group of the year 2 years in a row, right?
Yeah, they're dogs. That team they are old school, punch him in the mouth type team. And if JJ is going to continue to make the throws that he was making against Ohio State, which
he's awesome.
Yeah,
if he can do that again, good luck stopping him.
I know. I see them being a real problem in this college football playoff that everybody thinks. But TCU has size.
Yeah.
TCU has a quarterback that is a guy. They have playmakers on the field. It's like, I think we're in for a good one in college football playoff. I think there's going to be at least one great game in there. I think out of the two.
I think the most intriguing thing, and I could be wrong here, but I think both dogs have the more talented quarterback, which always gives you a fucking fighting chance.
CJ, Duggan. Duggan declared for the NFL.
He did.
Atta baby.
Baby Mac.
Congrats, Doug.
Just like Jack Coletto, Jackhammer declared for the NFL. Congrats, Jack.
Congrats, Jack.
Just like a lot of people declared for the NFL. Anthony Richardson, the quarterback for Florida, declared for the NFL draft.
Yes.
You guys told me he's going to be the number 10 overall pick or something like that?
In McShay's first mock draft, he had him going, I think, 11 to Carolina.
Yep.
I don't think he had a touchdown pass for like 8 weeks or something like that.
It's Carolina here.
Stats were not good.
All these athletic QBs, though, have to help guys like him, being stud athletes that can still slang it.
And NFL coaches are thinking, we can make them. We can get them. Because he had that play where.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Pump. Gotcha.
Pump
Gotcha.
it up.
You know, and they're like, if he can do that, we can teach him everything else. Not everybody can do that. There's guys that can throw and figure out where. Not everybody can do that. I guess that's why it happens. I was talking about this last night with the way Thibodeau was playing, and I put out a tweet. I was like, hey, you remember, like, he talked weird. He said that's lit and was in NFTs, which certainly
that actually
was bold.
In hindsight.
Hindsight, not great, but that's why they were talking about, like, they don't know if he loves football. He's interested in other things. His lifestyle is different than what they would want from a guy. And he was supposed to be number 1 a year before he went into the draft, and then he dropped to 5. And I know he only dropped to 5, but that was a conversation that was being had by people. We didn't know who the fuck. We weren't covering college football at the time. Had no idea who it was. Tone's like, if you would have won in the draft a year ago, you would have won number 1. This year he's not going number 1 overall. They were like, why? So we asked some people. They're like, you know, he talks interestingly. He's into NFTs. He doesn't really love ball. And I'm like, do we know that or we don't? Well, he's not.
Just a sense.
He's a weirdo.
Not the prototype. And it's like, really? So this guy, he took over that game last night.
Oh, yeah.
Great ball game for him.
And there's a lot of people saying Aiden Hutchinson's way better than him. It's like, okay, Aiden Hutchinson won 2, I think. Right?
He did.
Yep.
Yeah,
2
he
overall.
didn't go 1. So, like, I understand that Aiden Hutchinson needs to get his love. He's starting to ball.
Both can be true.
Can't they both be good? I mean, yeah, they both are good.
Exactly. Well, that's what everybody was saying. They were acting as if Aiden went 1, though. People forget that he didn't.
No.
Aiden did not go. He was supposed to go number 1. He was the one who was supposed to go number 1 over Thibodeau. And then draft night comes. He doesn't go number 1. He ends up going number 2.
Travon Walker.
No, yes.
Yeah.
How's he?
Yeah,
He got hurt recently,
Got
but
hurt.
I think he's been solid all year.
Yeah.
You just don't really hear him because he's in Jacksonville.
But it felt like those guys were all getting like pump-up speeches almost going into the draft. And Thibodeau was just getting killed. Like this guy, he has a personality. He thinks for himself.
money.
And it was like, I think he's
You stay around. If you're around too long, they're just going to pick and find stuff to tear you down about because he had a lot of good tape out there and was making plays.
Bronovich, has he been like this all season for you guys? Has Thibodeau been like he has been last night? Or is this out of nowhere on prime time we found the Thibodeau?
He's had a ton of pressures and almost sacks, but he hasn't really gotten home like he did last night. It kind of all came together for him.
And he got poked in the eye late, too.
Yeah.
He had that Lamar.
Offsetting with that PI they didn't call.
Against the Ravens, he had that play against Lamar. It got him the ball back.
Yeah, that's right.
The closer.
I think Rip Van Winkle over there, what's his name, Wink Martindale?
Yeah.
I think Wink
Sounds way better.
Hey, Wink loves those types of guys, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And they love him.
I mean,
It's
awesome.
Watch how they play. Just watch them play. Like they feed off of Wink. It's awesome.
Wink, whenever he's asked, do you like this Thibodeau guy? What does everybody not like about him? He says like weird stuff. He's interested in stuff that isn't football. How about that? You ever think about that? Let me talk to him for a second. What's up, Thibodeau? What up, coach? You can get to the quarterback all the time. Perfect. Yeah, I fucking like him. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. He's a stallion. I'm happy it's coming together for him. And congrats to the Giants. Only Tony Dungy on the Pro Football Night in America thing had the Giants to beat the Commanders. Commanders are heavy favorites by everybody.
Oh, yeah. 4.5 points, too.
57% of the people voting on the polls. Polls are getting very important these days.
Yes, they
Thibodeau also just around the ball a lot. He stopped Heineke on the goal line before they started their second and goal or whatever. And I just realized what you were talking about with the polls.
What?
Well, there's one very big poll with like 17 million votes on it this week.
17 million?
17,590,000.
Gene Simmons? What is it?
I don't think it's Gene Simmons' poll. I think you're talking about his tongue, but
It was if Ohio State's still soft, and they said yes.
It was Diggs.
what happened with Gene Simmons?
I mean, this guy goes around fucking licking things his entire life, and then fucking. No, it's not.
And then what?
What are you talking
What, do you get COVID or something?
Wanna
rock and roll all night.
And he drops that tongue to the middle of his chest.
Licking every day.
Yelling at me on his TV.
That's how it goes.
What
What the
happened?
hell happened?
Oh, he got into the
Yeah, he's trying to.
COVID authority?
Trying to force heart attacks on us.
Oh, Tone. Can't, Tone, this is what they're talking about.
Tony, that's what they said.
Tone, this is what they're talking about.
Only in one area, though.
This is exactly what they're talking about.
Fucking right wing Tony. Pushing his
There he
political.
goes.
Oh, yeah. Connor, you have.
No, that's what the comment said. Hey,
Tucker Carlson Diggs, right?
Also, Gene Simmons will not sell his crypto.
Fool.
He still believes in it.
What is it, like Kiss Coin?
okay.
Remember, he had like
I'd buy
Kiss
that.
pillows, Kiss dolls.
Oh, yeah. A bunch.
I watched that reality show where he was just slapping Kiss on everything.
Yep.
Business.
He loves some Gene.
What's that supposed to mean?
Is he an Ohio guy?
Gene loves Gene. What do you mean?
Well, he's got that long tongue.
Former football owner.
Oh, yeah, the Arena League.
Yeah.
Who? The
LA
Iowa
Kiss.
Stampede?
Wait, did him and Bon Jovi go up against each other?
Yeah, the Philadelphia Soul beat him. Beat the fuck out of him.
John Bond, don't lose.
What's that one song?
Are you talking about Jump on Jovi, Jump on Jovi?
Yeah.
That song?
Yeah, he sings it to Kraft every home game,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, well, actually, everyone thinks it's to John.
When he
Gets him
walks
to
in.
do it. Yeah. Everyone says, oh, my God. You guys know who that is? It's fucking Jump on Jovi, Jump on Jovi. And everyone does it.
How'd that start? You said that was one of his biggest songs.
Yeah, it is his biggest song.
Didn't know any Bon Jovi song.
He was talking about how awesome it is that John Bon Jovi's a Patriot fan.
Yep. It's just
And
that's
we said, Connor, can you sing us one John Bon Jovi song? Of course, I could sing you 10. And then he said, all right, let's sing one. He goes, John Bon Jovi, John Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
That's what.
It hits every time.
I bet John stands for the anthem every time.
Yeah, unlike that fraud Ursay brought to his suite.
Who?
I don't know, whatever that fucking guy.
Pink House.
Cougar?
Johnny Cougar, Mellencamp.
Mellencamp. Yeah, he was telling his kids, too, you don't have to stand for the flag. No one cares.
Was he eating popcorn while sitting down?
I believe so.
Like classic meme, like literally everybody in the
Stand up and eat it.
Of course, Connor, that's what.
Son of a bitch. Sorry, it still pisses me off.
Connor has friends that are in the Navy SEALs and the Rangers, right?
Yep.
That's real. Like,
Yeah, those are two of my closest friends, yeah. And we fucking rip up Call of Duty. Oh, my God, you should see me in there with
who's
those
better,
boys.
the SEAL or the Ranger?
Me. Easy. No contest.
All right, let's go to some overreactions from around the NFL. We put out a bird call this morning. We said, hey, listen, it is time to let all your NFL fandom emotions out and not be judged. No, you'll actually be celebrated. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for hashtag PMS. I don't want to overreact, but it ended up trending number 1. Ty Schmidt went through and grabbed a bunch of them. 6 teams have clinched a playoff berth. 4 teams have been eliminated. 22 in contention. I believe the overreactions were absurd this week. Ty?
Some very good ones today. A lot of teams who maybe shouldn't be overreacting, but definitely were this morning.
Well, that's what Monday's all about. That's why the NFL is the best league on earth. Let's dive in, shall we? Brady Dunnigan at Senior Fluffy 33. Is this, who's Fluffy? Iglesias?
Gabriel Iglesias?
Gabe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plays stadiums.
I wonder if Gabe knows about this. Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact. But Bengals are getting the 1 seed. 34 unanswered against Tampa Tom. Chiefs struggling to beat the Texans. And a Week 17 matchup against the Bills in the jungle. The writing is on the wall. AJ, your thoughts on Senior Fluffy 33's positioning about the Bengals here?
Yeah, I mean, it's not too much of an overreaction. This is definitely possible. I don't know how likely it is, but I don't think the Bengals care. Like, that's not their goal. Hey, we need the 1 seed. Maybe the owner, he wants that, but I don't care. I don't think the team and Joe Burrow cares that much.
Why does he want the 1 seed?
Actually, no, because you don't. Well, you know, he needs a home playoff game. That's what you want.
What's that? Why?
Because you get more money.
Oh, they do care about money.
Playoff gate.
They
Good
care
to know.
about money.
That's right.
That is something.
They want more.
That is real. Well, they're going to need it to put it in escrow because they're going to have to pay some people. But I love this Bengals team. I love that second half out of Joey Burrow and the boys. They answered the bell seemingly in the same exact shape as they were last year when they made a massive playoff push.
Yeah, and they're going to get a home playoff game because whether Lamar comes back or not, the Ravens stink. So
It was an ugly game.
Bengals are winning.
Talk about weapons,
What was that, 13-3?
They don't have any.
They don't have anybody. And it feels like even if they bring Sammy Watkins back because they're in the hunt and he just played there, maybe he'll do that. I don't know if that's helping them over the hump either.
I wonder how Hollywood Brown feels.
Yeah, yikes.
They stink too, except for JJ. I confused because he did a celebration.
Well, it's his brother, so he's paying tribute. You made it sound like, oh, copycat. JJ wants to be his little brother. Right. That's what you said right there.
Paying homage.
Honoring him.
Probably does.
Honoring his brother.
I love JJ. I love everything about JJ.
Yeah.
I wonder if JJ looks in the mirror in that big-ass house he's got down there in Arizona with that beautiful family he has and goes, how many more years of this shit am I going to do?
It was last year, right?
He loves competing. right? Loves competing. He's going to be one of those guys up in that top tier where I think stepping away from the game is going to be very difficult because what the game provides, not only structure-wise and financially and the moments, but his competitive juices, I feel like JJ is going to, you know what I mean? I feel like it's
He'll
going to
get hired right away. A network will grab him right away.
As they should. He would be amazing on TV.
I'm sure they've already like put the feelers out there and started. Hey, you think of us when you're done.
Oh yeah, he had that
The
tag
match
thing.
The match with
He
Tom
did have
Brady
Ultimate
and-
Tag as well.
He had Ultimate Tag.
Oh, he was the host. Wasn't he a host on the match?
Of that and of tag.
Yeah.
Oh, the tag game, yeah.
Derek Watt picked up a first down this weekend. Did a
What?
celebration. I loved it.
Let's go.
Derek Watt, fullback, picks up 3 on a 3rd and 1 or something. Gets up, does the thing, hands the ball back to the ref, jogs off. I'm like, fucking right, Derek.
That was awesome.
Way to have a Watt moment there. Happy for him. He's had to live in the shadows of literally his older brother and his younger brother. He's right there in the middle, just give me CT. Let me run, boom, bang, pow, boom.
I play football too.
That's an incredible family. Very successful. JJ, maybe he's GM next year.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There was a report this
might
weekend
need one.
that the Arizona Cardinals are going to go a different direction than the Steve Keim-led general-managed Arizona Cardinals coming this offseason.
Really?
Allegedly. That's what was reported.
Does it have to do with the O-line coach that got fired because of that?
Well, there was a mistaken identity report that those two whites, and if you put AQ up there, there is a
throw him in there.
there are some different whites. You know what I mean? The bald bearded one is certainly one of them. A lot of people say that they look like me because I am a brand of fuckboy white. AJ's one of one, I think, with that face. But there's a lot of different whites. They said that it might have been mistaken identity between Steve Keim and the offensive line coach. I'm sure we'll hear more out of that entire situation.
I believe that was refuted almost immediately. So there was no mistaken identity. It was fucking this guy.
Was it?
Yeah.
I saw Commanders fans throwing Dayball into that ring too.
Yes, Dayball, bald, AQ, bald,
right,
round head.
Cyrus the Virus.
There's that one. Cyrus, who's that?
John Malkovich from
Oh,
Connor.
Yeah, I
I don't know if I'd throw him in there.
He basically made the shaved head goatee a
His
cool
face
thing.
isn't fat enough.
Yeah.
Him and Stone Cold.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And
Jeez, I heard.
what's that?
Who said his? I'm not even. Who said his face wasn't big enough?
Face isn't fat enough.
Fat.
Tone.
We're talking about those
my
round
bad.
heads.
Like if I were to shave my head, I would fall right into the Dayball fucking Kugler Keim.
Shipley.
Sphere.
There's also that NASCAR driver, you remember?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy. What is that guy up to?
Didn't he just have a goatee though?
No, he looked exactly like AQ. Exactly.
That was
he big? Was he jacked like AQ?
not jacked. He had like a jacket on in the photo, so you couldn't really see if he was jocked or not. But certainly, well, I can see how people think that's AQ there.
Yeah.
What I do? I don't drive a race car. All right, let's go.
AQ knows all those people though, right? Out there in Arizona,
He knows everybody.
Oh, not the NASCAR guy. I don't think he knows.
No,
but you're
the
talking
Arizona
about
people.
Yeah.
Keim, the offensive line coach. Yeah, he knows all of them. And when they go out, literally people think they're all related.
Holy shit!
That is not AQ Shipley, but that is
What?
another one of those.
Whoa.
That is one of those
Is that a
larger
driver?
bald whites. Yeah, that
Is
is
that
one.
a driver?
That's
In
one.
the trenches.
All right, let's go to another overreaction here. This guy, I assume that was the last photo taken of him getting in and out of the car.
Yeah.
Kyle Shatraw at Fluffy Shats. A lot of fluffy in these.
yeah.
Hashtag PMS. I don't want to overreact, but Cowboys stink. Okay? Over being a Cowboys fan and having to deal with the same BS every single year. Them boys don't belong in the playoffs, only in because the Giants and Commanders stink just a bit more. Give us Cooper Kush back and run the ball. Let the boys eat. A lot of Dak Prescott hate coming after that loss to the Jaguars yesterday. Whenever Cooper Kush was the quarterback, they were relying heavily upon Zeke and Tony Pollard in the run game, and Cooper Kush just had to make a couple plays. They wondered if when Dak gets back in, are they going to do the same thing? Old Fluffy Kush here is saying that that is not the case. A lot of Dak hate in the overreaction tweets?
A lot. Yeah, a decent amount of Dak hate. A lot of, Cowboys stink. They're getting beat in the first round of the playoffs. I'm out on this team. They can't beat anybody when it counts. A lot more than there's been at any point in this season.
Fair or not, AJ?
I think it's somewhat fair to ask that question, no doubt.
Out on Dak.
Wow.
2 picks. No, Dak threw 2
I don't
picks. I know the
mind,
last
too.
one was tipped and everything. It's not really his fault, but that's what people will always hold him to a crazy high standard. He's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And his contract is large.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not out on it. I think the Jags are a good football team.
Yeah. I also think the Cowboys are still good. Like, if they do that, we talked about when Dak was hurt and you got to watch Cooper Cush. It was like, okay, maybe they kind of changed their offense instead of making Dak do too much. They just let Pollard and Zeke eat, and they did. And, like, that pick six was just not his fault whatsoever. No. I don't care what anybody says.
Walk-off is tough.
Yeah, walk-off. I mean, believe me, I know.
Their defense is capable, though. That's what the Cowboys – I don't think you can hold it like you can write them off, because even if Dak doesn't play great in the playoffs, like in a game or something, their defense is good enough that they can take over and win a game.
We as a show that do not talk about the Cowboys much because we're not beholden to ratings every single day, every single minute. We don't watch that, and the Cowboys bring ratings, and I understand that they are America's team, and we appreciate the fact. And the Cowboys have been very nice to us. They let us set up in their stadium.
Yeah.
I love that stadium. A lot of great things have happened in that stadium in my life. I'm very appreciative of the Cowboys. We don't talk about them all the time, though, because there's other teams that we think are going to have a better run. With that being said, I'm not out on the Cowboys just because of what happened yesterday at all. But I like the fact that their fans are. I love that they're still this invested, and I love that they're like, this fucking, we're dead again.
I mean, actually, yesterday they're up by 14.5. Their defense probably could have played a little better in the set. They gave up a fuck ton of points.
40 points.
What if you're up 33?
Well, that team stinks.
Yeah, it depends. Do you have a coach?
AJ, what are your thoughts on that?
Colts?
Yeah.
Like Patrick Peterson saying we need 5 touchdowns in the second half. He says that at halftime that kind of spurred the team, got him going. That feels like overwhelming to even think about. Hey, we're down 33-0 here. We got a chance. Let's win this thing.
Only need 5, boys. That's 5 throws, 5 runs.
Yeah.
A lot of time left. Then they go out and get a 3. The Vikings get the ball 3 and out. Colts come out of halftime, up 33-zip, 3 and out for the Vikings.
Yep.
Stop them. Everybody watching that game live, I did not get to watch it live. I'm thankful. I did not. Do you know what my Twitter would have been?
Oh, boy.
The amount of freezing cold takes, especially coming out of half, 3 and out.
Yeah.
Oh, my. Thank you to the football gods for not allowing me to watch that live, because I would have been getting yammed on. Not that I'm not right now. Victor the Viking is obviously,
of course,
shooting his jokes, and he should.
Yeah, sure.
He absolutely should with what happened. But you get a 3 and out. It's like, all right, we're still doing it. We're still rolling.
We're going to win 60-0.
And then just 3 and out, 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 3 and out. Fourth, turnover on downs. Boom, 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 boom. It's like, what the fuck? Is that the coaches? Is that the players? I feel like the players in that locker room, 33-zip in the fourth quarter against the Cowboys a week ago. Then they're up 33 at half, and they lose. It's like, whose fault? Who?
Yeah.
What happened? How's that even? I don't even know how that.
It's hard to play. We know it's hard to play with a lead at times, but when you're up 33-0, I get. Yeah, okay, here we go. Let's try to run the ball and run the clock out. Defense. Let's not be too risky and give anything over the top, but we still got to play football. And obviously, they didn't figure it out.
Oh, man. For Matt Ryan too. Like after the whole Falcons one and now this, it feels like he's probably at his wits' end. Like,
Cursed.
I'm fucking done with this. Yeah,
man.
They got to hit a reset, I think. AJ.
Yeah.
Got his oil checked mid-game.
He did. Harrison stick that fingy up her.
Easiest way to do that is for
Fingy.
Matt Ryan to, maybe call it a career. That would
there's
save
no
the
way
Colts.
he's back next year.
What? He's got like 30-some million guaranteed. How much million does he have coming next year?
Jim
20 million?
Jim has to eat that. Eat it. Whatever you have to own. Like, that guy can't be your fucking quarterback.
We got money on DeForest Buckner, Darius Leonard.
Yep.
Stephon Gilmore, I think, has another year with us. Ryan Kelly, Quentin Nelson, tackle.
Did they pay Franklin? I don't think so, right?
$18 million.
When did you pay? When's Jonathan Taylor up to get paid?
Next year, yeah. This is his third year, so next year is his last season, not a first-round pick.
$18 million dead cap if you cut him.
Hit that red X, whoever's working. No, the bottom, the other one.
Oh, post 6-1 trade. That's what we're going to do?
Trade. Yeah, they'd love to trade him.
Still have.
Yeah.
What's your problem?
Who? Me?
We didn't think that he would get traded at all. Remember when he was with the Falcons?
Someone will trade for him.
We actually.
The fact that
it's like
they got Carson Wentz out of there is what's unbelievable.
2-3 shows completely dedicated to nobody's going to pick up Matt Ryan's contract. As soon as it happened, because coach gets fired.
Yep.
New GM coming in. Owner Arthur Blank, who also owns Home Depot, came out and said that new head coach, new GM are allowed to do whatever they want. So Julio Jones, we assume, was going to get traded. Matt Ryan's going to get traded. What's the conversation? Then we looked at his contract, and we're like, nobody
No chance.
is going to trade for Matt Ryan with that contract, with the way he's been playing. And all of a sudden, we had brighter days. We're like, yeah, we got Matt. I was bought in.
Oh, yeah.
It has not worked.
Yeah, there's $18 million in dead cap if you release him, but you also save $17 million. You don't have to pay the whole $35, so that's nice.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
glass half full.
Yeah.
18 million is less than what that stadium cost. Fuck it. Who cares?
Then what are we going to do? Draft one?
Yeah, I think you
We're going
guys
to find Brock Purdy. That's what we're going to do.
Have to.
No, then you're in the Anthony Richardson sweepstakes. You guys might be able to scoop him.
There's got to be a free agent quarterback out there this year that you guys would be interested in, right?
Relax.
Who?
I understand what you're saying there, and everybody's been attacking us. Oh, who's the next wash quarterback that the Colts can pay $100 million?
Teddy Bridgewater.
Derek Carr.
Andy Dalton.
Bring Big Ben back.
Joe Flacco.
There is one guy.
There's a lot of contracts that we have on our team.
Heineke's going to be a free agent. I don't know what's going to.
I would. Hey, after what I see out of Heineke,
Baker?
fucking Heineke
Yeah.
makes the right decision. The boys love him.
Mason?
Oh, Mike White.
Tom Brady. What are we even talking about? We missed him first time around.
Yeah, once you slide him once, you really can't.
Beat hard.
CJ Beathard could win games for the Colts.
Geno Smith.
Bring Jacoby back. He actually didn't look that bad this year.
I take Geno.
Mace.
Ooh, Drew Lock. Bangarang.
Now you're talking.
See you in the Super Bowl.
I'm a big fan of Peter.
Rippon just got a win.
Phil Walker, bring him back.
Tyler Huntley.
This
Christ.
Zach Wilson.
Zach
Yeah,
Wilson.
yeah.
He made a sweet throw. He made one sweet throw yesterday.
Where's Lamar Jackson on there? He's going to be a free
He's
agent.
on there. He's on there.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson's coming to the Colts.
There he is, right there.
There are a lot of. There's no free agent wide receivers, no quarterbacks. Ton of running backs.
Nice.
So you guys could go with like 4 or 5 running backs.
Yeah.
This year, just do the Wildcat every week.
I'm not against it. If our offensive line learns how to block again, I'm in it.
Sure.
Sure, that won't happen.
They got our quarterback getting fingered. Our offensive line.
Yep.
Got to bring Forrester over, the O-line coach, the guru.
Forrester.
Yeah. Is that the Miami guy?
Yeah.
San Fran. Yeah, but he's in San Fran right now, right?
Okay, see, this is happening to our quarterback middle of the game.
Oh, there, Harrison Phillips. He's a dog.
He is a dog.
You got to give him his.
Oh, no.
All right, let's go to another overreaction.
Fingy's in there. As
He actually
Cuts the glove so he
He
can
didn't
do
know. He didn't know.
He actually threw that hand into Quentin Nelson's face.
He didn't close his eyes until he didn't close his eyes until his fingies actually went in. He's
Matt
like,
Ryan
"Oh,
didn't
what's
sign
his
up for
face?"
this.
No,
He didn't.
No, he didn't.
Matt Ryan signed up to
Filed
play.
charges.
Matt Ryan signed up to play for the Colts, who had the most expensive offensive line in the NFL coming into the season. Now he's got 13 fumbles from getting blown up all the time.
Yeah.
He's been benched, and he got his butthole checked.
Yeah, he was leaking poop after that.
Let's go to another
Hope he
overreaction.
washed his hands.
Probably,
Sure, I mean,
probably smell
hand
first.
sanitizer, I assume.
Yeah.
No, post-COVID. Oh, this one's from football.
Comment.
At Boston Connor. Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact. But the Patriots don't have 2 QBs. We have 3. Jacoby Myers had one of the most impressive throws of the day yesterday across the board. Max Crosby in his face, rolling left, throwing right, dart to Chandler Jones. Also, the Patriots aren't good at football. Let's go to our Patriots fan to see his reaction to this Patriots fan's tweet. Was this accurate, and is this how every Patriots fan feels?
Yeah, 1,000%. I don't know why we're so upset about Mac Jones not being what we all thought he was last year. We got this fucking stud, Jacoby Myers. I mean, he could be the next Lamar Jackson, it feels
Decision making might be something we have to worry about.
Well, yeah. I mean, he'll be. He didn't know it was a cover 1 back there.
Exactly.
He didn't know they had a little
He's
spy on him.
Chandler baited him, I heard.
Look at
He
Patricia
did.
in the background yelling, "Throw it!
Yeah, what is he saying?
Throw it! Heave that sumbitch! Throw it to Mac!
Mac's open! He wants the ball!
What is he saying?
Get it to Mac!
Throw it to Mac!
Is that a go down?
No, he's throwing. Yelled, "Throw it to Mac!"
Actually, now
It
that we
looks like a no.
now we're looking at Patricia. Are we sure
No,
he
throw.
wasn't down in Mexico with the Arizona team? On
Oh, trying to.
Are we?
He does look good. His beard's been trimmed.
Yeah, it looks good.
But what is he saying here?
I like the guy too.
Is that a no?
Over Patricia's right shoulder, going, I wonder if that's going to work out.
Yeah, I don't know what he's. Is he yelling half off abs at In-N-Out after
then the
this?
guy-
Oh, come on.
The guy who was left with the smug look on his face, like, this is going to fucking work.
The ref. I don't know what's going to happen next, but this is certainly getting interesting. No way this guy's throwing that ball right to Chandler Jones. The ref and Matt Patricia have eyes on Chandler Jones, I think.
The guy with the white hair and also
Far left stick. That guy who used to be an equipment manager for the Colts. Then he was with Mississippi State. Now he's with the Patriots. He's watching Jumbotron saying, No. Stick is a legend over there. Front row seat to the most epic play and ending in history. Of the
Stick
NFL.
and white hair looking straight at Bill going,
What-
what's Bill's reaction on this?
But why do we have a defense coordinator as a fucking officer?
Or they hear what Matt and Patricia saying.
Throw it.
What is he saying, you think?
I don't know. Fucking go score! Do the play! Fucking score!
It looks like he's hitting, right? Looks like he's
He
going
was
to
clapping.
hit.
Have you
Yeah,
seen my
no.
key card?
No.
Might have been saying go down. Might have been yelling.
I don't
that.
think so.
Jacoby might just heard go.
Yeah.
If
You
you
know-
watch the playback, there's one angle you can see him. He's like clapping, and I don't know if it's a good clap or a bad clap.
Trying to get his attention.
Yeah. Go down. Throw as far as you can. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not sure.
Guy to
at
Patricia's
all.
left, his face is priceless.
That guy's locked in.
Absolutely priceless.
That guy's trying to do his
No,
job.
the other guy.
Which guy?
Patricia's actual left. Like if
Other
you
R right.
R right.
Yeah.
That
This
guy?
left, there you go.
That guy's had
Hell
a beard
yeah.
too.
Shit.
Hell.
Yeah, that guy's jacked up for this play.
I told Bill this would work.
What a throw by Jacoby.
Yeah.
What a fucking throw.
If Matt caught it, what was he going to do? Was there anyone behind
Touchdown.
him?
Touchdown. He's
He was
running
gonna
left.
shake Chandler.
Yeah. He's running left. Wide open all
Shake
over.
it.
And he's
And
fucking stiff arm.
in that stadium in the Pro
Stiff
Bowl,
arm.
Yep.
he's
Gritty.
all the way down,
Yep.
just like the Pro Bowl.
Cole Strange leading the way. 8 pancakes on the way in.
And he's throwing the ball at that nightclub where Julian Edelman's standing.
Yep.
And
As
Jules-
soon as he gets in,
Jules catching it.
Catches it.
jumps over,
I'm back.
celebrate,
And then he's getting a jersey. He's out of retirement today.
put a helmet on his head, jogs into the tunnel.
Boom.
That's how it could have went. That's how Jacoby saw it all going.
That's right.
That's how. Yeah.
Like good quarterback, you got to
Close.
see.
They were close.
It's like
Yeah.
He had it. And to Chandler's credit, I mean, shit,
I pointed out.
that guy can catch a football.
Why aren't they putting him at tight end? Let him drift out, throw the ball to the crossbar, let him go up and get it.
He's a great red zone target.
Shout out
Yeah,
Waller
right.
being back.
The only, yeah.
Well, he caught that thing and went straight to here. Yeah, Darren Waller's back for his first game since October. Didn't even talk about it. Got one pass, I think, late in that game.
touchdown wide open.
Darren Waller's a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind
Big
of what the
time.
Raiders do. You know, they have these great players, and Derek Carr, for whatever reason, just doesn't fucking throw to them.
I was saying yesterday,
Ever.
they have to be the most frustrating offense to watch because there's times where they just fucking are clicking 110% and then they won't score for like 6 drives in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs has certainly been a massive weapon for them in playing well and setting up the offense. When they're rolling, he's rolling and the ball's rolling. But there was a couple big – I think it was a fourth down play. Where Derek didn't even look to Devontae's side. Devontae's on this side. He looked to his left. I was like, oh, he must be just like
Moving the safety.
Setting it up.
setting
Did
this
they
thing
pick
up.
it up?
Yeah.
Matt Collins.
Threw it to Matt Collins, who he targeted like 10 different
Yeah.
times. Number 10 was getting the ball a lot. But I thought he was just moving the safety to get Devontae one-on-one and then coming right back. One right to Hollins or whatever. And I'm like, damn. Didn't even look at Devontae. It's like, I think Devontae sees that, right, on film.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can't be too happy.
Yeah.
He had a rookie on him. for-
College friends, neighbors.
Especially on third down.
Fourth
Fourth down, yeah.
Fourth down.
Yeah.
4th and 10. Yeah.
There was a third down. I'm not sure if you saw it where he was targeting Devontae and Waller was underneath third
they
and
almost ran
10.
into each other.
And Waller dropped the pass. But if he hit Devontae, it was probably a touchdown.
Did he drop it or didn't it hit anybody? Remember, I think
I thought it went off his hands, but yeah, it might have just missed.
it
both
looked
of them.
terrible, though.
It was bad.
It
yeah.
looked bad right over the middle, right? I don't
Yeah.
know if Waller touched it. I remember hitting the ground. Devontae was on the backside.
Yes.
Yeah,
Open.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
Devontae got paid, though.
Hey, remember
Raiders
Antonio
still
Brown got traded there with Derek Carr's house. They played catch one time in the backyard, and then AB said, I'm fucking out of here.
AB's
my
a big
feet,
stay-at-home guy,
My
though.
feet are burned.
Yeah, blistered.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the
What?
end.
AB's big stay-at-home guy.
Yeah, he doesn't like leaving the house much lately.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Let's go to another overreaction. Shout out to Boston Connor putting a tweet in
Must have a
there.
studio in there.
Chase Eisenman at Eisenman16. Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact.
But
The Vikings may just be the team of destiny. Even the Stripes couldn't stop the greatest comeback of all time. Also, looks like Jeff Saturday coached himself back to the ESPN desk. Sorry about it, says Chase. Hashtag skull. 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 Did they have any of those in the second half? I assume those
I
are
would
loud.
assume they did.
Oh,
They were-
yeah.
they
That
were-
stadium started. I mean, it really was. Like, you didn't think they were actually going to win, but then when when Thielen scored that touchdown and it was like 36-28, like it was like final, like the windmill just kept going. It was like, oh shit, they actually are going to come back and win this game.
What a place when that place is humming, AJ. Victor the Vikings out there doing his thing. Jeez Louise.
4th and 1. Matt Ryan, QB sneak.
I see the angle I first saw. I thought he moved the pile.
I did too.
I did too.
Yeah. And then
I
they
did
showed
too,
the
honestly.
overhead.
So it looked like they stopped him, blew it dead, and then first down after.
Yeah, so everybody's saying that the Vikings.
Isn't he known to be a real,
I thought that move.
not a great QB sneaker?
What was it this far they had to go?
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah, so they just blew it dead too early. Is that what happened?
Yeah,
Or
I would
was he
say they
down
blew
there?
it dead like right here.
He got folded in half.
Doesn't he have to get to the line?
And then.
Yeah, how long do you let that go?
I
The first down is the line from the top. Was he not there? I mean, I wasn't watching this live. How big of it was everybody bitching about this? I assume that Colts fans thought this was the first
People were not happy about
it. It was
but
reviewed. I believe Jeff threw the review flag on this one.
Challenge it immediately.
Turnover on downs. Do you have to challenge it? Do you get to challenge that? I don't know.
Yeah, I think you get to, and because it was just barely over before the 2-minute warning.
Ball is back. When his butt goes down,
Yeah,
the
it's
ball's in
Ball's
his right hand.
Yeah, it's never.
So like right
That's
there,
the
plays
problem.
dead.
That's the view that they.
Plays dead.
Ball's in
there,
his left hand. That's a first down.
just by a nose.
That's how it happened.
Oh no.
Minnesota's got no timeouts left.
No, they used them to get the ball back.
Yeah. And then boom.
And then next.
Dalvin
play-
Cook, touch.
50,
Yeah.
60 yards.
Yep.
Screen.
That's
Outrun
a
everybody
sweet
on the
play.
team.
I like when he gets going. I
These
like
two
watching him
Colts just run
man.
into each other. Oh shit.
The fact that he was able to score on this.
Dude, he runs so straight up and he just fucking runs away. And then he makes contact at 6 yards and then 18 feet later he's in the end zone.
Ezra Cleveland's fucking burning it down the sideline for him.
Well, and I know the Vikings got screwed by the refs a couple times too. Let's not. I'm not going to act like that didn't happen with the ball coming out, fumble recovery, touchdown, two of them, I think. So I'm not going to act like the refs didn't screw the Vikings, but you're telling me Matt Ryan couldn't get a fucking this far to win the game?
Yeah.
Basically,
No timeouts left. We're kneeling that out.
Yeah.
That clock is running down to the 2-minute drill or 2-minute warning. We have a first down. That's kneel. That's game over.
Was there a guy behind Matt pushing? I didn't pay attention.
Let's go back to it. Let's go back
I
to it.
believe
And who was
Moss.
it? Why was Jelani Woods? Did he play at all?
Ooh, no, he
Not
barely
really,
played. He
yeah.
did get a catch.
So tall, man.
Can we give the 6'7" guy under center maybe? Fucking.
Not a
There
bad
you go.
idea.
Or behind.
Was that your
all
game?
these
Oh,
guys.
they ran a sweet
I'm
fake.
yeah, through the legs.
Yeah,
like a
that was
jackhammer.
awesome.
Did they
No,
push?
there wasn't.
Scoot up.
push.
No, there was no
Also,
push.
he's got to scoot up a little bit. He can't be like 6 yards. He's got to scoot
Yeah,
up.
you
to
got
push.
it. Come on, we can push
Yeah,
now,
there goes
boys.
Zach
It's not
Moss.
against the rules. The push was too late.
Plays dead now. Yeah.
No, why didn't we do the fucking? Literally, the Eagles have the blueprint.
They did
Yes.
it yesterday. They scored on it yesterday.
They did it 2-3 times yesterday, I think.
And the 2-point. Yeah, right. Yeah.
We have the. I didn't know this.
I mean,
happened.
Lions had 4th and inches and threw it to a tight end.
What's
Yeah.
your point?
I am very frustrated about all this as we're rewatching it back.
It is very similar to the Keelan Cole where the play, like whatever the refs call it, you just can't reverse, like especially where the ball's spotted. It's impossible.
Oh, no.
All right, so Colts got screwed by the refs. Good. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to say.
So they're not 4-9-1.
The Vikings actually
Only reason.
got screwed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the fumble return for a touchdown, yeah.
But I am going to be pretentious and grandstand and say a ref screwed us.
Oh, yeah.
I'll jump on that
You're
one.
telling me he couldn't get a half an inch? Yeah, right, refs. What are you talking? This is Matt Ryan. Guy played for 40 years. We got the highest paid offensive line in history. Definitely getting a fourth to win a game.
Easy.
Kidding me?
We got it. What are we even talking about? That should have been a first down until further notice. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is going on in that Colts organization?
Team sucks.
It's melting down.
What do you think Mr. Irsay's feeling right now?
Clearing
He's
the way for
ripping.
Jim Harbaugh.
He's ripping so
Yeah.
many cigs.
So that's reports that Jim Irsay has Jim Harbaugh at the top of his list to be a head coach. I don't think he's the only one. And also, I know he has ties to the Colts, and he's up in the Ring of
Add
Honor.
a couple more years on that.
Yeah, he's up in the Ring of Honor for not a lot of years playing quarterback for the Colts, but he's beloved by Irsay and him. I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I would love Harbaugh to come in and, do a good 7-year stint and then wherever he goes next, because I think that's what he does actually, flip this thing around, do our thing, then we're going to move on. I believe when he went back to Michigan last year, there was like a part of the conversation where it was like, hey, we're not doing this every single year where you're going to the NFL, you're not going to the NFL. Like, we're going to pay you this amount of money. Because remember, he took a pay cut a couple years back.
Right.
Then he renegotiated his deal after they make the big-time run. Now they're back. I think there is an understanding that he can't just fucking act like he's going to go to the NFL, renegotiate every single week. I think. Not 100% sure. And business is done how business has always been done. So he could definitely use that as leverage every single time. And if Harbaugh comes, I think we'd all be pumped. But I'm not sure how realistic that is, AJ. I'm not sure how realistic that is with the whole Michigan situation.
Not at all.
Yeah, does he want to? Does he want to do that? Especially now that he's gotten Michigan where he wanted to get him for all this time.
He wins a natty, probably, right?
Yeah, I think that'd be like the only.
Never had a losing season as an NFL coach.
Yeah, and he never got that Super Bowl, so he could. After he.
Hey, you're in the Ring of Honor, Jim. We tried another guy in the Ring of Honor. Turns out couldn't get the boys rolling.
Yeah.
You're next.
You're next. We're just gonna go right through. Wait till Tarek Glenn is down there. He's gonna have the boys humming.
Yep.
I don't know if he's gonna be able to get Peyton. Peyton's got a lot on his plate.
Well, aren't they putting Matt Ryan in the Ring of Honor after the season, and then they can hire him as head coach?
If Matt Ryan renegotiates his
I heard
contract, so we owe him no money, put his fucking ass in the Ring of Honor tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay? Matt Ryan says, you know what, boys? I'd like to restructure my contract. What is it? I don't want to play ever again. You don't owe me $1. This has been a nightmare. Getting my butt fingered, fucking losing, getting hits. I got 13 fumbles. We suck. I got benched. I'm back. Just restructure this thing. You owe me no money. Just bygones be bygones. I'm going back to Georgia. That'd be sweet. Put him in the Ring of Honor.
My calculations could be wrong, but Harbaugh was 20-25 with the Colts as a quarterback, so like Matt Ryan's not that far off being Ring of Honor.
Make fucking Ellinger the head coach.
Now we go.
Sam?
Yeah. Hook him.
Maybe Matt and Mac Brown.
North Carolina, aren't they back? They got Drake May.
Yeah, but let's get the Texas back together.
I don't know if we need that. I honestly don't know what we need. I just think we need a team that won't give up 33-0 leads. Never happened before in the NFL. 102 years.
It's a long time.
102 years the NFL's been played. You remember back in the day? There were some bad teams.
Oh, yeah.
Bad teams. Bad football.
Yeah.
Nobody has ever given up a 33-0 lead in an NFL game.
Till now.
Historic. It's a record-breaking team.
Unprecedented.
It is unprecedented.
Too bad Frank
the greatest loss ever.
Well, Frank Reich sent a
Really
text
is.
to Kirk telling him, congratulations on this milestone, and he held it in high regard for a long time. And every chance it was a good conversation to bring up, obviously, his faith and everything like that, and Kirk can do the exact same. So I'm happy he congratulate Kirk. I'm happy Kirk was able to do it. This kind of sounds like Sirianni, who last drive beats Colts. Colts almost beat him. He goes, that's for fucking Frank Reich.
Yeah.
In Lucas Oil Stadium talking his shit before he goes over there. Now it feels like Kirk is like, that's for fucking Frank Reich.
You like that? They shouldn't have fired him then? Is that what you're
Christ.
saying? All these people are saying you shouldn't have fired him?
No. Honestly, those people have not been paying attention to the Colts this year. They would have never been up 33 with Frank. It was just, for whatever reason, something was just falling upon deaf ears. And that's going to be what Jim has to figure out this offseason before he rebuilds it. Like, what is going on in the locker room that it just seems to be, they got no fight. They got no fight. 33 zip.
Steady QB play can help a lot. Like just steady, consistent quarterback play.
Yeah, around the building. Just everybody's vibes can be higher.
Or just a quarterback.
Everyone's like just natural confidence. Is that like you? I'm sure you know. Like you played with Peyton. Like I played with Aaron Rodgers. We expected to win every game. Like, hey, no matter what happens, we got Aaron. Like we'll be all right.
You don't think anybody saying about Matt Ryan?
It's convenient he left your other quarterback.
Not since like week 3.
Yeah, it's a different guy every year. How can you have a consistent thought like, hey, we have this guy?
Yeah.
All these guys got paid though, AJ. A lot of guys got
That's
paid.
believe me, how much? Like, think if you're in the front office of the Colts and you're trying. Like, okay, here we go. Not only got to fire, I got to find a head coach. I got to figure out my quarterback situation, which I've been trying to do for the last 3, 4, or 5 years.
And his locker room.
Like there's a lot of pressure to find the right guy.
Is there how do you fix that locker room? I guess get a good quarterback, get a good team, but because I have a lot of respect for a lot of guys in that locker room, but then you watch the way things unfold, it's like there has to be some sort of onus on these players. Now, Jeff Saturday, obviously, I guess this time around, not going to be Lombardi.
No.
Apparently.
What if you guys go play paintball together?
That's what they need. They need trust falls.
Trust falls.
A lot of good
trust falls, rope courses.
Not
What
really
about
a
have they
good
done
team.
a players only meeting yet?
I haven't heard any.
Soon.
Players only meetings, every meeting Jeff Saturday leads, though.
True.
Yeah, that's a good point.
True.
Yeah, it is. It is, isn't it?
Let's go to an overreaction. What's that?
Don't you think they're going to take a quarterback in the draft and
Who, though?
100%?
Who? I mean,
who?
I don't know.
don't
I don't
know.
know if there are any good quarterbacks. You never really know, but I
Somebody
doubt.
somewhere. There's some guy coming out of college who's going to be a great NFL quarterback.
Yes.
Yep.
We have no idea who it's going to be. Hopefully, whoever. If Chris is still here, which once again, if you look on paper, the team that Chris put together is a talented one.
Oh,
For
yeah.
whatever reason, though, they're not a good team. They're not a good team. So it's going to be tough, I think, for Chris to survive this.
Yeah.
And I think he probably knows that if you had to ask him. Once he sees his head coach get fired and then the team continues to do what they do and they're on the wrong side of history multiple times, like GM's going to get fired. But if you look at paper, like, he should not suck.
Yeah, he's drafted unbelievably.
What's their fucking record, dude?
4-9-1.
That's a bad football team.
Could be worse.
I guess you could be the Bears. Whoa.
Yeah, but if you're in that position, at least you have a top 5 pick.
And you have a quarterback.
Right.
Quarterback, yeah. QB.
We're done.
Max
That's-
Stadium before too long here.
Maybe
too.
Max Duggan. He'll lead a lock.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the thing.
There's
Max
your guy.
Duggan, I like him.
I love Max Duggan. How about Will Levis, the guy that puts mayonnaise in his coffee?
You're saying he's going to go top 5, top 10.
Well, there's going to be a lot of, you know,
trade outs.
No, there's going to be a lot of moves here in quarterback. Remember, Malik Willis came out of nowhere, and then he dropped to the 3rd, but he came out of nowhere. He was supposed to go like 1 overall. Therefore, there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks that are going to all of a sudden get a lot of hype. There's going to be some quarterbacks that get, but we know nothing about any of them.
Nothing.
Okay, number 1 overall picks have been busts. Number 2 overall picks have been busts. Mr. Irrelevant is currently leading the number 2 team in the NFC. I mean, you have no idea who's going to go and who's not, and I just hope the Colts hit, I guess, on a quarterback. And if not, just keep that carousel going that fucking Bleacher Report put together. Remember that?
Mhm.
Just quarterback, me pulling that fucking thing.
Yep.
That's why
Chargers.
What?
Wasn't that the Chargers?
What?
The carousel thing?
Oh,
Yeah, their schedule release.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to the Chargers. They have some good ones.
Oh, yeah, that was the thing. The schedule release when all of them put out their little promo videos.
Too strong.
That's a good ball, though.
It felt good coming out of the hand.
Yeah, there we go.
Boom.
Ooh. Holy shit.
Wow.
That one looked good all the way.
Yeah. I'm available, I guess.
Yeah.
You still have my rights?
Mhm.
What's standard quarterback get? 20 a year?
And that's team friendly.
20, 25.
Very for team friendly.
I'm going to have to make up for all of our deals that we have. So there's going to have to be a little bit of that. But I'm available. I mean, just want to do a bucket.
45, 50 a year.
What's the 220?
Yeah.
Is what it is next year?
Yep.
Around, give or take.
We need to build a team around me, too. So
That's a good point. So, like 175, 180.
I'm definitely wearing these things, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Flat
Rib pads?
After Mike White.
Yeah, I'm wearing the full thing, yeah. And wait till you see what I put down the spine. I'm going to be running out there like fucking Matt Ryan. I don't know how free the arms are going to be, but we need
Get
a
that
quarterback.
big old spat.
Yeah, you
Get
do.
that high spat. Be
Oh,
nice.
yeah. Up to the knee. And then now I got to watch my
Tucks his,
butthole, I guess.
tucks his balls into it for sure.
Yeah,
So,
well, I'll tie it around my leg for sure. Let's go to another overreaction, shall we? This is from Marcos Lucero. Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact. But this Titans team is so tough to watch. O-line is a revolving door. Wide receivers can't create separation. Injuries are piling up. And Todd Downing might still be drunk calling plays. 3rd and 2 twice, and Henry isn't even on the field or used. This team is dead. They are very different than they had been. Last couple weeks have been bad. I don't know what the future looks like for the Titans. I have faith in Vrabel being a coach. But you're right. I think Todd Downing, I guess he was I guess his seat was hot around Nashville. Then he has the night of his life against the Chiefs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the prime time? It was the Chiefs, right?
Packers. Thursday night.
The primetime game against the Packers. Has the game of his life. And then first time probably playing right home where anybody's been like, hey, good game.
Nice work, Todd.
You did good today. And he's like, hell yeah.
You're right.
What?
Fucking right.
Drink a whole fucking bottle of Jameson.
Hey, somebody needs to drive you home. Fuck no.
I'm Todd fucking Downing.
And then he gets a DUI, you know, and they keep him.
Shit.
And then they start playing bad again. Now everybody's like, this is exactly who we thought he was before he got the DUI. Gets the DUI. The guy's even worse somehow. I think it's hot down in Nashville for old Todd Downing, as it should be, of course. But Derrick Henry not being on the field for important plays, I didn't see that. That's not right. That's not a good play. That seems like a bad idea. We should throw that out for the rest of the season.
I would think he is kind of the main point of your whole offense. Your offense runs through Derrick Henry, so the fact that he's not there in every situation that actually means something. Yeah, I don't get it.
What are they dead, dude?
I don't think a team that Braves coaches, like, I don't think he can lose a team. There's times when a head coach will lose a team and they won't play for him. I don't think that'll be the case in Tennessee, but I mean, I don't know how they're going to end up though.
Jaguars getting hot.
Yeah, exactly. So that might come down to it.
Week 18, right?
Yeah, week 18. They're talking about that being like the Chargers Raiders of last year, where it's the last game of that Sunday where everyone plays, and then winner.
If you guys tie, you both get in.
Yeah, both get in possibly. I think it's a perfect example of like, hey, if you have a guy like A.J. Brown and you don't want to pay him, see what happens, because the light on the other side is not very nice.
So I like that they didn't want to pay him, and then he dunks on him, and then the owner, who would have had to pay him, fires the GM, who probably, I guess, said we shouldn't pay him. Like, how'd that whole thing?
You think the GM overstepped and made the deal without? They can't make it a deal without owner's approval, right?
I would assume the ownership would be a part of trading away your best player, one of your best players.
Skrunk.
Or if they were, it was like it was
Stink.
it was draft night. We were
Stank. Strong.
It was draft night. We were on the clock. I had to do it. Sorry.
I tried to call you. Phone was busy. You should have seen when we were trying to call everybody else. I mean, it was tough. Sorry, Amy. You better hope this doesn't fucking bite you in the ass. If it does, you'll be out of here. No, our team would be better. We'll save some money and everything like that. 2 touchdowns. All the Johns dancing in their face. Fire that fucker. Remember what he said draft night? Get him the hell out of here. Interesting league this year. Very interesting league this year. A lot of things have happened. I think it's only going to get worse. Let's go to our last overreaction, shall we? Here's from Surdsky at Surdsky TTV. Hashtag PMS, I don't want to overreact, but these refs fucking stink. I get the whole hard job thing and not being full-time, but man, so many one-possession games being decided on flags is tough to watch. Sardsky, we completely agree. We have brought it up to Rapoport. We've laid out some answers. We think it would take a little bit more money and investment, but would make the game better. Let's make them full-time. Let's put them in school. Let's have them have experiences together in the offseason. Let's build up some chemistry and camaraderie. Let's add in technology, and let's really become a good team to make the best league on earth even better. AJ, you concur?
Absolutely. I think they should even make them full-time, put their crews together in the offseason, have them travel around to different OTAs and work together as a crew so they kind of build that whole – so, like, hey, we have nonverbal communication with our ref. Like, our team is so tight. You could do that all year almost.
And you can sub them out, too. If somebody's not that great, have a pool, have more people in there, you know what I mean? And then there's a little accountability maybe, like this person's not having good with this crew. And Hussey can say, this side judge has ruined my life. Boom. New one comes in. Let's see how it goes. But you're practicing with these people all offseason like a team. You know what I mean? So you can maybe call somebody up. And you also pay them full time. It becomes a desirable position that other people will want to do it. Now, we don't think that we have all the answers, but a little bit of effort would help, I think. And also it eased the mind of a lot of NFL fans that are questioning everything every single time one of these fuck-ups happens.
Yeah, I mean, it just the answer is there. So it's like, when are they actually going to go forward and do it? Like, I feel like we've been talking about this for so long and made this suggestion.
4 years, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, how many more fuck-ups are they going to let happen before it's like, okay, these guys need to be full-time?
We're an award-winning audio show now.
Good point.
Shout out to the Sports Business Show, and we appreciate you.
Thank you,
That's very
SBJ.
nice of you guys. Congrats, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
It's the inaugural. We're the inaugural award winners.
Yeah, first ever.
Thank you for that honor.
Hell yeah. Only up from here.
Go ahead, Tom.
What's the downside of making them?
Got to pay them.
Okay.
More money.
They don't have money. Yeah, I forgot.
Well,
League
Diggs, if that was the thought around the NFL would be a little bit better in certain areas.
Yeah,
that's right.
Grass fields.
But
You have the money. Spend the money.
Yeah.
Full-time refs. You have the money. Spend the money. Can they not make a G4 program for the fucking refs? That it's not even their money. The interest on the money is what's paying for the full-time refs and making it a desired position.
I mean, you would think so. It seems like they
Use some of
kinda
that
do
tax
whatever
money
they
for
want.
stadiums.
Boom.
Take some of the tax money for stadiums to bolster the refs.
Away teams, hotel
Hotel
fees.
Yep.
Put that all into a fund.
there we go.
Now all of a sudden away teams that you're not going to get the money from are paying for the refs to make the game better. The game gets better. Guess what? It grows more money. Hey, you're making more money by spending somebody else's money. You guys should do that. That's something to do. Hey, let's go. Congratulations.
Figured it out.
Some of the fine
go.
money.
All right, let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, fine money. You're right. That's true because no one knows where that goes.
Exactly.
Somebody tweeted that the other day. Somebody said, why don't they take our fine money and put it into, I think, grass fields.
That's what it was, yeah.
I think it was
saw
for
that.
grass fields.
Bakhtiari.
Yeah.
He tweeted that.
That's right.
Yeah, because they always say it goes to a donation that the team gets to write off. The players don't, but we never see where the actual money goes. Nobody's ever seen it on record, I don't think, right? Have you ever seen it documented?
I've never even heard where they say, "Oh, it all goes to charity." I'm like, "Well, okay. Can we know it? Like, so
Which
what is
charity?
that?
Can
Which
we
one?
pick which charity? I mean, if you're going to take $20,000 from me, 40,000 from me for a
Right.
tweet, can you maybe tell me where it's going to head to? Is that something I'm allowed to choose, or no? We got it. Okay, you've done enough. All right.
Okay, you got it.
Hey, tonight, Rams at Lambeau. Pack 7-point favorites when the show started. It has moved to 7.5.
Damn.
What are your thoughts, AJ Hawk?
Man, so I know there's no Aaron Donald, correct, for the Rams?
Yep. Correct. It's a big deal.
Baker Mayfield is the starter. 7.5 does seem like a lot, but I think it's a real possibility to see the Packers easily win by 10 or 13, whatever.
Boom. Give me the Packers. Still something to play for. A lot of things have to happen. Still something to play for. Love Baker Mayfield's story coming over there for 42 hours. Feels like that was a fairy tale. Feels like that's maybe a one-off. Give me the Packers in a bounce-back game where they learn a lot about themselves for going forward. Conversations going forward from Packers fans are going to be like, it's still all in front. A lot of things have to happen. We played our best game on prime time. Feels like that's what's going to take place. I got the Packers minus 7.5 as well. Going into tonight, I believe I had a rough one, I think. I'm not sure what the...
I'm sure I did too, didn't I? We tied?
Ooh.
Oh, here we go.
Shit. We didn't do bad.
Okay.
Wow. Good
Pretty
for
good.
us.
In this landscape of the NFL, you never know what's going to happen.
I feel like we did pretty good.
Yeah, good weekend.
I landed from, I was watching the World Cup on my phone plane flying back. We drop out of lower than 10,000 feet, too high above ground to get phone service after the fourth penalty. So didn't find out what the fuck happened in the World Cup till 10 minutes afterwards whenever we landed or whatever. Also got down to the ground in Indiana like 102, 103, games had already kicked off. So I was only able to put in some bets because my location wasn't verified when I was flying in Indiana. It was only verified whenever I got on the ground in Indiana. We need to fix that, okay? So I was only able to put in a couple bets. I hit. That might be the motive. Let the games kick off, see where we kind of stand, see what teams look like, and then go for it. Had the Steelers money line, Saints money line, Chiefs money line, Eagles money line. Obviously, Chiefs going to overtime and then having to punt in overtime. That was a little bit of a scare. That was the only one I was waiting on for this whole thing. But the Pittsburgh Steelers beating the Carolina Panthers was the only one that wasn't long odds. But I was able to piece that together for a plus 232. I'm very happy about that particular bet hitting right there, especially in this NFL season where you get Derrick Henry and Austin Eckler both scoring. Awesome. Derrick Henry scores early. Austin Eckler gets a stinger in the first drive. His backup scores a walk-in touchdown. So then I'm searching, like, is Eckler coming back? Is Eckler coming back? Comes back later, scores a touchdown. He probably should have had two. Happy to hear he's seemingly healthy. I don't know what happened to him in the first one.
He had a nice little run there to seal the game at the end.
He's a dog, dude.
Oh, yeah.
He's a great football player. And then last night for Sunday Night Football, I had no idea what was going to happen. No clue. Didn't want to pick either team. Kind of like the Giants. Just felt like maybe how the day was going with how the Football Night in America crew picked. It was like, maybe the Giants go ahead and get this thing. So I just like Terry McLaurin, alternate amount of yards, 50 yards. Saquon Barkley, alternate amount of rush yards, 50 yards. I think there was a boost that FanDuel was doing. It was Saquon to rush for 60, Terry McLaurin to receive 60, and it was boosted to like plus 180 or 300. I forget what it was. I couldn't get in on it. It kept locking up as I was trying to get in on it because I had seen it late or whatever. So I took their boost, subtracted 10 yards from both of them, and was like, let me do that. Ended up being plus 100. I'm like, fucking hey, here we go. Saquon got that late. Saquon had 13 yards at halftime. Already had a touchdown, only had 13 yards rushing. And I'm like, oh no, this defensive line from the Washington Commanders is going to shut this whole thing down. He's got more receiving yards. Then he started going in the second half. Yeah. And I was like, thank you.
He had that run at the end, that series at the end where he just took over.
40 yards.
He was going crazy.
Bro, he is so large.
Shout
Did he have
spin
a collar
moves,
on?
you know how fast his spin move was too? Like his spin moves was beautiful.
Did he have a collar on?
He had something on, didn't he?
Broke
It did look like he had a
ankles
little
too
something.
last night.
Oh yeah, in the outfield hit him with or in the open field hit him with a little. Yeah, he looked like he had a fucking collar on. I'm like, geez, this dude, is this the biggest guy on the field right now? So explosive, so fast. Shout out to Terry and Saquon balling. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, pretty good gambling day. Let's hit tonight. minus 7.5. The Packers. Good luck to both teams. Can't wait to see you all tomorrow. We have no idea if Aaron Rodgers Tuesday is going to happen tomorrow. With the game happening tonight, we have no idea. Short season, short week. We don't know what's going to take place. But tomorrow we will obviously overreact to what happened tonight. And we have a lot more too. Big time guests coming this week.
Hell yeah.
Huge.
A lot more teams. We got relationships with more teams now.
Nice. What happened?
Well, Zito's reaching out, first of all. I think that's one thing.
Checking in.
What's up?
But also, I know, like, we don't fully understand what they are, but like The Athletic, who is a established media thing, giving us a little bit of love, which I'm very thankful for. Once again, Richard Deitch, thank you so much for that. It almost like legitimizes, I don't want to say like legitimizes us, but it kind of does. And then Sports Business Journal doing this thing. Like, I think a lot more PR people are a lot more comfortable, you know what I mean, maybe letting guys come on our show. So we've had great relationships with everybody. I can't thank you all enough for watching today. You are the best humans on earth. To all the boys, appreciate you guys. AJ, see you manana. Rapoport, thanks for the time. Let's have a Monday night. Let's wrap up Week 15 in beautiful fashion. We will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.